This year's assessment breaks records, 3 grade A talents. A legendary first in school history. Give it up for these 3 as they step up to claim their rewards. Please, welcome them to the stage. Third place, Zhangxian. Awakened Ability Index 90090, Mother of Vipers. Bestowed with the Serpent's Shadow Sigil.
Holy shit, the Serpent's Shadow? That's a perfect sync with her index. Grade A affinity? The school's definitely pulling out all the stops.
Second place, Shuexing. Grade A affinity. Index 960, Nightmare Gaze, Nocturne Sigil.
Sigils are priceless, even black market.
First place, Triple S Talent, Wang Beishao. Awakened, False Deity. Index unknown. Reward, 500k.
A triple S talent, and they're just throwing 500k at him? What a joke. This is a total rigged setup.
Ahem. Wang Beishao, please come to the stage to accept your reward.
Wang Beishao is here. Get out of the way, move it.
Why is everyone so freaked out by him?
Wraith spawn, raised by Wraith crew.
Congratulations, Wang Beishao. This is your prize, 500,000 yuan in cold, hard cash.
Think I'm broke? Explain this now.
What kind of explanation are you looking for exactly? This was a unanimous decision from the Academics Bureau meeting. False deity unindexed, can't activate. You're simply not wired to be an awakened. Triple S talent, but can't be an awakened? Ha! What a friggin' waste. Quit while you're ahead, man, damn. 500k is enough for Xiao to live it up for a few years, no sweat. Seriously, I'm so jealous of Xiao. He'll skip this bloodbath grind. Shuexing, watch your mouth. Dial down that sarcasm. Right. He's the big bad Wraith spawn, Xiao himself. No enforcer beatdown? Take check, go. Don't hold us up. We got the citywide gauntlet in 3 days. What's up, Xiao? You actually planning on signing up for something? That stage is meant for actual awakened freaks, remember? W, what are you gonna do?
Medical bills. In 3 days, I'm gonna break you.
Threatening classmates? Starting a riot?
Tear the sky down. You can't check me. Screw your meeting. "3 days. I'm gonna beat you down so hard your life support gets cut off."
Bub. Congrats, you little bastard, on getting expelled. Warmest congrats to student Wang Beishao on becoming a nobody. Ha ha ha. Alright, get the hell out of my way. Xiao, don't you run off now. You haven't cut the cake yet.
Piss off. Eat shit.
Eat shit, ha ha ha. Have a drink.
Uncle Chu.
I heard the false deity can't be activated. No biggie. I'll teach you to mix drinks when you're older. You'll get by just fine. With us around, who the hell would dare mess with you? As long as this old dog too is still breathing. Still the little prince of Eastside. Let's go. Shower, bottoms up. Ha ha.
Screw off.
Alright, quit your belly aching. All these long faces. Who's the sad act for? The guild is always your home, kid.
Old Fong, you sly dog. Always looking for an angle.
Ha ha ha.
Can't you just wish me luck for once? I'm heading into the gauntlet in 3 days. If I bite it, then you can all have your laugh.
Training set. Hitting papercraft shop for hell notes on credit. Ha ha ha.
Boss, shower's here for you.
Right here.
Ha ha ha.
Boss,
Raised you a decade, still no dad? You little shit. Things get rough at school? Heard you can't activate your ability.
huh?
Can't activate it? Doesn't mean I can't throw down. No ability? Sigil nodes as strong as sigil. You've awakened anyway, so you can still train. Worst case, you just miss out on one innate ability. Each breakthrough unlocks a node and sigil fragment. Socket a sigil fragment.
I'm broke.
But don't worry, I already got your sigil.
These loudmouth bastards are also the ones who've always had my back the most. 5 years stuck at 4 sigils, boss. This should have been a shot at breaking through to the 5th sigil.
When the school stiffed you, you nearly trashed the place. Rejecting it? Failing on the gauntlet? Let Bloodhall and academics laugh? Let those bastards get the last laugh?
Sigils are ranked. White, green, blue, red, gold, black. The school only offered a trash-tier white sigil. But a red one? There's not another one like it in the whole 9th ward. He could have used it himself, but he saved the best for me.
Who cares if there's no ability? I kid I raised. We'll be top tier with or without one. Shower's all grown up now. East Side Prince crying? Ha! You should have used the sigil yourself. Give the sigil to Shower. Bastards come? We all go down.
This treasure cost 3 years and a dozen brothers. Old man. Thanks. Demon Form. These form triple strength and defense. Demon Form has your sanity, but your attacks inflict soul damage. No, the first sigil should be embedded in the first node on the chest. I'm not a waste, false deity, and I'm not unable to awaken. My ability needs a sigil to be truly activated. The Academics Bureau says a false deity can't activate it. It's just that no one's willing to give me a sigil, except the boss. Beyond the fangs, the demon god form morphs. My tail god can actually upgrade a sigil. The Academics Bureau said my ability couldn't be activated, but they're about to find out just how dead wrong they were. I'm a serious badass now. Yeah, you've always been a badass. The little prince of the East Side, who hasn't heard of you. In our hearts, you've always been the best.
Shushing, the Academics Bureau.
And everyone else just waiting to see me fail. Today, I'm going to smash your faces in so hard. Little Sparrow, Monkey, but what are you two doing back here? Today, you're going to shake the whole world.
Like we'd miss it. This was last night. We were planning to rush Shushing up first, just to vent for you. The General Shao marches to war. This year's gauntlet. No one's walking on their feet but me.
If you're looking for a fight, get out of the car. Wong, I want to have a word with you.
Get in line.
Wait for me.
Called in a favor to get this for you. The school's earlier call was total bull. But that order came straight from the Academics Bureau. I'm here to ask you to sit out the gauntlet.
Why? It's not because I'm worried you'll wreck someone else.
I'm worried someone will wreck you. This gauntlet's a death trap for you.
My boss always said, a man lives and dies by this one virtue.
Your score versus Chu isn't just for show. The Sanctum issued their verdict too. Read it yourself.
If the gods bar my way, I'll become a god myself.
Watch your mouth. Such talk seals your doom.
Paths are carved by people walking them. The gods forbid it? Then I'll walk my own damn path. Take the long way. Hell no, I ain't here to rob the place.
Wraith's third heir, top grade princess. This gauntlet's top spot is as good as yours. The Sanctum's envoy is observing in person today. Handpicked by the contender himself.
Ah, the Sanctum's here. Perfect timing.
For number 2 high, I'm unworthy. Especially since our school still has one other. That triple S potential student Wong. Ha! A man forsaken by the gods has no right to stand in the gauntlet. Ha!
If you know you're finished, why don't you just crawl off the stage? I don't accept that bastard.
Am I right? I'm his father. We lack money, but have knives. Revoke the student's speech. Let the gauntlet commence.
Slay beasts. Collect cores. Kill or be killed inside.
Wang Beishao. I'm sorry. Boss Shui just paid me too much.
What happens in the tower stays in the tower.
Have a victory party ready for me tonight.
What's wrong? Afraid to step inside?
I actually thought you had the guts to come in here. Ah. I yield. I'm out of the gauntlet.
If I was the one lying here today, would you have stopped?
I just wanted to give my parents a better life.
You want to climb the ranks? I won't stop you. But don't step on me to get there. Today, I'm only coming for Shui Xian. Don't start a fight with me unless you're ready to die.
Wang, you looking to squat up?
Hands. Change. Arg.
A golden sigil. The three corpses sigil, the upper corpse sits on his brow. Whoa! Shao, let me roll with you. I'm a healer. Ah.
Let's move, little teammate.
You actually want to team up with me?
You're the one who invited me first. I'm going to kill someone. If you're not afraid to die, keep up.
He chose the version of himself no one wanted back when he was a kid. Yan Shasha, Awakened Ability Index 19050, Possession Type. A great D affinity, but a very high index. A triple S talent, and a top tier index. Yeah, one that can't activate, and one with pathetic affinity.
Weak spots on the 7th segment of his underbelly.
After Suyi's third fire blast, there's a 0.5 second window. It's over. For grade A affinities, and all of them have sigils. Who cares? Raw power beats fancy tricks any day. Zhao's been flying solo since he was a kid. He's never trained for team combat. Ding Jian, you take first dibs on this B score. Let's bag a few more to nail teamwork, then head to level 4. With my Inferno, we can risk it and shoot straight for level 5. Heh. Boss Shui, you're a real one. Ding Jian, I'm with you all the way. Without Emo's recon, we wouldn't have it this easy. I'll follow your lead. Yeah, I'm with Boss Shui too. One badass needs a solid crew. We pull together, we fight for a better shot. Deal. But I've got bad blood with someone inside the tower. You mean Wang Beishao? Let others sweat his rep, I don't. If he starts with you, he'll have to get through me first. A guy with no sigil? If he tries any crap, I won't stand by.
No way. Someone's already cleared level 3.
Damn. An ice fire wraith monkey.
What?
A dual element mutant beast. Its height alone is top tier loot. Didn't they teach you anything at that school? Any higher, and we'll be on level 1 mutant beast round. Let's just harvest cores here.
Schweshing's probably already hit level 4. That little punk sure moved fast.
Do we absolutely have to kill him?
We have to. I want a good night's sleep. If he's alive, I won't be able to shut my eyes.
Damn, Shwed, you're a freaking oracle. How'd you know Wang Beixiao was coming? I had that sword strike teed up. With all of us here. Why sweat one Wang Beixiao? Stay on his 6. Let him be the guinea pig for us. Shueshing's survival instincts are seriously legit. Watch the phone, don't zone out. Student Shueqing, sharp as attack. Truly rare. Look! Wang Beixiao got swallowed. Zero life signs reading. What the hell? Where's Wang Beixiao?
It ate him. He went for the giant monkey, then just. I wanna go home. This is messed up.
The cams are definitely rolling. It's over. He must have forced you here, right? Leave the tower now. Shui is all magnanimous. Then wait. I'll slaughter this beast and escort you out myself. Outside, the elite must be singing my praises right now. You've got a movement technique? My brother traded it for guild points. Sui, strike the left flank. Dingjian, hold the frontal assault. Cheng Yu, lock down his shoulders. This is the moment we've been waiting for. True rep is the ultimate loot. Damn, he's charging his ultimate, Earth's Fury. Gah! The hero always makes a dramatic last-second entrance. Let me lend you a hand. Nightmare gaze. Lock it down. I've got him pinned for 3 seconds. That's more than enough. This slice? The whole damn city's gonna see it. Holy shit.
How's it feel getting blue-balled mid-move? Don't tell me. Tell it to him.
Shin, dodge. It's a signature move. Failed. Ah. Wang Beixiao. You backstabbing son of a bitch. You knew I was there the whole time, didn't you?
Here's a little tip for you. Icefire shell cools, casing flips.
So you knew I was stashed inside the whole time. Then why the hell didn't you call me out?
Blind swing froze. Hiding? Seriously? He shrugged. Crowd went wild. He lacked the viewer's bird's eye view. This guy never even slowed his stride. Just one quick glance. Sniffed an ambush. Paranoid much? CH-17. Beast shift rune. How sure? Shueshing dodged the giant ape's attack, seething with resentment. He couldn't accept it. He couldn't accept how easily Wang Beixiao saw right through his whole plan. I wasn't sure, but in our guild, they drill into us as kids. Field rule. Trust no one. Guard up, corpse or not. What normal student would put up with a reek of a dead beast just to hide inside it? Talk about a self-burn. If you just kept your cool and walked in 10 minutes later, I would have soloed the ape myself. Wang Beishao shrugged helplessly. Big shame. Now you die. Ding Jian, Cheng Yu, help me kill him, and I swear I'll get you into the temple. Options. Shueishan had no choice but to pin every last shred of hope on his wad. But after that little stunt, his credibility was completely shot. Why would the remaining two ever put their lives on the line for a snake like him? Ding Jian didn't even bother thinking. He just turned around and walked toward the third level. Third floor, core dropped. A look of disgust on his face, he muttered. Teaming up with you was the worst mistake of my life. Sorry, but I'd rather you die here. Cheng Yu glanced at the fleeing Shueishan and left without looking back. It's all your fault. You're the reason I've been abandoned by my team. Shueishan's first instinct wasn't self-reflection, but to pin all the blame on Wang Beishao. If he hadn't ambushed me, if he hadn't stopped me, that one strike would have hit Shueishan with the great counselor of the gauntlet this time. Using his agility to dodge the giant ape's attack, Shueishan stared at Wang Beishao in the tree with bloodshot eyes, screaming in frustration. Fight me one-on-one, you coward. No abilities. He shook his head. No wings. I can't beat you. Holy shit, he actually said it. That just made Shueishan lose it even more. If Wang Beishao had beaten him in a fair fight, he'd accept it. But this punk is weaker than him. It schemed until everyone turned on him. That's what breaks him. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. As he spoke, Shueishan retreated, looking for an opening. With his eyes, he spotted a pair of sneaky eyes behind a tree trunk in the back. Yin Shasha, that defenseless girl. At this point, he couldn't care less about morals. He bolted straight towards that direction. This sudden turn of events even caught Wang Beishao completely off guard. His face went pale. Didn't I tell you to wait on the third floor? I was worried. She peeked from behind the tree. Get the hell out of the way. Seeing Shueishan's claws, reaching for the frail girl, Wang Beishao didn't think twice. He leaped straight down from the branch and sprinted towards Yin Shasha. Wang Beishao, you ruined my rep. I'm making you pay. Shueishan, completely blinded by rage, yanked the girl out from behind the tree and shoved her toward the roaring giant ape. He was betting Wang Beishao wouldn't risk smashed by the ape to save her. He had to prove himself that humanity is inherently selfish. You can't blame him. Facing the ape's fist bigger than her own head, Yin Shasha's pretty face went pale as a ghost. She froze on the spot. The fierce wind from the punch blew off her baseball cap and scattered her tied-up ponytail. Without a sigil, there's no way she'd survive that hit. Low blow. So damn cheap. Is this what passes for talent at number 2 high? Number 1 high and Voctech fans leapt up, booing in disgust. The cocky underclassmen from number 2 high. They hung their heads in shame, unable to retort. Is this how it ends? Yin Shasha stared blankly at the fist hurtling toward her. Tears she couldn't hold back began to spill over. Shueishan suddenly stopped in his tracks. He let out a sick, unhinged laugh. Wang Beishao, you know better than me. Before his words even faded, a blur shot past him, stopping right before Yin Shasha. It was Wang Beishao, stripped to the waist, every muscle tensed, his messy hair whipping in the wind. He charged the giant ape, swinging his right fist. Beast metamorphosis. Boom. Black fur visibly erupted along his right arm. It swelled to match the ape's limb. The fists collided. Boom. The ground beneath them instantly cratered. The shockwave from the massive impact sent Yin Shasha flying backward. Trees around them bent from the shockwave of the clash. Wang Beishao slid back 10 meters, heels carving the earth, and leaving a stark trench in their wake. And yet, he didn't give a single step in retreat. That unwavering silhouette stood firm, shielding his teammate. Impossible. A one sigil awakened. How could he possibly take a direct hit from a tier 1 vicious beast? Even if he'd socketed a blue power type sigil. It shouldn't be possible. The entire crowd exploded. The students who'd backed Shueishan earlier immediately flipped allegiance. With one selfless punch, Wang Beishao had nailed Shueishan, the number 2 highest pillar of eternal shame. Same ape, same crisis. One stood his ground for his crew. The other used his teammate as a shield. That's the difference. Hey, why? Shueishan and Yin Shasha spoke at the same moment. One out of shock, the other out of raw emotion. Fangs of the Wraith Rule 1. Comrade in danger. We answer. No questions. No fear of death. Live together, die together. No regrets. Wang Beishao faced the giant ape head-on. His pants snapped in the wind. He straightened slowly. His solid back, a portrait of resolve, speaking without fear. Betray that rule? 3 knives, 6 holes, an ugly end. We are Fangs of the Wraith. We never abandon our own. Come on, then. Furious now at Shueishan's shamelessness, Wang Beishao jabbed the finger at him, eyes blazing with violence. You and your monkey both. I'll crush you head-on. Boom. A golden sigil blazed on his brow. 4 transformations of the divine demon. Form of the beast. Tiger. A roar tore through the sky. The murderous intent shook the trees, leaves raining down. It shook the giant ape, a flicker of fear in its eyes. Crack, crack, crack. His bone snapped and reset audibly. Wang Beishao's frame swelled, visibly growing right before their eyes. Tiger stripes erupted. Partial shift complete. Was now total. In the blink of an eye, Wang Beishao, black and white all over. Slit pupils, fangs, black tail. The crushing pressure of the king of beasts swept across the field. Off-screen, the boss, old crook, old fawn. And the butcher all snapped ramrod straight. Unparalleled pride blazed in their eyes. This was the Wraith spawn. He might not bear the guild's ink yet, but the guild soul was already branded deep in his bones. If one of ours is in danger, we save them. No fear. Live together. Die together. No regrets. Boss thumped chest, his burning gaze fixed on that tall, unwavering figure on screen. If one of ours is in danger, we save them. No fear. Live together. Die together. No regrets. 40 roared. This was their creed. Their way to survive this chaotic world. Without comrades to huddle with for warmth. How could they ever outlast this hellish era? Perhaps that's exactly why everyone fears them so damn much. Chapter 18. Sequence possession. Roar. A pal fist high. Its innate ability activated once more. Wang Beishao retreat. Push forward. Tiger roar drowned ape's bellow. His right fist shot straight out, seizing the opening. Shueishan pulled the same dirty trick. He leaped high. He dodged up a tree. Nightmare gaze again. Black smoke from eyes. Savage smirk. My ability might only snare a wild beast for 3 seconds. Same level. I'll lock you dead. Wang Beishao, time to die. Shueishan shot like an arrow. Look out. Yin Shasha cried out in alarm. Wang Beishao was locked in a brutal slugfest with a giant ape. Raw blows seized hearts. In a flash, several more punches were exchanged. A massive dent cratered the giant ape's chest, and blood now seeped from the corner of Wang Beixiao's mouth. No martial arts, no abilities, pure physical carnage. The scene was absolutely breathtaking. But on the other flank, Shuexing used the chaos to slip in. His short blade aimed straight for Wang Beixiao's back. A cruel smile was plastered on his face. If Wang Beixiao turned around, his nightmare gaze would drag the target straight into an illusion. If the target didn't turn around, then he'd just finish him with the blade. This is a damn death trap, no matter how you look at it. Yin Shasha scrambled up on the ground, looking wrecked. She never imagined that a temporary teammate would go all out to protect her. Tears welled up in her eyes. Screaming desperately, sis, save him. Hurry. Wang Beixiao, you're freaking dead. Shuexing let out a hysterical shriek. The very next second, Wang Beixiao didn't even bother to turn his head. Just threw a backhand punch. The fist hadn't landed, yet its force stung Shuexing's face. Clang! A metallic crash. Fist met, dagger head on. What happened next dropped everyone's jaws. The blade shattered into pieces. Xing had no time to dodge. The punch hit his gut, hurling him back 30 feet. Into a massive tree. Before he could speak, a mouthful of fresh blood sprayed out. His eyes were wide with shock. Couldn't even survive one punch. The other side didn't even look back. Pure, utter contempt. Like casually swatting fly. Is this the power of a one sigil awakened? Truth was, even Wang Beixiao himself was spooked by that punch. After fusing, this was his first full-force fight. He didn't expect Shuexing to be so damn fragile. Insane. Such a body with just one sigil. Top Academy reps leaped from their seats, their eyes blazing with excitement. His student? They had to have him. No question. If he just learns one or two combat techniques. Hitting the 6th floor isn't out of the question. A military man gasped, shaking with excitement. If this kid joins my military academy, I swear in 3 years, below 3 sigil, he's untouchable. His strength now already surpasses early stage 2 sigils. Huh, 3 years? At C Spirit Academy, I'll have him unlock all 3 sigils in just one. Bullshit. You're wasting raw talent. Only my Titan Strength Academy can unlock his full potential. In seconds, the academy reps were already at each other's throats, fighting both Shuexing and the Tierfang ape right after awakening, and willing to die to protect his teammate. Talent, raw power, mental fortitude, all off the charts. How can anyone not lose their mind over a recruit like that? Academics Bureau brass looked like they'd seen a ghost. They couldn't even begin to imagine that once Wang Beixiao walks out here alive, the shockwave would rock District 9 schools. All who mocked or ridiculed him will be held accountable. Because let's be real, the authorities are openly, blatantly obsessed with geniuses. If higher-ups learned they crushed Wang Beixiao, it's over. They sure ranks these stories. Wait a sec, the kid trained physically with me for a few years. The butcher frowned, suspicious. Could he be juicing on some kind of banned stimulants? The normal physical strength of one sigil weight is 3 to 5 times that of an ordinary human, tops. But Wang Beixiao's raw power is easily clocking in at over 10 times baseline. The guild boss inhaled, explained low. A gold sigil, unlocked by triple soul nodes, max sigil output. How strong is a gold sigil? With that buff, its wielder can punch way above their weight class. Higher climb, worse spike. Plus triple nodes? This Shao kid can go toe-to-toe with a 2 sigil right now. The boss lifted his chin with pride. If he wants to be the best, few students could survive one hit. Damn it, I should have taught him some combat techniques earlier. Little Sparrow slapped his thigh. Stingy bastards. Combat needs ability alignment, not reckless training. Boss rolled his eyes, hurling down the conversation. Inside the tower, Wang Beixiao was fighting with Mount His upbringing within the guild had forged an almost indomitable combat mindset. He grabbed the ape, smashed it into a tree, bulldozing through like a wrecking ball. He didn't stop until he'd smashed through a dozen massive trees. The dying beast cried out in agony. On the other side, Shuexing was completely petrified. His illusions require close-range eye contact, but he was genuinely terrified of taking another hit. One more solid punch right now, or he'd die. Desperate. His gaze landed on Yin Shasha. This girl was clearly Wang Beixiao's weak spot. If he could just get his hands on her without a second thought, as his target was locked in a life-or-death brawl with the beast, Shuexing launched another power sneak attack. So what if I can't take on that freak Wang Beixiao? You think I can't handle this little girl? But this time, Yin Shasha didn't cry out for help. Sat Wang Beixiao's back off his head, seemed to flood her with boundless courage. Facing Shuexing, charging straight at her. The girl gripped her bat, breathed deep. You think you can resist? Give it up. I refuse to be a burden forever. Ability, possession. Sis. Just as Shuexing was about to seize her, Yin Shasha looked as if she made a final, desperate resolution. She screamed toward the sky. Boom! The next second, a pillar of crimson light crashed down from the sky. The sheer pressure of it instantly forced Shuexing to a halt. The weak, pathetic pushover from a second ago was gone. That pair of innocent, doe-like eyes had turned even colder than Wang Beixiao's. Her long hair whipped wildly. Her cute face hadn't changed at all, but it felt like a completely different person was standing there. Her eyes were empty, like staring at a corpse. One hand held the bat loosely, and with a casual flick, crack, the force of it sliced through. A massive tree, cut clean in half. You useless trash. Why not drop dead? A 7 sigil elite like mother. Give birth to a worthless waste of space like you. If I were you, I just end it. Never reveal who you are, or I'll strangle you with my bare hands. Yin Shasha's voice had turned cold and sharp as a blade, devoid of any emotion. 5 sigils. When Shuexing saw the sigils glowing on Yin Shasha's body, he wanted to end his life right then and there. This frail girl was a 5 sigil powerhouse. All blue, 5 sigils. Inside the entire district, there wasn't a single prodigy who had ever embedded 5 blue sigils. WH, who the hell are you? Shuexing blurted out on instinct. He was dead certain this person was absolutely not Yin Shasha. You're not worthy of my name, you nobody. Kneel and wait to die. Yin Shasha stated flatly. Chapter 19. 5 sigils, all blue. All blue. That's impossible. How can some girl who just awakened be this strong? All blue sigils. No freaking way. Isn't she just some ordinary kid? Outside, chaos erupted. A preschool exam. The PhD candidate showing up, not a fight, another dimension of destruction. Besides Chu the madman. Probably no one else here could even trade a few blows with her. Boss Lao Chu sucked and sharp breath. as worldly as he was. Even he was stunned, frozen by the sight. Didn't she have no sigils? She doesn't, but the one who's hitched a ride on her soul sure does. The boss's eyes were dead serious as he exhaled thick smoke. An order of possession. She can forge pacts with spirits and gods. That Yin-Sha-Sha isn't the same girl from before. Never realized the girl was hiding a trump card this deep. She might even be able to go toe-to-toe with the boss. Old Fong mused, stroking his date's waist absent-mindedly. You're dreaming. Don't forget, the boss used to be a prime candidate handpicked by the Pantheon. His ace in the hole. Old Two was cut off mid-sentence by a sharp glare from Old Chu. Inside the tower, Yin-Sha-Sha's black hair blazed in crimson. Her cute face hardening to steel. Eyes blazed red. Her whole demeanor shifted. Old fear was gone, replaced by arrogance that dared to defy the world. Xuexing had one single thought pounding his mind right now. Run. Run as far the hell away as possible. A 5-sigil warrior can raise a city. Whoosh. Xuexing bolted like a stray dog. Screw pride. Screw revenge. Nothing mattered more than staying alive. On the flip side, Yin-Sha-Sha stood perfectly still, calm as stone. She watched her opponent tear off for his life. The corner of her mouth curled into a dismissive smirk. First sigil. Unlock. Her breath stilled the forest wind. Falling leaves hung frozen in the air. Xuexing's sprint slowed 1,000-fold, as if time itself had been put in a chokehold. Too bad, he couldn't even turn his head to see it. A primal dread bloomed from deep within his chest. The pure, biological terror of staring death right in the face. Goosebumps erupted instantly, every hair standing on end. The horror on Xuexing's face curdled into total despair. He was trapped. Her bat shattered with a sharp crack. Only then did they all realize. Hidden inside was an arm-length blade, slender, deadly precise. Blood red, sigils glowed. Second sigil, unlock. Summon the blade unseen. Yin-Sha-Sha moved. One hand on the hilt, fingers traced the steel. Runes blazed, a gale erupted. Wind roared. Within 100 meters, sharply or away from the air, the tree trunks around Xuexing exploded with deep slashes in unison. Yin-Sha-Sha levitated off the ground, hovering like a vengeful goddess. Second sigil, 3,000 wind blades. She cried out. A swarm of these rolled up into the sky and surged toward Xuexing like a tsunami. All in its path was destroyed. Trees, boulders, sliced clean, blade intent darkened the sky. Xuexing's body trembled uncontrollably. Tears actually welled up in his eyes. The crushing, hopeless dominance paralyzed him. He froze. The blade aura swept past. Time snapped back. Xuexing gasped as if granted a stay of execution. He collapsed to his knees, heaving for breath in ragged gulps. A kilometer of forest flattened. Sunlight fell gently on his back, but cold lingered. Am I alive? Xuexing stared at his own body in sheer disbelief. Clothes shredded, legs slashed. He sure as hell knew that strike wasn't some empty bluff. That one slash flattened a full kilometer. If she had wanted him dead, one strike would have diced him. What's your game? Xuexing clung to a final shred of hope. Head tilted up just a little, voice shaking as he asked. You humiliate me. My sister told me not to kill you. The disgust was clear in Yin-Sha-Sha's eyes. She sheathed her blade, sparking hope in him. Was she afraid of killing live? Fear of the Xue family, or a bad impression on the academy reps? But Fong's next words instantly made his blood run cold. My sister said, your life belongs to Wang Beishao. Boom. As soon as words uttered, a round object slammed violently into the ground between them. When Xuexing finally made out what it was, his jaw dropped, and he couldn't make a sound. It was the head of the mountain-splitting ape. His massive, middle-sized eyes was frozen in expression of rage, packed clean off its body. Wang Beishao's towering figure approached slowly from the distance. He was drenched in blood, his battle soul faded, but the killing intent radiating from him hadn't dissipated at all. Yo, young Master Xue, why the hell are you kneeling? Wang Beishao grabbed giant eagles effortlessly with one hand. A savage grin split his face. You act like begging means I'm not going to kill you. Despair. Yin-Sha-Sha alone was enough to crush him. And now, that monster Wang Beishao had finished his fight too. Who could have imagined that these two, so-called losers in everyone's eyes, could be as terrifying? You stepped onto the clearing carved out by blade aura. Wang Beishao glanced at her, suspicion in his eyes. Her appearance hadn't changed, but he could tell right away this Fong wasn't Yin-Sha-Sha. I'm her sister. The newcomer was clearly not the chatty type. She just studied the mark on Wang Beishao's forehead with curiosity. She paused, then flicked her wrist. The blade flew, stabbing near his feet. The message was crystal clear. Kill Xuexing. Swords ain't my thing. Wang Beishao flashed a grin. He picked up the claw hammer he'd thrown earlier from the ground and gave it a shake. This one's more my speed. Whatever suits you. Yin-Sha-Sha waved her hand dismissively. Seriously, I just don't get it. A triple sigil prodigy. Why party with my useless sister? With that, her eyes snapped shut. The crimson bled from her hair. Hair softened. Aura gone. Eyes reopened. They were those same big, innocent-looking ones as before. Classmate Wang, you okay? I'm fine. Your sister's pretty badass. Wang Beishao grinned, waving off her concern. Close your eyes. Oh, not sure what Fong intended. The girl simply covered her eyes obediently with both hands. But Xuexing's face suddenly went pale with terror. Yin-Sha-Sha was clueless. Xuexing knew this was Wang Beishao's kill mode. Sure enough, the guy picked up his hammer. His eyes wild as he stalked closer. But with both his legs injured, Xuexing could barely move. Wang Beishao, Xiao bro, and my father's a councilman. You'll be in deep shit if you kill me. Before, all that crap I gave you before, that was my bad. It's not like we got some blood feud, right? Right? Wang Beishao walked slowly. With every step he took, Xuexing scrambled backward. But hands couldn't outrun legs. He barely crawled 6 feet when he felt a crushing weight on his back. Wang Beishao's left foot had come down on his spine. A mocking smile played on his lips. No blood feud? Nah. You wanted me dead? Well, I want you dead too. Chapter 20. One cigarette. Boss Chu, let me go. Let me through. Bang. In the VIP section, the Xue family panicked, storming the stage. Though Lao Fong and Lao Tu were a step ahead, slamming him down. He still struggled frantically, eyes bloodshot. He screamed hysterically at the boss. Make Wang Beishao spare my son. Anything, any terms. I'm begging you. Let my son go. Slam. Desperate with worry, Xue's father actually broke free of the two men. He lunged to the boss's feet, his knees buckling. He crashed straight down to his knees. Begging, he slammed his forehead on the man's feet. The marble floor echoed with the sharp crack of his kowtow. Boss Chu, the Xue family surrenders. Let my boy go. We'll settle this any way you want. What do you want? Name your price. Can I just buy my son's life from you, please? Father's forehead was raw and purple. Gone was the commanding strategist there he had moments ago. In this moment, he was just a father. His face showed despair. Spare the rod. Spoil the child. It's all my fault. Boss Chu, let me die in my son's place, please. Just say something. Shue's father sobbed a mess. His hands wrapped desperately around the boss's thigh. Everyone present was shaken by this kneeling. Decades of the Shui family's prestige shattered in that single act. This kneel ended his career forever. This one kneel exposed a father's total despair. Just spare my son, and I'll end myself right here on the spot. Boss Chu, is that doable? Can you just F*** say yes? Shue's father stared anxiously at the screen. At Wang Beixiao's hammer raised high overhead. His face was white as a sheet, his world collapsing in on itself. Sorry. Boss Chu shook his head, helpless. Pity for the district's titan. A titan who shakes the city. You've got more heart than I thought. But I can't get a signal to Xiao, right? Apart from the contestants. No one can contact anyone inside the tower. Too bad he's already gone. Old Shui felt like he'd been struck by lightning, frozen in place. Tears of despair. He was innocent. He's just a kid. It doesn't matter. I have to let everyone know. No one mess with my kid. So when we're gone, no one will dare to bully him. Xuexing is just unlucky. Not cross paths with Boss Chu. Chu's heavy hand helped him rise. He said, dead serious. As a father, I get it. You want revenge? You come for me. I'll take it all. But your son has to die today. A collective gasp rose from the audience. Parents hurriedly covered their children's eyes. In an instant, old Shui aged a decade. He turned around, trembling, just in time to see Wang Beixiao's hammer come crashing down on Xuexing's head. You mocked me, fought me. I'll let it slide, but you sent people to kill me. That changes everything. Blood gushing from his forehead, Xuexing could barely hear what Wang Beixiao was saying anymore. His eyes were locked on that distant door. Desperate will to live drove him on, leaving bloody trails from his fingers. He didn't dare to stop. My dad's a councilman. You can't kill me. I never wanted to be your enemy. It's your fault. The whole school's scared of me. Why aren't you? I just wanted you to bow your head. Just wanted you to submit. How come? How come everyone fears me, kisses up to me, and you just had to fight back? Crawling, Xuexing screamed, his voice full of defiance. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth, he'd spent his whole life on a smooth path to success. His father had already paved the way. He was the envy of everyone since childhood. He had a family background most couldn't hope for a lifetime. He had a father who doted on him, and a brother, 9th District's prodigy. Everyone told him he was the protagonist of this world. Except Wang Beixiao refused to submit. Except Wang Beixiao fought him at every turn. I've been learning statecraft since I was a kid. Why wouldn't you just fall in line? I could have been a great leader. It's all you. All your fault. Xuexing's eyes were bloodshot. Frenzied roar of rage. Sorry. Wang Beixiao shook his head, calm as ever. Boss never taught me how to bow, and nobody showed me how to kneel. Your world's built on kneeling and obeying. Mine? Live on your feet or die standing. Nothing else. Have Lao Chu. Old timers like Lao Chu. Even Fong, back in the day, they all had future. A bright one. If they just bent the knee and kissed the right rings. If their spines had even a little give, they wouldn't have ended up scavengers in the wastes. Those people would rather run with the wild beasts, choke down rot-gut booze and smoke ditch weed, than ever break. And the kids they raised? You really think they'd ever bow to some pampered tyrant? Wang Beixiao slowly raised the hammer. We don't seek trouble, but we never run. Leave us be. We'll leave you. Come for us. I'll end your bloodline. Boom. The claw hammer smashed down. The ground shuddered under the blow like a quake had hit. Xuexing's left arm snapped clean, a mess of bone and red. He couldn't crawl anymore. Tears and snot smeared across the dirt. Blinding, searing pain nearly shattered his mind right there. And my brother. He's an acolyte of the divine hall. Seeing the Xuan name couldn't make Wang Beixiao stop. Xuexing turned, pathetic and desperate, screaming in hysteria. Still avenge me. I'll be waiting. No heat. No trading insults. No backing down an inch. Wang Beixiao just stared into his enemy's eyes, perfectly still. You're my first real opponent. Don't beg. Go out with some dignity. Boom. The third hammer fell. Xuexing spat a mouthful of black blood. His chest ate in, a deep trench ruin. That blow woke something up in Xuexing. He knew this was the end. No more begging. No more screaming. He coughed a dry, broken laugh. I'll save you a seat down below. Let's see who gets there first. Me or your brother. He raised the hammer a fourth time, arm twisting, warping. Tiger stripes crawled his skin, eyes blazing fierce. Ha! Xuexing just accepted it. He knew Wang Beixiao was set on ending him. In his last breath, fumbling hands found a cigarette pack. He flicked the lighter again, but it wouldn't spark. Huh. Unexpected. Wang Beixiao actually reached out and lit for him. You remember the first time we met? I offered you a smoke. You chucked it without a second thought. Heh, you were the first person who ever dared to reject me. That's why I came after you. Xuexing took a weak pull of smoke. Then a violent cough seized him, face flushing sick red. Blood gushes from his mouth. Dying makes you soft. Yes, it's true. A bitter ache twisted Xuexing's face. Without that cigarette, their paths would have never crossed. I just had a blowout with my boss. Was in a crap mood. And then, they caught a flash of shock in each other's eyes. You petty son of a bitch. I was sure you were looking down on me. Ha! The two of them cracked up, doubling over. One smoke for a whole life. Ridiculous? To some people. Authority can't be challenged. Bullshit. Xuexing spat. Bitter smirk. Bang. Blood sprayed high. Shue's father looked drained outside. His legs gave out, and he collapsed on the ground. The nearby academy reps exchanged awkward looks. One furrowed his brow. Wasn't the whole mix-up already cleared up? For Wang Beixiao, it didn't matter how any of this started. Beef means no loose ends. Then, the one thing resting on Xuexing's corpse, a white sigil ripped out of the body. Crack. The sigil shattered. It became starlight, piercing Wang Beixiao. What the hell? Did Wang Beixiao just devour the sigil? Chapter 21, Breakthrough. What the hell just happened? Spectators and academy reps all shot to their feet in unison. Rule of thumb. Once the host dies, the sigil gets reclaimed by the god. Getting hijacked like this? Never happened before. Not once. Wang Beixiao's body locked up instantly. His consciousness ripped away. When he opened his eyes again, he was back in that pitch-black mindscape. The same stone statue, radiating silent, crushing authority. Standing eons. Before it, a colossal, towering god phantom roared in fury. Devouring the divine. Do you not fear the heaven's wrath? Wang Beixiao trembled. Every breath quaked. The suffocating pressure from that phantom. The knee-buckling divine aura. This was a real god. The entity before the statue was an actual deity, a lingering divine will from Shueshing's sigil. Then the next second, the false deity slowly opened its eyes and uttered a single, understated word, perish. That single syllable fell like a celestial mandate, carrying immutable, crushing authority. Yuda, terror flashed across the divine face within sigil, becoming golden streams to the statue. The word became law. Wang Beishao's eyes went wide, staring in utter disbelief at the scene unfolding for him. His false deity swallowed a god's mind. Whole. That colossal deity's shadow couldn't even put up a fight. It was just completely erased by the false deity. Hundreds of golden strands of energy swirled around the stone statue, finally plating the surface of its pinky finger, with a layer of gold the size of a fingernail. Holy shit. Wang Beishao had no clue what was happening. For a terrifying force slammed straight into his body, like his skull was ripped off and boiling water poured in. He could feel it in his bones. His power belonged to that deity from his moments ago. The North God and Wang Beishao share a bloodline link. When it levels up, Wang Beishao can get the blowback boost what he wants or not. But man, this kind of payback is pure agony. Forcing a mortal body to absorb the power of a god. What's that even like? It's like someone shoving a freaking nuclear reactor right into your chest. That kind of force can rip a person to shreds on the spot. Regular awakened train a type of energy called chi, using it to fuel their sigils. But his chi is being replaced by raw, pure god power. Shit, I can't take this. Wang Beishao watched, helpless, as his soul was led to win with golden strands light. He screamed in agony at the false deity, but all he got in return was an enigmatic, cryptic smile from the other side. On the giant outdoor screen, the image of Wang Beishao suspended in midair caused everyone's brains to collapse. Shue's father collapsed to the ground, his clouded eyes staring blankly at the screen. The entire crowd was silent. Even the reps from the elite academies. Experts never saw this freakish. He broke through. Finally, one voice, trembled with disbelief, shattered silence. Holy crap. Wang Beishao broke through? Impossible. In the 400 years since the calamity, anyone ever skip past 2 sigils within a week? Is Triple S talent really that monstrous? People plateau for years. He just jumps over it? He doesn't even grasp it yet. No feel for it. How is this even possible? Up on a main stage, the whispers among the academy reps grew louder and louder. Their eyes shifted from caution to naked greed. Triple S talent, gold sigil, 3 organs, dancing past the 2 sigil mark with a weak awakening. Just one of these 4 factors alone would be enough to make every major faction go to war. Now all of them stacked up inside a single 17-year-old kid, even the official city organizations. And the sanctuary will be banging on his door soon. Once they step in, the top academies won't stand chance. In that split second, all eyes froze on Boss Chu, unbothered, with the fangs of the Wraith backing Wang Beishao. To recruit him, you need Madman Chu's trust. The female rep sitting at the very end stood up first, ignoring the baffled stares around her, and walked over to Madman Chu, slow and steady. Boss Chu, would your boy consider a Nebula Academy? Name your price. Chaos erupted instantly. Grant the entity of Prestige Academy. Top school pride, gone in seconds. Boss Chu, if your guy blesses our Titan Academy with his presence. A middle-aged man shot to his feet. He slammed the table, shouting wildly, I'll give the Fangs land near campus. All the official paperwork on us, letting you operate with total freedom. Boss Chu, you must win Mr. Wong for Amethyst. Another guy was even more blunt, sticking a finger in the air. 10 million, plus full academy access. What do you want? We'll negotiate with sigil yourselves. How many sigils does your Amethyst Academy even have? Our Poseidon Academy's vault holds a crimson sigil, which we can give to Mr. Wong as his second sigil. Your Poseidon Academy sigil doesn't even match Wang Beijiao's ability index. Get a rest. Formerly friendly reps turned on each other, live before thousands and TV viewers, brawling it out verbally on the main stage. The reps from the military academies slammed the table hard. Their soldier-trained lungs drowned out the entire room. Judging by that last fight, Mr. Wong's combat instincts are light years ahead of anyone his age. He needs CQC and tactical training. And those are where the military academies dominate. Cut the crap. If he were just ordinary talent, I'd do you a favor. Titans rep push back. But now, whoever gets him rewrites history. There must be one ruling the rest. As long as Wang Beishao survives, he'll crush a generation by graduation. And his alma mater will be the only supreme institution left standing. This isn't about one kid's future anymore. It's a matter of survival for these academies. Madman Chu, through it all, didn't say a word. He lounged, legs swinging, cigarette lit. Ice cold. 40 fangs behind him. We're cracking up, watching these big shots bicker like school kids. Look, pride's radiating off him. Kid leveled up. Old Fong leaned in close to the boss, whispering with a smirk. Let him bicker. Boss flicked the ash from his cig, cool as ever. Zhao's path is his own call. He's practically grown now. His choice. But that kid slept through class. Does he even know the difference between these academies? Old Chu frowned. Don't let him get scammed. Every top 10 academies got its own thing. Take Poseidon Institute. Those freaks play with water. Heracles Academy worships nothing but raw, brute force. If he picks the wrong school, it's gonna be a straight-up circus. Chairman Chow slapped his thigh, jerking upright like he'd been tossed. Who the hell was supposed to be tutoring him before school? 40-some heads swiveled in perfect sync to stare at Old Fong. The man just awkwardly turned his face away, so he can sign his own name. And then what? Never went to college. How could I guide him? Chapter 22. Yin Shasha's Metamorphosis. Arc. It hurts. Holy SH*T. Why so painful? Chaos outside the arena. Wang Beixiao's agonized roar suddenly blasted from the Jumbotron. Countless rays of golden light bled out from beneath his skin. It should have been a moment for celebrating. But the boss's crew just hung their heads in cringeworthy silence. See? I told you to teach the kids some damn manners. Look at him. Now it's all holy SH*T and damn it. Such a punk. Auntie rolled her eyes with pure disgust. Old Shue says, uneducated son, father's fault. Look at you. Hold on. Another line. Lazy teaching, teacher's fault. Old Chu's eyes locked on a number. 2 high leaders. In a state of absolute euphoria next to them. Zhao's foul mouth. That's their fault. Damn straight. Our boys lack a class. Blame these damn teachers. Screw this. Send a crew. Find out where Zhao's homeroom teacher lives. We pull up on him tonight and teach him a lesson. What the hell? Principal was off his eye, lost his own glory. Nurturing a legendary genius like Wang Beixiao. He dreamed of being academics director. Then heard the Fang's crew plan to beat down. Principal, you can't pin this on me. The homeroom teacher of class 15 whined, his face twisted in despair. Classmate Wang cut class every single day. When I ran the academy selection workshop, he wasn't even there. I was like, Zhao cut class in the first place. Old Fong wasn't having any of that excuse. Spit venom. Your teaching sucked. It's all on you, man. You stunted my kid's potential. He was cutting class to brawl. He got put in the hospital for it. Oh, he's not brawling. It still calls your SH after his ETY teacher. He was obviously worked up about something. Where do you live? Whoa, Wang Beishao just stepped on a 4-5. He's charging 4-5. Our school's about to blow. Haha, Mom. I'm totally enrolling in second high for sure. The roar of the crowd cut everyone's argument short. After his breakthrough finally settled, the second note on his chest was blazing with a golden light. As for him, he was already moving, leading in Sha straight toward the 5th floor. But this time, the VIPs on the platform weren't cheering anymore. What the hell is he doing on 4-5?
With that talent, he should grind. Why risk it? Please, just let the kid be safe.
He hasn't even slotted his second sigil yet. What's the rush? Right now, the school reps weren't obsessing over how high Wang Beishao could climb anymore.
All they wanted was getting Fong out safe.
But what they didn't know was, ever since the false deity absorbed the divine will, a crazy, world-shattering shift. Like right now, he could share a psychic link with a false deity. The reason he kept pushing deeper into the tower was that he sensed the sigil on the highest floor. This sigil made even the false deity uneasy.
Wang, are we still going?
Sha slipped back into that timid shell of hers again. Gripping her blade, she worried, top floor's risky. We're already here. I want to see how far I can make it. He forced a slight grin. Sure, the team-up was last minute, but during that life-or-death brawl, Fong never once bolted. And just that simple fact, Wang Beishao saw him in a whole new light. So he dropped the cold, distant act. This score is enough to get you through the gauntlet. You'll even have a shot at a top-tier academy. Knowing the danger grew with every floor, Wang Beishao gave Fong the giant ape score. Head back, hide that thing deep. If anyone tries to jump you for it, don't fight back. I'll come out and handle it for you. Okay, cool.
Sha try to muster the guts.
Wanting to help, but knowing her own limits. She just hung her head in shame, clutching the core as she whispered, if I were strong as my sister, I could help. You've already helped me plenty.
Wang Beishao didn't stop.
He strode to 4-5's door, waving without turning.
One day, you'll surpass her.
The golden sunlight washed over Wang Beishao's back, stretching out long and far behind him.
Sha stood frozen.
Crushed by her sister's shadow her whole life. Mocked by everyone. She got used to being a nobody. Wang Beishao was the first person who ever actually believed her. Maybe not even Fong understands just how much that one push meant. Watching that figure walk away, the girl suddenly found her guts. Shouting through cupped hands, I'll get way stronger. And I'll fight right beside you, by my own power. Damn right. We're partners, aren't we? Wang Beishao turned around slowly. He grinned and tapped his chest. Even after we're out of here? Sha's voice shrank to a whisper. Insecure. She feared an answer she didn't want. Wang Beishao answered without hesitation, full of conviction.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna get stronger. She took a shaky breath.
It was exactly because everyone had seen his metamorphosis, rising from invisible underdog, step by bloody step, lit a huge fire under every junior and senior watching. Before he settled in, top academy reps crowded forward, pressing business cards into her hands. Miss Sha, any interest in joining Poseidon Academy? Miss Sha, come to Stellar Academy. Better yet, bring Wang Beishao with you. Miss Sha, congratulations, you've been accepted into Titan Academy. Fong, we should totally swap contact info. One brutal gauntlet took him from nameless vocational kid to the most wanted recruit on every school's radar. And that wasn't just because of his ability. It was what Wang Beishao had said. Everyone saw how hard he rode for his people. Figured if they could snag someone close to him, they'd have a damn good shot at reeling Fong into their school. I need to think. She shook her head, flustered, and bolted back to the stands like she was making a getaway. The boy who'd given her that fire was now, on the big screen, whipping the crowd into a frenzy. 6th level cleared? Insane. 10 minutes of floor. 7th won't slow him. Is he even normal? Nuts. A 2 sigil shouldn't match a tier. 1 beast. Wang Beishao's fighting way out his weight class. I'd say only the last 3 floors might actually make him sweat. Sha had been out of the tower barely 20 minutes. He tore through level 7 without a scratch. Sitting up on the main stage, the boss narrowed his eyes, listening to the stadium roar Wang Beishao's name. Mouth curling, voice dripping with meaning, he said, "It's strong enough, and the world's full of goodwill." When this whole thing started, Wang Beishao was a guy everyone loved to trash.
Shui House inspectors awaited his failure.
And now, Wang Beishao's become the damn hero of 9th Central City. His rise shot a ton of people straight to the top. 9th Central itself is not the face. Just cause a prodigy like him showed up. All that mockery, all that sneering. Now it's just one deafening cheer after another. Pathetic. Chapter 23, The Tower Spirits Buzz.
We interrupt with breaking news. After 50 years, a challenger hits floor 9.
The Beast of Rush Tower, a once-in-a-generation prodigy. Wang Beishao, a student from number 2 high in 9th Central City. Only 17, and hasn't even been awakened for a full week.
He stormed floor 8. All networks. Now stream the gauntlet live.
Don't forget, the last genius to breach the 9th floor. He's Earth's top man. Amid upheaval. Only a handful have ever pulled this off. Forget your SATs. This is like a high schooler single-handedly cracking FDL travel. It's not just being in a class of its own.
A new era dawns. Outside the arena,
it's a sea of bodies. Locals who couldn't snag a ticket. Now the streets jam solid. People are climbing street lamps. Standing on rooftops. Everyone's craning their necks. For that colossal holographic screen is high. 8th floor, cleared. 11 minutes. 9th Central, let's go. Of course it's our number 2 high genius. Huh. Wang Beishao. Wang Beishao. Wang Beishao. The live crowd's roar is about to blow the roof off. Everyone's flushed, eyes wide open, witnessing the birth of a new legend in real time. But the vibe up in the VIP box? Totally different story. Dead serious, tense even. A few academy reps look like death warmed over. They know damn well the chance. To recruit Wang Beishao is long gone. Womp womp womp. 3 military choppers slice through the clouds. The downdraft from the rotors whips. The banners in the stands into a frenzy. The hatch slides open. First out is a middle-aged man in a crisp suit. The Maplewood City governor's crest pinned to his chest. Principal of number 2 High's knees practically buckled. The top brass from Maplewood actually showed. And not just him. An Education Bureau VIP nearby chokes out, pointing at the second chopper. That one in the Zhongshan suit looks like he's from the capital. The capital sent someone. The man in the Zhongshan suit has 4 black-clad guards tailing him. Just the sheer pressure rolling off them makes it hard for anyone close to breathe. Versus players, the brawling reps. Everyone stood there like they were nailed to the floor, too scared to breathe. Waved to the crowd like he was running for office. Then, without missing a beat, he practically sprinted on the stage, making a beeline straight for the boss. Boss Chu. Hand out eagerly. Boss took a slow drag, then rose, and just barely gave him a handshake. You know, considering the guy's position and all, we're truly grateful to the Fangs of the Wraith for raising such an exceptional talent for Maplewood. The 9 central higher-ups standing by twitched. Since when was Wang Beishao Maplewood's to claim? 9 centrals is turf, but like this? No shame. Sugai followed. His stride was all business, stopping in front of the boss. He spoke with zero humor. Boss Chu, I'm Lu Ming, liaison from the Central Bureau of Awakened Affairs. The Bureau has a message for Wang Beishao. If he clears the 9th floor, he'll be fast-tracked onto the National S-Class Asset Watch List. You could hear a pin drop. S-Class Asset Watch List? There aren't 20 active names on that list in the entire country. The same stiff, dissing Wang was now shaking like a leaf, tears streaming down his face, as he rushed to grab the boss's hand. Congratulations. Boss Chu, you've given our glorious nation a true, one-in-a-generation prodigy. The whole country's watching him. Take on the 9th floor right now live. 9 central cities on the map. This fight's way bigger than Wang Beishao himself. Win this, 9 Central's famous. Will be known as the birthplace of top-tier talent. School 2's gonna reach heights no one can touch. Parents are all over falling over themselves to send their kids to 9 Central. It's the herd mentality. This sleepy little town's gonna ride Wang Beishao's coattails, all the way to becoming a world-famous cradle of genius. Not even top floor, carving cake. The boss's eyes flickered, his lip curled with utter disinterest. Everyone else was just milk this for their own glory. The Fangs of the Wraith alone cared about one thing, Wang Beishao himself. He's at the 9th. The 9th floor. On the screen, Wang Beishao's silhouette appeared before the 9th floor's entrance. The entire city froze. 30,000 fans packed the arena, and tens of thousands gathered outside, all held their breath. In front of countless screens, every last person held their breath. Wang Beishao was drenched in blood. His torso was messed fresh wounds layered over sores. The tiger markings on his right arm still hadn't fully faded. He stood before the pitch-black stone door. He looked up at the ancient runes carved into the lintel. Under the gaze of millions, he slowly pushed open the heavy door. Boom! Ceremony begins outside the arena. As it perfectly synced with Wang Beishao's move. Fireworks launched simultaneously across all of Night City. Day fireworks streaked the sky. 9th floor. He's reached the 9th floor. Second high is going big time. Wang Beishao, the pride of 9th City. Amidst the deafening roar of the crowd, the 40-plus Wraith Fangs members sprang up. Eyes blazing, locked on the screen. Old Fang's girl cried out as he crushed her in his grip. He didn't notice. Old Chu's wheelchair armrests warped. Baldy's eyes glistened. The boss didn't say a word. His cigarette burned to his fingers. He flinched, dropped it. The kid soaring beyond our wildest dreams. Damn impressive. Inside the tower, 9th floor. The moment Wang Beishao stepped over the threshold, he was stunned by the sight before him. A football field altar. Ruined, desolate, covered in cobwebs. Untouched for ages. At the altar's far end, a statue sat on a high platform, fully armored, hand on a longsword's pommel, tipping ground. Majestic face. A look of weariness and solitude. Wang Beishao stopped in his tracks. The spirits in his mind roared violently. The feeling, it was coming from the statue, right in front of him. Where's the vicious beast of the 9th floor? Wang Beishao slowly tightened his grip on the clawhammer. His instinct screamed wrong. Words barely left his mouth. The statue's eyes opened. Stone shed. What the hell? He stumbled backward in shock. The stone layer on the statue peeled off like dead skin. As it slowly rose to its feet, all the stone fell away, revealing the true form underneath. A middle-aged man with a square jaw, clad in armor, holding a sharp sword. Aside from the unspeakable weariness between his brows, he looked human. 50 years. A challenger at last. The man fixed his gaze on Wang Beishao, a hint of approval in his tone. Who the hell are you? He discreetly hid the claw hammer behind his back. I am a tower spirit. I suppress the beast within. Chapter 24 clear. Tower spirit, bound by my master's command. I guard this tower to stop wraith beasts. The tower spirit lifts his chin slightly at the mention of his master, looking incredibly proud. But all Wang Beishao cares about is the sigil he sensed on the 9th floor. Sorry to interrupt. What about the wraith beast on this floor? Mind calling him out here? I've got dinner waiting at home after I kick his ass. His nerve stuns the tower spirit. He laughs. You're more fun than the kid who walked in here 50 years ago. The one who ran the gauntlet 50 years back. Even a total slacker knows who that was. The strongest man in the world. The holder of the black sigil. The first of the 9 sigils in history. One man who held an entire era in check. Can't believe the comparison. I'm the warden of this floor. As the words leave his lips, a gale whips his armor. At the same time, the marks on his body ignite one by one. With every single mark that lights up, the pressure crushing down on Wang Beishao multiplies. When the tower spirit reveals his sigils in full, like a mountain on his back. Each step is war. 6 sigils. The instant that crimson sigil on his chest blazes to life. The false deity's greed is insane. Wang Beishao just plops his ass on the ground. He drops the hammer. Power trip? I literally just hit 2 sigils. Why don't you just nuke me and get it over with, huh? This kind of gap, no trump card or ability in existence can bridge it. His best can't graze a basic hit. Out of his league. Spirit smiles. No mockery in his eyes, just a keen, teasing glint. Your words, they're exactly the same as that kid's 50 years ago. That one was tougher. Almost wounded me. Wang Beishao shoots him a skeptical look, meaning Fong, they didn't clear this floor either. But the textbooks say he was the first person. Cleared this tower 50 years ago. As if seeing straight through his confusion, the tower spirit grins. Survive 3 punches. Let with that. Wang Beishao's wired in a split second. His body? Monstrously tough.
Come on. Golden light bursts. For transformations. Tiger stripes spread. Slit pupils, fangs, bulging arm. Claws sprout from his fingers. A full-on half-beast, half-man state. Beast transformation, bring it. Wang Beishao crosses his arms in front of his chest to brace. Every muscle in his body tense to the limit, bracing for impact. As you wish. Talon nodded calmly. No stance. No wind-up. Not even a flicker from his sigils. A blur of motion. Wang Beixiao's pupils couldn't react in time. Boom. Talon materialized right in front of him. Just a flat, boring punch. Not fast, not fierce. It looked more like a probe. But from Wang Beixiao's perspective, that punch hit him like a freight train, going full speed head-on. A sickening crunch of bones shattering echoed from his arms. His body launched backwards, uncontrollably. Crash. The terrifying force sent him flying dozens of meters back. He stopped only when hitting a stone wall, nearly embedded. Rubble poured down like rain, burying him completely. Dead silence fell outside the arena. The boss, school reps, and faction leaders stared at each other. The main screen showed nothing but a pile of rocks and billowing dust. It's over? That was a 6 sigil. How does a 2 sigil take that? The gap's way too big. Raw talent can't bridge this. Wang Beixiao's challenge just failed. The boss remained silent, his eyes locked onto the screen. Boss Chu, the top dog of Fenglin City, leaned in. He frowned. I can pull strings to end the gauntlet early. The implication was clear. Wang Beixiao could possibly survive on his 3 punches. Ending the match early would save his life. After all, where's he gonna find that kind of strength? Getting to floor 8 already makes him a peerless prodigy. They needed a living Wang Beixiao. My kid won't be taking a dive in a dump like this. The boss looked up calmly, staring unblinkingly at the rubble. That had buried Wang Beixiao. No way he wasn't worried. But he trusted his kid more. He's a Wraith Fong child. We never taught him to quit. And just as expected, boom. The next second, the rocks exploded. Black vapor rose from the wreckage. The surrounding rubble visibly iced over. A silhouette slowly rose from the dust. Staggering, but unbreakably resolute. Oh, Talon's eyes lit up. An incredulous smile crept onto his lips. He could still fight. I promised the boss I'd beat the gauntlet. My boss is watching. My elders are watching. That swaying silhouette stumbled out. The tiger strides had completely vanished. In their place was a faint, swirling black aura. The dark vapor coiled around his body, at times coalescing into grimacing phantom faces. Wang Beixiao wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He let out a manic laugh. I won't let them down. Demonic metamorphosis. 4th stage. 2nd form. Great howl. Black miasma swirled. Damned shrieks. Wang Beixiao's entire aura shifted. Before he was sheer brutal violence. Now, he was teetering on the edge of madness. His eyes were bloodshot. A twisted grin on his face. Again, a child raised by the fangs of the Wraith eyes on his feet. Never on his knees. Come on. His figure flickered. Wang Beixiao appeared right in front of Talon. Arrogantly, he pointed at his own chest. If I make a sound, I'm your bastard. Wang Beixiao. Wang Beixiao. Wang Beixiao. Badass. What form? Wraith spawn fits. Crowd erupted. Fenglin stared.
His eyes fixed on Wang Beixiao's back. He murmured, maybe this kid really could become the next Feng Lei. Inside the tower, Talon's expression finally shifted. Those deep, fathomless eyes locked onto. The black miasma coiling around Wang Beixiao. As seen through to the very essence of all things. I sense a divine power within this mortal vessel. Clarity pierced Wang's madness. It was Talon's voice. He sank into silence, then spoke gravely. A mortal body, channeling the power of a god. Boy, you're far more interesting than I thought. That kid 50 years ago, he walked the ultimate path of humanity. But you, Talon shook his head, a complex mix of emotions surfacing in his eyes. Admiration, maybe, or perhaps pity. You were walking the path of a godslayer. Silence. Wang Beixiao wasn't about to reveal his trump cards.
Silence. Talon snapped first.
The sigil on his arm blazed to life. Green light erupted from the first mark, flooding the entire altar. First sigil, activate. Talon's voice was laced with fighting intent. Let me witness this so-called divine power. Gravity crush. Boom. The ground beneath Wang Beixiao's feet instantly collapsed.
Stones within 10 meters. Sank half a meter.
His bones let out a terrifying, grating crack. This. Wang Beixiao clenched his jaw, the veins on his neck bulging. He felt like a mountain had been dropped on him.
Gravity around him warped.
Second strike. Talon's body shot forward like a meteor.
Charging him, ground exploded. Force-hit stance. All rose.
Yanshash's hand trembled as she clutched the inner core. Her lips trembled, mouthing silent words. The boss stared, dumbstruck at that world-ending punch. Wang Beixiao looked up. Facing Talon's killing blow, he suddenly dropped his guard, and threw his own fist forward to meet it. Icon going down. Chapter 25. Clear. A deafening boom. Snow filled the big screen. Signal lost. What the hell happened? The higher-ups from Ninth City all turned to the tech crew. The embarrassed tech explained Talon's punch just shattered every single camera we had in there. We've lost the live feed from inside the tower. In that instant, everyone's heart leaped into their throat. One punch, and he shatters every camera in the tower. Could Wang Beixiao even survive that? The higher-ups have been banking on Wang Beixiao's meteor rise. All wore matching expressions of dread. Only the fangs of the Wraith crew were stone-faced. ZZ. Finally, the boss stood up. Every eye followed him, confused.
Not registered for the gauntlet. You can't enter, warned the chief.
I'm picking my kid up from school. Boss Chu didn't even look back. His steps were firm with resolve. The whole world could doubt Wang Beixiao, but he would always believe in his kid. Always. Inside, the tower spirit stared at Wang Beixiao in disbelief. Half his body was embedded in the wall. Blood gushed from his mouth without end. The black aura dissipated. Gravely injured, he could no longer sustain his wraith form.
One more hit, and you're dead.
Just forfeit. It's no loss to you. Crack, crack, crack. Wang Beixiao, with agonizing effort.
He tore free one side limb.
Blood dripped from his brow. He didn't say a word. He staggered forward. Stubbornness is futile. I'm just a tower spirit, not your enemy. Forfeit. I don't want to kill you. Again, no reply. He couldn't even speak now. That last punch had nearly snuffed the life right out of Wang Beixiao. If not for the false deity's ceaseless energy feeding back at him, he'd be clocking downstairs already. You're more stubborn than that kid from 50 years ago. Thud. Wang Beixiao staggered to a halt.
Battered. He raised his head weakly.
Yet still, he managed to twist his face into a wild, arrogant grin. He pointed at his own chest. Hit me here. What are you after? Even Talon was baffled. There was no blood feud here. So what's the point of this insane persistence? This Wang Beishao took a deep, ragged breath and pointed at the sigil on Talon's chest. I take 3 punches, and you give me this. The Crimson Sigil. But not for some false deity. He needs to return this sigil to the boss. It's what he owes Fong. You beat me to a bloody pulp. There's gotta be a prize in it for me. Wang Beishao spits out a mouthful of blood, a grim smile. Otherwise, I took that beating for nothing. You want the sigil that bad? Guardian shakes his head, genuinely sorry. Too bad the sigil isn't compatible with your ability index. It's a gift. Wang Beishao grins, blood stains his teeth. It's a gift for my old man. The Guardian is stunned. His deep, profound eyes stare intently, piercing right into Wang Beishao's clear gaze. After confirming Fong isn't lying, he draws a sharp breath. I can't remove the sigil. However, everyone who clears the tower receives a sigil granted by the master. A word of warning. This punch will kill you. Then I die getting this sigil out. Wang Beishao slowly stretches his arms wide, eyes half closed. I'm betting this punch won't put me down. Sorry, but by the master's rules, I can't hold back. His eyes flicker. All 6 sigils ignite. Second sigil, activate. Sound energy sears deafening. Boom, crack, crack. In an instant, all the air is sucked from the altar, condensing into a basketball-sized orb around the Guardian's fist. As the air compresses, a suffocating pressure descends, causing loose stones to vibrate uncontrollably. The altar shakes. Yield now. The Guardian roars a final warning, but Wang Beishao is already sinking into semi-consciousness, his body swaying on the verge of collapse. Flashes of the past flood his mind. Shower. Why'd you get another brawl? This I had no parents. Then they deserved the beating. Shower, when I'm old and gray. How about I leave the fangs of the wraith for you to run? We won't be around forever, you know. The guild's future rests on you, Monkey Butt, and Little Sparrow. Get stronger, slowly but surely. As long as I'm still standing, nobody's gonna walk all over you. So what if you have no abilities? The kid I raised powerless is still the best damn kid. The boss's voice echoes relentlessly in his mind. This is why he refuses to give in. That man gave up his entire future to embed the Crimson Sigil in him. What right does he have to surrender? A beat later, Wang Beishao's eyes snap open. His gaze is unbreakable. He roars defiantly, even if it kills me. I'm taking this sigil. The Guardian's fist swings down. In that hair's breadth moment, a dazzling golden light blazes between Wang Beishao's brows. The corners of his mouth curl into a treacherous, annoying smirk. Jackpot. The false deity took the bait. A god-tier torrent of powers flooding my veins. 0 cost. 4 phases of the divine monarch. Divine phase. A cold voice rang out. Host. Stand down. I'll fight. Boom. Golden shockwave burst. Wang Beishao's body blazed with radiant divine light. His expression turned majestic, hair whipping wildly with no wind. His eyes pressed down on the world, 6 wings unfurled. Pure white. A mere ancient wraith dares defy me? Wang Beishao's voice had completely changed. No longer a rough, low male voice, but an ugly, frosty, commanding female voice. Your road to godhood just started. Why wouldn't I dare? A false deity is still a deity. Die. Boom. Their fists collided. An invisible shockwave rippled through the air. Wherever it passed, all turned to ash. The altar crumbled instantly. Both held their punching stances, locked in stalemate. No clear winner. Crack. Suddenly, a sharp, crisp sound echoed. Crack's spiderweb talon's gauntlet. Shatter. It broke apart. The armor and sigil shattered into dust. The dust streamed towards Wang Beishao's forehead. You're no deity. Feeding on sigils? What the hell are you? Talon stared in shock at his vanishing sigil, yanking his hand back. He staggered back, wary. What I ask a deity? How do you define a deity? The false deity smiled enigmatically. She glanced, reluctant, at the opponent's other sigils. Walk back to the source. That's godhood. Who are you? You master's not worthy of him. Call me Amos. The divine aura around the false deity started to fade. Her last thought. The 3 rights are settled. I want that colorless sigil your master's hiding. How do you know? CH-26. Exit the tower. No one knew what was happening inside. The air itself felt solid. A deathly silence gripped the audience of tens of thousands. Every single person's gaze was locked on the shoe madman standing right at the tower gate. They couldn't imagine the madness he'd unleash if Wang Beishao died in there. Time crawled by, second by second. These suppression tower's doors remained stone shut. Looks like boss Chu's gonna be waiting forever for Wang Beishao. From the back of the crowd, a whisper broke the silence. A 6 sigil tower wraith. Against the 2 sigil awakened? How did he possibly walk out? The camera's all fried. Did you guys see that final punch? The whole altar collapsed. What a waste, such a damn waste. Muttering whispers spread through the onlookers like plague. Father Shui cackled like a madman, slapping the ground. The wicked are judged by heaven itself. Divine judgment. Academics Bureau officials exchanged loaded glances. Mood went from 100 to 0 real quick. Maplewood's top dog saw his career flash before his eyes. He shot a look at Liaison Looming standing next to him. Looming just shook his head. Hands were tied. Nothing he could do. 40 wraith fangs scattered around the tower gates. Some squatted smoking. Others leaned on the doorframe dozing. They looked relaxed, like parents waiting for kids. But everyone could feel it. The killing intent inside them was slowly spiraling up. If Wang Beishao didn't walk out soon, that crew might tear the place down. 20 minutes. Old Chu glanced at his watch, frowning deep with worry. Boss Deng just stared at that gate, face blank as stone. No way that punk died in there, right? He's gotta be dead. The 17-year-old kid, wasted, told him not to rush the 9th floor. Leave at 8. Your S-class. Kids never listen. The chatter swelled, getting louder and more ruthless by the second. Words soaked in pity and laced with just a hint of mockery. The brass's faces cycled red, white, then green. This was the closest they'd ever come to an express ticket to the top. Moments ago, they dreamed of meteoric rise. Now, they planned the disciplinary report spin, when the prodigy inevitably flatlined during the gauntlet. The atmosphere was getting suffocating. Only reporters had cameras locked at the tower entrance. If Wang Beishao walked out, he'd be the first heaven-sent genius to clear floor 9 in 50 years. If not, a prodigy's tragic fall was still front page. Suddenly, dong. A bell tolled. Chatter died. The sound came from the top of the tower, deep and distant. Each one heavier last, shaking the entire arena to its foundation. On the 7th, all 30,000 in the square stood. Every time the gauntlet ended, the beast suppression tower would ring its bell to proclaim. The highest floor a student had reached this time. On the 8th, Yin Shasha practically launched herself off the ground. Her small face scrunched tight as she stared at the tower. For once, worry crossed Chu the madman's face. He grabbed Yui's hand. His palm was slick. Windshield brass secretly gulped air. Everyone craned their necks, hanging on for the final verdict. If the 9th chime rang, That meant Wang Beixiao had cleared it. Even at 1,000,000 to 1 odds, Yui's palm ached from his grip. But uncharacteristically, she just gently patted the boss's arm. You raised him. Don't you trust him? Rate's spirit runs deep. Stubborn as a mule. Screw the world. I trust him. Seconds later, dong. The 9th chime rang, echoing long. The bells echoed, died into silence. Fengling's boss trembled. How many tolls? The secretary choked out the words. And 9 tolls. I heard it clearly. 9 tolls. 9. It was 9. He cleared the 9th floor. 30,000 roared. Our 9th high just spawned a once-in-a-generation prodigy. The national champion is as good as ours. Wang Beixiao, Wang Beixiao, Wang Beixiao. Second high's leaders wept, embracing. The principal held the dean, crying like a baby, as if Wang Beixiao was someone they personally raised and trained. Class 15's teacher froze, then whispered, I'm fucking qualified years now. The academics bureau's faces were priceless. They'd schemed to shift blame. Now, they craved all the credit. I always said that kid had potential. I approve his gauntlet entry. Our bureaus win together. As for the 500,000 reward, not a single word escaped their lips. Creak, the heavy tower door slowly swung open. A figure appeared in the gap, backlit, face obscured. The person walked very slowly, staggering. Every step looked like it drained the last of his strength. His bloody torso, right arm dangling, clearly dislocated. His messy bird's nest of hair was caked with dust and dry blood. But his left hand was clenched in a death grip around something. A red glow leaked through his fingers. Click, click. Wang Beixiao looked at the camera. In that instant, countless people scrambled forward frantically. On the verge of collapse, Wang Beixiao leaned against the doorframe. His gaze searched restlessly through the crowd. He quickly found that roguishly handsome face. Stubble unshaven, a wild smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Coat on, eyes met, the boss teared up. He laughed, stepped forward, and kicked him in the ass. Kid, I said avoid losing fights. He grinned, raised his left hand, fingers spread. A red sigil lay quietly in his blood-soaked palm, emitting a gentle, warm glow. The entire room fell silent once more. This was a significance only the fangs of the wraith understood. The boss had given up his red sigil for Wang Beixiao. So, even if it killed him, he had to get one back for him. I told you. I paid back a sigil. Wang Beixiao's voice was teasing, eyes firm. Next time I'll get gold. A red sigil. So that's the prize for clearing the tower? And he just gave it away? Reporters furiously clicked their shutters at the sigil, desperate to capture this historic moment. Almost got himself killed for it. Was it worth it? The boss's Adam's apple bobbed. He reached out and took the sigil, his palm trembling slightly. I don't need you to pay me back. What I owe you can never be settled. Wang Beixiao swayed on his feet, his face plastered with a smug grin. Let me repay you now. Before his words died, eyes rolled back. He fell, boss caught him. Hoisted dead weight, blood soaked through. Raid's fangs. Forcing down a surge of raw motion. Boss stared ahead, heading home with Fawn. Folks of the press, student Wang Beixiao is injured. He's in no state for interviews. I'm the academics bureau chief. Wang is my office's top asset. Direct any questions you have at me. That day, 9 cities' sky blazed clear. On that day, one boy's name swept across the globe. On that day, the raid spawn stood beneath the sunlight, basking in the roar of the city's cheers. On that day, a new era tore its way into existence. Chapter 27, Crimson Demon. Thousands of miles from South Country, atop a vast, endless ocean, a god statue loomed over the sea. A mountain, hands on sword, gaze leveling the world. Along that vast blade, countless soaring structures were clustered in dense, chaotic rows. A whole damn city built into it. That was the Sanctum HQ. It didn't belong to Xia Country. It didn't belong to any nation. Alone over the sea, untouchable. Xianu's first prodigy in 50 years. It was stormed the 9th floor of the Beast Suppression Tower. This gauntlet has demonstrated our Xia spirit, defying hardship, unbreakable will. Bureau announces bang. Inside the Sanctum HQ, in some insignificant cramped room, the TV broadcasting the news had just been smashed to jagged ruin. A face of beauty, eyes dripping venom. Sleek hair, lithe frame, an Adam's apple, yet radiating predatory femininity. Wang Beixiao, the TV smasher, stared towards Xia Country. The killing intent in his gaze dam near spilling over. Shueqin, your bloodlust is too strong. An old man lounged on the sofa, stroking his crimson robes with a calm, almost kindly smile. He said, his tone heavy with meaning. I've already proposed promoting you to first-class acolyte. In 3 years, you'll be a gray robe deacon without a hitch. Don't let emotions ruin this. A 20-something gray robe, your future's limitless. But the kid's face showed zero joy. He just turned around, bitter, and grilled his mentor. Why won't you let me go after Wang Beixiao for payback? My family was counting on Xiao to carry on the bloodline. You know that. Shueqin, still seething, smashed a solid rosewood chair with one palm strike. He stared at his own issue with a look too messed up for words. His frustration just kept piling up. Keep a lid on it. Shoot the madman, his prodigy the divine, throne has on. The throne even let shit like betraying the hall slide for him. Not dumb enough to seek trouble. Half the brass now. There's old juniors. Mention of the judicature. The kid's clenched fists slowly loosened. He was clearly straight up scared of that name. The judicature is one of the hall's 3 major enforcement arms. They're known for being bloody-minded and execution-happy. Even hall's own people don't want to cross them. I can't just swallow this. Shueqin begged, desperate. Elder brother's like a father. Shinger was my best brother. Mentor, please help. With that, the kid dropped to his knees and cowed out, eyes full of grief, slamming his head. If you refuse, I'd rather just die. You little. The old man sighed, his face twisting in conflict. Seeing Shueqin about to snap, he softened. Here's the deal. Even if you don't lift a finger, fangs of the raid's days are numbered. You sit back and watch. Someone else will step up to erase Chu the Madman. Who? The young man's eyes lit up, and he asked, full of eager surprise. Wang Beixiao's got other enemies? Wang Beixiao, but Chu the Madman's haters? They could fill a whole damn city. You saw Wang Beixiao's sigil. That sigil's been marked by the Crimson Fiends for a while now. Chu the Madman broke rules, killed and looted a relic site. Words come down. Crimson Fiends sent it, already in 9 cities. Crimson Fiends? Shuachen's eyes suddenly blazed. He slowly twirled a strand of hair around 2 fingers. Musing, you mean that A-class guild? Fangs of the Wraith might run wild in 9 cities, but at the end of the day, they're still just a C-class crew. The world's got strict standards for ranking guilds. An A-class guild's baseline is at least 1 7-sigil awakened, and 2 6-sigil powerhouses holding it down. A B-class crew needs at least 1 6-sigil beast. They also need to complete a matching quest to actually rank up. The Crimson Fiends, century-old super guild, vast manpower. They got over 10,000 members. In terms of firepower, their boss is a low-tier 7-sigil. Shu riled the nest. Sanctum Intel says, you want a killing spree inside the ruins. Got the Crimson Fiends vice boss into it happens. The red-robed elder stroked his beard slowly, smirking leisurely. The bad blood is set in stone. If they don't crush the fangs, fear is gone. That doesn't help. Shuachen's face lit up briefly, before realizing something was off. Shu the Madman had a martial sigil before, right? So how the hell did he kill the Crimson Fiend's vice boss? A vice boss usually ranks just below the boss in strength. Guild enforcers live like there's no tomorrow. If you don't have real skills, you can't keep them in line. Like the fangs of the Wraith's vice boss, Old Shu. Don't let the limp fool you. His power is unfathomable. The Crimson Fiend's vice boss should have been at 6 sigils, right? Shu the Madman took down a 6 sigil as a 5 sigil. A sigil isn't just about abilities. It's a symbol of your cultivation. 1 sigil's difference means total, one-sided domination in terms of power. The red-robed elder gave a sly, meaningful smile. Why else do you think the throne values him so much? His file's top secret, even inside the sanctum. All I can tell you is, he's way stronger than you can imagine. The old man suddenly lowered his voice, his tone turning grave. His sigil's off, otherwise, he'd hit 7. Then I'll go home. Don't worry, Minter. I just want to watch Wang Beishao die. Shuachen suppressed the murderous rage in his heart. I won't disrupt your plans. Fine, get out of here. In a hospital room in the 9th Central City, when Wang Beishao opened his eyes again, it was 2 days later. The fight had almost completely drained him, although he managed to block that fatal punch with the tailed deity. The tailed deity had exhausted all the power it stole from the sigil. It had fallen back into a deep sleep. Oh, look who's up. You're tapped out, kid. When I was your age, my sheets used to get shorter every morning, if you catch my drift. A mocking, sarcastic voice rang out. Wang Beishao didn't have to guess who it was.
Next bed, boss hugged a jade figurine.
Smoking a cigarette with a face full of fearless. His double-covered cheek was marked by a bright red lipstick stain. I said, can you guys get a room? This is a hospital. So what? Beds aren't just for sleep. The boss rubbed his eyes nonchalantly. Kid your age shouldn't be looking so dead behind the eyes. Sick of being joined at the hip? Discipline's the real love. You hit it as your 3-minute solo session.
He didn't take it as an insult.
He shot back a smug wink, proud as hell. Wang Beishao didn't want to get dragged into this debate. He blushed a little and asked, how long was I out? 2 days. If he slept in even 2 hours later. I'd beg the doc for a kidney drip now. The boss flashed a lazy grin and slipped the pendant off his neck. It was the same sigil Wang Beishao had fished out of the tower. He'd wrapped a cord around it and hung it over his chest. No use for this junk. You unlocked a second node. Use it for now. Just pay me back later with a gold one. He moved to hand the sigil back to Wang Beishao. Snatching at the tower was just for bragging rights. But as an old-timer, he wasn't about to rob a kid of his big break. Except this time, Wang Beishao mirrored the boss's earlier move. Slowly, he revealed his own second node. Over his chest was a brand new sigil, completely colorless. Too late. I already socketed it. Chapter 28, The Guild of Thumbs. Sigil Tantra? The boss flipped off the bed like a damn acrobat. He gave it the sigil on Wang Beishao's chest, dumbstruck. The colorless mark was a clock totem. He froze for a second. Then he slapped Wang Beishao hard across the face. Are you out of your damn mind? With talent like yours, you socketed a colorless sigil. Red sigils are practically unusable. They're defective. Factory seconds.
They got wrecked during the Godfall Wars.
Socketing, that is just torching a node slot. The boss's eyes went bloodshot in an instant. Wang Beishao was afraid he refused the red sigil. Summerfool had crippled himself with that sigil. Do you have any idea what wasting a node slot does to you? It was the first time the boss had ever exploded like this. He raised his hand to beat the idiot senseless, but her fierce resolve froze his hand.
He couldn't hit him.
They stared, the boss deflated.
Without a word, he slumped back onto his spot.
Lit a cigarette in silence, and muttered, in this whole world, only the god seat can swap someone's sigils. Pack your crap.
We're going to the shrine seat to beg him to fix you. The second those words left his mouth, you got a death wish.
The whole world knows Shu the Renegade is a traitor who walked out on the shrine seat. Technically, there's still a bounty on his head from them. Going back to the sanctum now is like walking right into a trap. But the boss acted like he hadn't heard a thing. He just stared intensely at Wang Beishao. Kid, you don't know me a damn thing. Just remember, I'm doing this because you're a junior. The older generation looks after the young one.
Wraithfong legacy paves the way.
Pull a brainless stunt like that again, and I'll beat your ass. Saying that, he stood up forcefully and barked, go back and pack a few things for me. I'm dragging this little punk back to the sanctum. Worst case scenario, I'll use my sigils.
Doubt he'd dare kill me.
He, watching the boss insist on leaving. Yi's face was full of worry. Wang Beishao awkwardly raised his hand. Actually, I picked him for a reason. The Wraith God told me to. Wang Beishao held nothing back and laid all his cards on the table. He'd been wanting to spill his secret for ages.
No chance till tower fight.
The Wraith God specifically requested this colorless sigil. The colorless sigil is called a defective sigil because it's damaged and can't be activated by Qi. But what Wang Beishao has inside him is a god-tier power. He can activate it. So in the entire world, only Wang Beishao can wield the colorless sigil.
Wraith God said before sleep
that this sigil's master was a top 5. Existence among the Pantheon, wielding limitless might. Once he wakes up and upgrades it, it'll rival a black glass sigil. Crunch. The boss viciously stomped out his cigarette. He stared dead serious into Wang Beishao's eyes and asked solemnly, kid, are you telling me that thing inside, you can devour sigils and even evolve them? Yeah, probably some other tricks too. The latter nodded earnestly and was just about to keep bragging when his mouth was clamped shut. With a single glance, the royal physician swiftly exited the room.
Listen, punk, remember this.
What he said today dies right here. Aside from me and Xiaoyu, no third person is ever to know. Do you understand? This usually cynical man had a rare stern look on his face as he gave solemn instructions. Your false deity is practically spitting in the sanctum's face. If they ever found out your secret, at best, they'd lock you up as a lab rat. They'd sacrifice you. Today's words.
I'll forget. Never repeat. Clear?
The latter just shrugged nonchalantly. He never planned on telling anyone else anyway. He slipped the crimson sigil gently into Fawn's pocket. This sigil's your payback for the meals I've mooched. But you still owe me a gold one. Boss Fawn's face darkened. After learning the true nature of Wong Beishao's false DSS, he immediately dropped all pretense of variety. Grumbling profanities, he rehung the sigil around his neck. He just had to push his luck, adding, "Don't think you can fob me off with a lousy red sigil. According to the code, I'm calling in that debt with interest. You pay me back 3 gold sigils, and then we're square." Shame you're not a loan shark. Couldn't even balance books. Got my ass fired. Fawn flashed a shit-eating grin. He tapped his sigil smugly. Glad you got some decency. I'm gonna cook you a meal myself, bro. Hell no. Wong Beishao shot to his feet, his face terrified. The 3 great nightmares of the Wraith's Fangs. The boss is cooking, Old Chew's moonshine, and Old Fawn singing. 3 years ago, the boss cooked a meal. Over 40 guys clogged up the entire block's sewer system with their goddamn guts. Wong Beishao clutched desperately at Fawn's jacket. Tears in eyes. Boss, I'm just nursing surface wounds. One bite of your food, I'd be hurt inside. Spare me now. How about you, just let me join the Fangs of the Wraith early. Wong Beishao was terrified Fawn would concoct some other disaster. Their boss was only good at brawls, otherwise a total mess. Fawn didn't even think about it. He just flat out refused. Nope, it's settled. I'm gonna find you a couple of chicks. Tonight, I'll mentor you in the 36 bedroom chambers. Check it. A killer move. Double Dragon Cave Crusher. BM. Boss was about to. Into a proud demonstration of his signature playbook. When Auntie Yu suddenly stormed in, her face like thunder. Oh shit, what are you here for? Xiao was craving some action. I never mess around on the street, I swear. He jolted like tossed, instinctively snapping to attention. But Auntie Yu didn't lash out with her usual kicks and punches. She grimly handed him a magazine. A quick glance, and his face froze. Where'd you find this? Someone just dropped it. Auntie Yu shot Wong Beishao a loaded look, angling the mag to hide its contents. Even then, he still caught a fleeting glimpse. A magazine so plain it screamed nothing to see. The cover bore a crimson watercolor of a bizarre, eerie totem. Totems usually feature divine beasts, gods, or myths. But the heart of this symbol was a goddamn thumbprint. The boss's face turned stone cold at the symbol. But he snapped back to his slacker douche bag act instantly. He spun around and barked an order at Wong Beishao. Go and change. I stink. Don't drop by until later. He didn't hesitate. And if... I don't get back tonight. Don't wait up for me, alright? Boss grinned, grabbing Yui's cold cheeks. You're not Wraith material. Not yet. Meaning? Just teasing. Whistling, they swaggered out. Door shut. Boss's grin vanished. The crimson bitch works fast. She's not the scary one. The thumb is. Yui pointed warily at the thumbprint logo on the magazine. I'll mark that damn abstract. The style that abstract. It's gotta be them. The thumb, top 3 assassin guild. Chapter 29. Nightfall Intruders. Hospital lights hummed. Inside Wong Beishao's room, a nurse led in a stunningly gorgeous woman. Her features looked like they'd been carved by angels. Miss Chun? Are you absolutely sure you want this room? Nurse smiled, patting her stuffed pocket. Shared ward. I can get you VIP. The patient in here is a guy. Wouldn't that be a bit awkward for you? That'll be all. Her voice flat, husky, sharp yet smooth. As she spoke, she slipped another envelope into the nurse's pocket. I'm staying here. Where is he? Wong Beishao. Oh, I just saw him headed downstairs to grab a pack of smokes. Nurse clueless. Fine, I'll handle it. The woman strode straight to the bed the boss had been lounging on. She casually flipped back the covers, ready to crash. The moment she sat, the bed let out a loud, protesting squeak. She bolted upright like she'd landed on a hot grill. Just how desperate do you have to be? Can't even get a damn room? Her face darkened with pure disgust. She wiped her hands with disdain, then shifted her gaze to the bed Wong Beishao had been using. That one. Sure, changing sheets now. Minutes later, she slipped into the stairwell. With a deep, steady breath, she dialed the number. Minter, I'm in the hospital. Yes, I won't be reckless. Leaving the sanctum was risky. Stay hidden. The old man's voice on the other end was calm and measured. I know you and Shiweshing were close as kin. Now that your brother's gone, you have to tread even more carefully. Tonight, I'm next to Wong Beishao. Your intel is solid on this, right? A viper-like glint flickered in the woman's eyes. Anticipation curled her lips. Don't worry, the crimson bitch hired the thumb for this job. Those guys are all fanatics. Once they take the cash, they'll get the job done, no matter the cost. The old man sneered. Soon they'll act. I want to see him die. They'll strike soon. I want to watch him die before me. Her gaze drifted toward the Schweff family. Tears in eyes, she told her mentor, I want to go home, just to see them. No way. You snuck out. If you get spotted. Inside, she frowned instantly. A pungent wave of sour, sweaty foot odor hit her right in the face. Wong Beishao was lounging in his boxes, sprawled out on the bed like a thug. One hand was picking his nose. The other held a cigarette. This punk-ass attitude was a carbon copy of Chew the Madman. Murder flashed in her eyes, then a forced smile. Hello there. I'll take a different batch. Wong Beishao glanced over with utter indifference, flicking a booger off his fingernail. He rubbed his fingers together nonchalantly. Damn, that cheapskate skimped again. First stop, and you couldn't even book a decent place? What's that about? Her face paled, flushed, then darkened with fury. What the hell was he classifying her as? A hooker? Her hands instinctively clenched into fists at her sides. Suppressing the raging urge to kill, she ground her teeth. What do you take me for? Hey, no offense to you personally. Aha. Lights off all the same. But still some quality. Wong Beishao was sizing her up like she was livestock in market. Eyes locked dead on her chest. You're flatter than I am, dude. I just wanted my first pit stop to be a fond memory, you know? Hey, don't get me wrong. It's not that you're bad. You're just not my type. Here, I've got $10. Take a cab home. When Wong Beishao actually pulled out a crumpled $10 bill, she went green, fist cracking. She was genuinely tempted to strangle the life out of him. No wonder her brother had texted saying this bastard deserved to die. What a mouth. Eyes shut. She chanted inwardly, barely calming the rage. Opening them. Cold as ice. I'm your next bed patient. Ah, so you're not a hooker? My bad. So sorry. The guy's face flushed red. He awkwardly cupped his hands in apology. Do I look like one? You kinda have the vibe. Shut up. Storm-faced, she retreated. She stared at Wong Beishao's reflection in the window pane, grinding her teeth so hard they nearly shattered. Kill my brother. Now you want me as your cheap whore? Wait, bastard. I'll enjoy watching you die. Too bad my mirror won't let you strike. Otherwise, I make you beg for death today. The woman back turned to Wong Beishao, silently retrieved her phone. Staring at the sunny, handsome guy on the screen, her eyes glistened. Her brother was watching from above. Your killer will be joining you real soon. Excuse me? Wang Beishao sat up awkwardly behind her. Just a misunderstanding. So, you here for checkup too? What's wrong? Gyno issues? The woman instinctively reached into her bag for a dagger, ready to strike back. But years of training in sanctuary had honed her patience beyond normal limits. You bastard, keep running your mouth. Your time is almost up. Well, speak of the devil. Lights out, chill set in. The footsteps of nurses and patients that were just outside vanished into thin air. Wang Beishao's expression shifted. Growing up in the fangs of the wraith had sharpened his sixth sense. Danger. He heard tapping at the door. The footsteps crept closer, faint and deliberate, echoing down the corridor. Wang Beishao took a deep breath, his brows furrowing slightly. Even through the closed door, he could sense the faint, undeniable bloodlust radiating from the other side. It was pure and absolute. Becoming an awakened had granted him terrifying perception. He could clearly gauge the opponent's cultivation. It was on par with Old Chu. Force sigil power. With this level of murderous intent had to be coming for him. Shui assassin? And the motive to kill him were the Shui family. Wang Beishao carefully pulled out his phone and silently dialed his boss for backup. He didn't have a false deity backing him up right now. Nowhere to run. Meanwhile, the woman's lipstick-colored lips curled into a smug smile. A 5 sigil master. Yeah, Wang Beishao, you're a dead man. Gotta hand it to Thumb's crew. They're efficient. Creak. The door began to inch open. A bone-chilling wind swept in. Every muscle in Wang Beishao's body tensed, poised to counter. The woman watched the reflection in the glass. Awaits the kill. The next second, a wiry young man kicked the door open. He wore a raincoat, a mask, and held a short blade. His expression was cold, savage determination burning his eyes. The hairs on Wang Beishao's neck stood on end. It's a hitman. The guy was dressed exactly like a textbook killer. And he's a pro, no doubt about it. Just one look, that's all it took. Wang Beishao felt like a beast had its sights set on him. He was about to launch an attack, but he caught a flicker of panic in the guy's eyes. It vanished fast, replaced by cold calm. The short blade pointed right at Wang Beishao. Not your fight. Stay down. Ah, yes. Chapter 30, number 99. The sudden turn of events left Wang Beishao dumbfounded. Definitely a hitman, but he wasn't the target. The woman's smug grin froze on her face. She turned in disbelief and locked eyes with the killer, whose eyes narrowed to slits. A cold glint flashed as the short blade was smoothly drawn. He hurried to her bedside, checked the wall number. He checked it against the text message on his phone, just to be sure. Surgery ward, bed 503. Target confirmed. Wait, what the? Wang Beishao was completely lost. As soon as he got back, they told him his bed was changed. How does a bed swap lead to an assassin showing up? She felt awkward too, mouth twitching. Do I look like a target to you? Target, 503. Confirmed. He shed his raincoat, revealing tactical gear. Embroidered on the chest in gold thread was a thumbs up insignia. He pointed at the insignia and gave a cold sneer. Thumbs work. Flawless. He then slowly raised his thumb, proudly declaring, our clients all give us a thumbs up. The hell? So your thumbs up logo literally means that? Wang Beishao, insignia in your position. Showed the boss. It was identical to the one on this guy. So who was he really here for? The doctor, the boss, or her? The Thumb Guild. A professional assassin's guild. Our clients all give us a thumbs up. The man turned slowly, nodding solemnly at Wang Beishao. Don't be afraid. We never kill innocents. Just let me finish the job. You can call the cops after. I won't give you any trouble. Please don't panic. If you need to, I can knock you out. A real pro. Wang Beishao silently gave him a thumbs up. Thanks. Give us a call anytime you need us. Or just ask for me. My number's 99. The man placed a hand over his chest, bowing slightly, classy, yet with a hint of inexplicable stupidity. Are you stupid or what? He's the target. The woman snapped, pointing at Wang Beishao and shrieking. He's Wang Beishao. Can you seriously not tell a man from a woman? She fumed. Her mentor kept her hands clean. All she wanted was to watch her enemy get murdered. Mistaken for a worker. Now framed for a foe. You think this little charade, dressing up like a chick? No. 99 sneered. His vibe changed instantly. But now his eyes were ice cold, the 4 sigils on his body blazing. Every inch the cold-blooded killer. Your Adam's apple gave you up. Time to die. Bang! The battle erupted. Number 99 moved like a phantom. In a flash, a dozen afterimages blurred around the bed. Wang Beishao's heart lurched. He was starting to think the other guy had the wrong target. No way he dodged. First sigil. Phantom step, block. Number 99's blade was a lightning strike that carved persistent, glowing arcs through the air. Each slash made him flicker for half a second. It looked like non-stop teleportation. His attacks were brutal. Each one aimed squarely at a point. The hospital bed was shredded to pieces in a heartbeat. But the woman was no slouch either, slamming a palm onto the mattress. Her body erupted with a holy white light. First sigil, divine aegis. Whoosh! A winged goddess phantom appeared, hands reaching out to form an unbreakable shield around her. The two traded blows furiously. The sound of cling, cling, cling. A dense, rapid-fire clashing of metal filled the room. Cracks began to spiderweb across the white shield. Damn it! Have you ever seen a member of the Fangs of the Wraith? Sanctum skill? She shouted, desperate. Tears near, shield cracking. Are you that dense? Yeah, the thumbs guys are pros, fine. But they got rocks for brains. Sanctum combat techniques, and those sigils aren't for outsiders. That divine aegis gave it away. It's an exclusive Sanctum sigil. Number 99 paused, put some distance between them, and frowned in suspicion. Wang Beishao was just about to explain himself, when the other guy rumbled a response. Chu Kuang's a prodigy from the Sanctum. A Wraith Fong knowing Sanctum tricks? Not that odd. Perfectly logical, right? Wang Beishao gave another thumbs up. Let me guess, your guild's logo is a thumbs up? Works like a charm, 10 out of 10. Number 99 flashed a confident thumbs up back at Wang Beishao. Wang Beishao was already planning to escape, but number 99's thought process was a truly bizarre beast. The guy had actually gone and tied up the loose end for him. There was zero chance he could bolt now. But the other guy finally put two and two together. All he could do was spam the boss with messages. But there was no reply, nothing. All Fangs of the Wraith must die. Kid, you're mine. Number 99's second sigil just lit up and it's glowing blood red. That single sigil completely floored the woman and Wang Beishao. A crimson sigil. Not your average guild thug's marks. Fang's got backing. Double sigils. Knight Rakshasa. Like Wang Beixiao's Wraith Shift, but different. His body actually turns semi-transparent, floating in midair. Chilling aura, hair, thrashing like black snakes. Wang Beixiao's first instinct. His Knight Rakshasa beats my Wraith Shift. My Wraith Shift fries my sanity. It's basically trading rational thought for raw combat power. But Knight Rakshasa seems like there's no backlash, no madness, and he's literally turned himself into a semi-transparent phantom. There's a combat blade in his hand now, longer than he is tall. The whole thing's radiating sick, crimson demonic aura. Your thumb guilds, Yishio Luo. Oh, you've heard of me? Number 99's lips stretched wide, split into a grin that was creepier than funeral wail. Any last words? Damn it. Number 99 raised his massive blade. Desperate, she ripped her jacket open, exposing her taut muscles and that holy sigil tattoo. I'm a divine shrine apostle. Here, to kill him. He's one. We won't be out. The prophecy's wraith spawn. Tattoo glowed. A divine maiden, arms crossed in rest. A shrine agent. Number 99 froze. He spun to stare at Wang Beixiao, stunned. You tricked me. How? He backed away, ready to fight. You never asked who I was. He's Wang Beixiao. Waste him now. Terrified Fang might bolt. The woman screamed at the top of her lungs. Kill him. Quick. Don't just stand there. You're my boss lady. Quit nagging me. I ain't seeing a cent in your barking orders. Push me, and I'll kill you myself now. Number 99 poised the long blade on his shoulder, glaring with utter contempt at Fang. We thumbs do things by our own code. Damn it. So you're the last stray dog from the fangs of the Wraith. Why didn't you say so? Come here, let me hack off a few pieces. Number 99 wasn't the least bit worried about some 2-bit sigil user. Slipping through his fingers. Full of swagger, he leveled the blade at Wang Beixiao. Rakshasa form, wild hair, crimson tattoos. Wang Beixiao's back slammed against the wall. His luck, that alien was blocking the window, a dagger in hand, cutting off his only escape route. A death sentence. Seeing defeat, she grinned, dropping the act. Wang Beixiao, apologize to my brother. Then you can die. Wait, hold up. Just as the blade came slashing down, Wang Beixiao, mimicking the woman's move earlier, pointed at his own neck. Look, the wind blade actually stopped. Number 99 frowned, irritated, raising an eyebrow. You got some serious stones, kid. Bold enough to tell me to aim for your neck right now? Screw that. I'm going for your skull. Wait, brother. Look, I don't have a fangs of the Wraith tattoo. Wang Beixiao frantically slapped his neck. The guild's got an unwritten rule. You join, you ink their mark. No fangs of the Wraith tattoo. Means Wang Beixiao isn't one of them. Your beef's with the fangs, not me, right? Wang Beixiao's logic actually hit. The woman was completely thrown. He's a damn Wraith spawn. Shut your mouth. Number 99 jabbed a finger at her, annoyed. You know him? He asked Wang Beixiao. Just some street hooker. Go back to the corner, alright? You're killing my train of thought. Number 99 brooded. He stared Wang Beixiao down, muttering darkly. My mark list is fangs of the Wraith. You're clean. Technically, no ink, no affiliation. Killing you would be a guild violation. But he was raised by the fangs. The woman blurted out, frantic, only to be met with unified disgust. Number 99's voice dropped cold. No wives or kids. Only the target. A pause. Number 99 reverted back to his normal look, disappointed vibe clear. He gave Wang Beixiao a loaded, piercing stare. As soon as you get that ink, I'll be back to finish this. He turned on his heel and walked out without a backward glance, leaving Wang Beixiao and the woman gaping at each other. He's just gone? Damn, he's a real rules freak. If he won't do it, I will. The jig was up. The woman dropped all pretense. Her dagger slowly leveled at Wang Beixiao. Today, you die to pay for my brother. Wang Beixiao drew a sharp breath. Tiger stripes crawled. Ah, Shui clan. You Shues must be cursed or something. Oz brother and Oz little brother too. Dead meat. She snapped. Boom. The door swung open again. Number 99 had double back. He walked up to Wang Beixiao, dead serious, and pinned at the waist in a deep, sincere 90-degree bow. My bad. I was out of line earlier. Scared you for nothing. With a thumb, never bail on a target, and never clip an innocent man. Here's a grand. For emotional distress. Don't be shy. It's all I grab, rushing out the door. Chapter 31. Antides. Schwetchen couldn't process Agent 99's logic. You're a fucking hitman, and you're apologizing and paying for emotional damage? Dude, it's just a job. If it's a job, you stick to the code. Agent 99 explained with a straight face. If everyone just murdered innocents, how would society function? How would civilization survive? Killing is a profession, not a hobby. Deep down, we're all pacifists. Take me, for example. I always hit the brothels and skip the rubber. Gotta keep the population steady, right? What a twisted logic. Wang Beixiao was so stunned, he couldn't even argue. He just gave a silent thumbs up. So you kill one, then make one. Solid logic loop. Forget it. I almost iced you once. So today, I'll run defense for you. The moment he said that, not only was Schwetchen baffled, but Wang Beixiao's jaw hit the floor. Is he serious? Interfering with the gods? Everyone knew Schwetchen was tied to the Hall of Deities. Who wouldn't show him some respect? But Agent 99 not only blew off that courtesy, he was ready to shield Wang Beixiao. If the pay's right, I'd butcher the god thrones. The hitman raised a brow, arrogantly slinging an arm over Wang Beixiao's shoulder. Hey rookie, walk with me. I'll escort you out. Where to? Wang Beixiao's mind raced. Where to, huh? Thumb is gunning straight for the fangs of the Wraith. They're trying to whack a guy who hasn't even joined yet. What about the rest? The thought hit him hard, and he felt his chest tighten with dread. He couldn't help but whisper. How many of you came? That's over the line. I take my professional ethics seriously. Don't ask questions you shouldn't. Agent 99's face darkened. Then take me to the Wraith's bluff. Fine. But if you block a thumb hit, I'll have to bury you. Once we hit the spot, the gloves are off. Bet. Have you two lost your minds? Schwetchen stood there, totally floored. With 99 standing right there, he couldn't make a move. That freak might be stupid, but he's got a slight edge in raw power. The bar still throbbed with heavy metal. Stale smoke. Old district sat pondering. Tapping fingers, cigarette in mouth. Eyes narrowed bliss. He lost himself in sound. Music blending with rain throwing on windows. Ever since he got sick of the higher-ups games and joined the fangs of the Wraith, he'd found his purpose. The noise here, the filth. It brought back the man he used to be. The tavern door creaked open gently. Wind chimes on the door let out a soft tinkling. Back already? Old Chu turned his head habitually with a grin. This tavern was the main HQ for the fangs of the Wraith. Never served outsiders. The first thing they did was come back here for a drink. Talk smack with the crew, then get completely wasted. But this time, Old Shoe's grin slowly froze solid. He saw a dozen figures at the door, dressed in black raincoats, walking in slowly. Not a single sound they made. A tall man led them. The raincoat hood hid most of his face, leaving only a razor-sharp jawline and sparse stubble visible. A cigarette dangled from his lips. Even the bulky raincoat couldn't conceal his towering frame and explosive muscles. Old Shoe's gaze went cold. A flicker of shock, then a resigned smile spread across his face. He slowly exhaled a thick cloud of smoke. Rare guests, the few scattered members inside the tavern, who weren't on missions, instinctively put down their glasses. Their half-drunk eyes narrowed, a cold glint slowly surfacing. Members who hovered on the edge of life and death year-round had a beast-level instinct for danger. Menace filled the air. Didn't make a move or say a word. Following their leader, they sat down stiffly at the bar. A drink. The leader slowly pulled back his raincoat hood, revealing a rugged, hardened face. Square jaw, no nonsense buzz cut. Red birthmark, sharp eyes. He tapped, pulled out cash. Something strong. Old Shoe rose. His expression unchanged as he smiled. By the looks of you, you're not locals. The man casually lit another cigarette, proactively offering one to his host. Old Shoe expertly handled the bottles and ice, smiling as he took the smoke and put it between his lips. Click. Without rushing, the man lit his lighter again and held the flame out in front of him. We're from Crimson City. Got a few brothers who refused to move on to the afterlife. I came to settle their unfinished business for them. Clink. Old Shoe's movements paused for a split second. Smirk curled his lips. The smoke stung his eyes, almost bringing tears. Silent nod between them. Old Shoe's hands started moving faster, his bangs swaying gently, hiding his expression. One drag, half gone. Call me Old Shoe. Mr. Chew is way too stuffy. Chihuahua, too refined for my taste. Old Shoe expertly pours the mixed drink into glasses and lines them up on the bar. His eyes gleam unnaturally bright in the low light. Help yourself. A former member of the Warrant Division. Why turn to robbery and murder for hire? Downs his drink. Damn smooth. Better than our guild's bartender, for sure. Because I couldn't collar the real criminals. Eye for an eye is a hell of a lot more direct. Old Shoe gently pinches the cigarette between his lips. He leans both hands on the bar and says with a cryptic smirk, everyone I've offed in my life, they all had it coming. So you just take the law into your own hands. The young man beside him suddenly throws back his rain hood. Eyes bloodshot. They didn't touch you, right? A punk lured trainees into a beast trap for a sigil. Did that bastard deserve to die or not? Unfazed, Old Shoe tops off the man's drink. Then he grabs the bottle, chugs straight from it, and continues. Another kid looked 80% like you. After they fled, he covered tracks. So he slaughtered everyone who was left. Oh, except for one girl. That pack of animals had their way with her first. Bang! Old Shoe slams the bottle down in front of them. He asks, his expression unreadable, did they deserve to die? Yeah. The man nods gravely. They deserved it. I think the fury is visible on his face now. In a place like Bruce, there's no conscience, and the law doesn't reach. It's easy for people to be consumed by their own greed. So you just kill them all. Grip sword. Forget it. No big deal. Old Shoe plays dumb. He smiles and pushes the cash back across the bar. This round's on me. So, how do you want to settle this? The man downs 3 more shots. Maybe it's the potent booze. Or maybe it's the rage. His face visibly flushes red. His voice hoarse. He asks, you're not Warrant Division anymore. They were scum, but it wasn't your place to execute them. I owe my brothers an answer. Mixed feelings. Head lowered. He smokes heavily. Old Shoe is completely unfazed. Grins. Stubs cigarette. Let's hear it then. You die. The madman dies. The rest of them, I won't touch. As of today, the fangs of the Wraith are history. Bang. The words barely land before a bottle smashes against the bar. Enforcers rise, cocky. Some crack their knuckles, others flash sadistic grins. The hell did you just say? Didn't catch that. Say it again. Both sides, the Chinese faction, stood up in unison. Chapter 32. Red Wraith attacks on East Side Road. Chew the Maniac and you sped along on their motorcycle, weaving through the chaotic traffic, passing a banner congratulating our city's Wang Bei Shao for bravely clearing the 9th floor of the Bee Suppression Tower. Commoner streets cleared out fast. The usually bustling, crowded streets lacked their typical lively energy tonight. Only a few scattered trucks remained on the road. The boss and you furrowed their brows. Something's wrong. You pressed her face against the boss's shoulder and whispered it's going down. The East Side District has always been the fangs of the Wraith's turf. Every inch of this place, every stall, they knew it all. But tonight, all the familiar vendors had vanished. Even the people who usually strolled around had disappeared. Tell everyone to execute the plan. He suddenly gunned the throttle. Bike nose up. Engine roared. Speed rising to a frenzy. Auntie silently pulled out her phone. Text. Wolves at door. Enter Academy. Summer wind. Familiar streets. You felt her heart clench involuntarily. Instinctively, she wrapped her arms around Boss's waist. Maniac, if we don't make it through this, you have to marry me in the next life. Just get the brats to throw us a ghost wedding. Easy fix. Why wait for next life? He turned and flashed a roguish grin. Are Monkey Butt and Little Sparrow already gone? Send them out on a job. Had that guy go pick up the kid. Get him out. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. From the far end of the empty street, several fireballs shot out. Moving so fast the boss had no time to swerve. Boom, a head-on collision. Fire instantly lit up the whole street. A small mushroom cloud rose into the sky. A torrent of flames instantly swallowed. The two figures and the bike. Boom, boom, boom. Thunder, lightning, torrential rain. Rain couldn't quench the fire. 30 or 40 men in raincoats materialized out of thin air. Each of them held a blade, heads low. Wraith's fangs? Pathetic. And awakened, a man with fire crackling in his palm, gazed viciously at the flames before him, hissing off the Crimson Wraith, and you still dare to swagger around? You're just asking to die. Don't let your guard down. Chew. Shrine's top prodigy. The man standing right at the front flipped back his raincoat hood. Smooth hair, refined look. His eyes locked onto that ball of fire. He muttered under his breath. No wonder boss called an outside muscle. Just in case. As he spoke, he turned, spotting figures at the crowd's edge. They were clearly not part of the Crimson Demon crew. Each bore a massive thumb tattoo on their chest. Doesn't matter if we lift a finger or not. If you the Maniac dies, you pay us the balance.
A thumb big shot sneered pure arrogance. Otherwise, we'll take you all out too. Boom. Right on cue. The roar of an engine ripped through the flames. A motorcycle, completely engulfed in fire, came screaming out of the inferno. Its tires carved a blazing trail across the ground. The riders sped up and scathed. Watch out. Feathered cloak, gang broke apart. Their curly-haired leader grinned, bloodlust rising. Sure, the maniac's got a rep for a reason. He's not running. An ambush this big? Most would bolt. But this bastard didn't even tap the brakes. Just charged straight at us. Screech. The bike snapped into a brutal fishtail. Sparks flew as the tires ground against the asphalt. It finally skidded to a stop 10 meters from the crowd. Well, damn. Nice welcoming party. The bike steadied. President Chu hopped off, all smiles and swagger. He even gave the murderous mob a little wave. He pulled out a cigarette, not a care in the world. Lit it from his burning bike, vowing murder. Blowing on my ride is a bit much, don't you think? He stood to the side, her face a mask of frost. Her gaze swept slowly over the assassins in front of her. A cold, dismissive scoff. She flicked her sleeve. A sword dropped into her hand. The bar's grace, now deadly. So gentle like water, was now radiating pure, lethal intent. 30 or 40 guys. You two against us? Crimson Demons scraping bottom. He stayed cool. He just smiled politely and cupped his fists. Tianqing, the new vice president of the Crimson Demon Guild. It's an honor to meet the fangs of the Wraith boss and his lady. Thumb number 73, number 55, number 97, reporting to President Chu and Lady Yu. Lady? Your whole family's ladies. Auntie Yu rolled her eyes, thoroughly annoyed. If you can't talk, then just fight. Yeah, Lady Yu is certainly direct. No wonder you're, shut it. The latter just sneered coldly, unimpressed. Since you got the guts to block our path. I assume you're all ready to die tonight, right? Yu's longsword thrust, all 5 sigils blazing. The sight of it even made Tianqing freeze for a moment. Quiet one behind Chu, silent through every blow. Turns out she's a 5 sigil powerhouse. 3 reds, 2 blues, no less. Everyone in the guild figured he was nothing more than the boss's personal assistant. Years hiding it, who knew? The deadliest weapon the fangs of the Wraith had. I know damn well I'm outmatched by you two. He gave a slight clasp of his fist and bowed deeply. When he straightened up, 6 sigils blazed on his body. But if a guild brother dies, and I do nothing about it, I'll be spitting on their memory. Tonight, I'm ready to die for this. So now, both of you can go to hell. In an instant, dozens of fighters behind Tianqing ignited their own sigils. Weakest was 4 sigil, rest near 5. A lineup like this was overkill for taking down a B-class guild, but against Chu and his woman, all braced, as if the end neared. You two can go straight to hell. Die, boss Chu. The unified roar of dozens of voices shook the air. Their faces were stone cold. No fear of death. Pure vengeful fire. Wraiths stood as one. Other guild members had brothers they bleed and die for too. This fight wasn't about right or wrong. It was a blood debt. Chu squinted, letting his gaze drift lazily over the crowd. Shrug, cloak tossed. Tough talk. Snap. A snap of his fingers, and the sky wept with celestial music, like a choir of goddesses singing. Starlight rained from the heavens. White-winged goddess, a phantom. Descending, sword and shield. Divine aegis. Tianqing's brow furrowed. He let a slow, thick breath. A dry smirk. Worthy of the favorite. Well then, allow me to make a fool of myself. Sequence 205. Harvest of tainted blood. Beneath the skin of Tianqing's hands. A foul, reeking black blood slowly oozed the surface. My poison, sir, it taints even gods. Then watch yourself. Guess I'll go buy some bleach first. Chu's grin flashed wide as the ground beneath him detonated. You behind. They tore in like shells. The battle was joined. Chapter 33. Witch blood slaughter. Tianqing bellowed his command. 30+ fighters surged forward. Chu didn't fall back. No hand raised, just a soft snap. The goddess phantom above him plunged. Wings spanned wide. Shield left. Sword right. Light pierced storms dark. First sigil, lunar radiance. Chu, the lunatic, casually lit the cigarette angling for his lips. A twisted smirk crawled up the corner of his mouth. You seem to forget my nickname back in the Divine Hall. The moonlit menace. At night, I'm the ultimate support badass. Granny Wang's Valkyrie raised her shield as the sigil flared. The shield's surface reflected the moonlight like a perfect mirror. Silver-white lunar rays poured from the mirror's plane, engulfing the 5 crimson demon thugs charging at the front. The moment the moonlight touched them, the glowing sigils on all 5 men flickered and died in unison, like someone pulled the plug. What the hell happened to my sigil? It's dead. My sigil's been sealed. The 5 men paled, energy lingering in their hands, but their sigils were gone. To land a kill, an awaken relies. 80% on their sigils. Tianqing's pupils constricted. A ceiling-type sigil, and it's goddamn blue. How can a single blue sigil lock down this many people? Everyone knows sigil power matches its color. A blue sigil is decent at best. No way it's this broken. Tianqing instinctively shrank back in the crowd. Something about Chu's sigil felt wrong. He barked out an order. Spread out. Don't bunch up. Too late. Wolves among sheep. Black mist poured from Yi's eyes. A far cry from the gentle woman in the tavern. Gone was the damsel act. She roared with ferocity. Bloodline, witch blood. Sigil 1, demonic surge. Second sigil, bloodline embrace. Third sigil, blood frenzy. 3 crimson sigils detonated simultaneously. The scarlet light dyed the pouring rain a bloody red. Yui's hair turned blood red, dark mist churning in her pupils. Visible black-red, demonic energy coiled around her entire body. Her aura spiked from 5th to 6th sigil in a heartbeat. No, this pressure. It's nearing peak 6th sigil. Tianqing stumbled back half step. His face turned grave. Sequence 178. Witch blood. A sequence even higher than the boss's. Boosted by 3 red sigils. Her power punched into 6th sigil level. Then Yui was a killing machine devoid of logic. Engage. Chu, chewing a cigarette, hands in pockets, snickered. Let him see how a real man lives off a powerful woman. Boom. Yui's silhouette vanished on the spot. The demonic mist merged her form completely into the night. Concrete exploded, dents racing toward the crowd. The trio's eyes trembled, screaming, watch out. Witch blood is ancient. Don't let her draw blood. The moment she gets bloodied, her combat power spikes. As he spoke, the first red claw appeared. His head flew into the air, blood spraying up several meters.
His body was still posed to charge. Everyone froze mid-step. Undisguised terror filled their faces. 5 sigils versus 5 sigils. 1 hit, head off. Fair? A fair fight? 3 more bodies fell. 3 headless corpses hit the rain. Blood drained, slaughter finished. Not even 2 seconds had passed when Yu-E reappeared. Her whole aura had shifted. Gone was the sweet girl, now a beast. Red Claw panicked, sigils sealed. Decapitated before they could fight. Was this how the previous vice boss died? Tianqing took a deep breath. It finally clicked. Everyone had jumped to the wrong conclusions. They all pegged Chu the Madman as the main damage dealer. They never saw the support lock their powers. Yu-E's Reaper, Clean House, Unbreakable Seal, Feral Witch Bloodline. This duo could kill far above their rank. Everyone fall back. Create some distance. Tianqing marked the order decisively. All pyro types, full burn. Do not let that woman get close. All dodge the goddess's moonbeams. This was Tianqing's cue to step up, to show off some brilliant command skills. Boom, boom, boom. 7 fire pillars hit Yu-E. Blazing light illuminated the entire street, but Chu the Madman just raised his hand, a lazy gesture. The goddess's phantom shifted sideways, and her shield rotated. Moonlight killed flames. Sigils sealed. Yu-E's crimson figure shot out from the dying embers. Her blade was now wreathed in her enemy's own fire. A vicious grin twisted her lips. Defense wide, block her. Tianqing stood at the center of the crowd, rapidly issuing orders. 2 awakeners with defensive sigils rushed forward, raising their shields to form a frontline barricade. But a split second later, the scene shattered their spirits. Yu-E's sword slashed horizontally. The shields didn't break. Then their captors flew back meters. It was raw, brute force. No logic to it at all. Keep in mind, at the same level, an awakener with a defensive sigil. They broke every rule. Nothing worked. Holy hell! Her power's that insane. One of the men sent flying struggled to his feet, eyes wide with disbelief. Her strength, it's gotta be the 6th sigil threshold. Witch's power has no cap. Don't fight her head on. The thumb enforcers exchange a glance. Their shadows blurred into 3 dark blurs charging the boss. In a standard combat system, support types usually have the weakest self-preservation. Tianqing quickly adjusted her tactics on the fly. All defense units, conjure grand shields. Elemental, fall back. Support and control units, lock down that Virago bloodline. Assault units, take out Chu the Madman. Tianqing's face grew darker and darker. She deliberately shouted her tactical orders out loud. Her goal was to force Yu-E to fall back and protect Chu the Madman. She never expected him not to glance back. Like a tiger, he vaulted the defensive line, making a beeline for the elemental units. As if he couldn't care less about his boss's safety. The 3 Blades boss was sandbagging, cigarette unfinished. Feeling sinister wind, he frowned and smirked. Linked sigils. There are millions of sigils out there in the world. Most auto-match based on an individual's ability and development path. But there's one type. They were born as a set. When they sync up, it's a 1+1 is equal to 3 scenario. The 3 Blades kill is one of these sets. From an ancient Taoist formation. 1 Cathayan second. Rain splashed before, behind, and right of the boss. 3 figures moved in perfect fluid sync, bodies arch low, appearing beside him like wraiths. Even their expressions were identical. A cold, bloodthirsty glare. Boss Chu, too far from your units. Die. The invincible boss. SHNK, SHNK, SHNK. The sound of 3 weapons piercing skin rang out. Chu Guangren kept his cigarette hanging from his lips, as blades simultaneously skewered his chest, back, and waist. Witnessing this, Tianqing's eyes blazed with golden light. Without Chu the Madman's support, Yu-E alone was no threat. The only thing that didn't add up was why this couple seemed totally indifferent to each other. Boss Chu was critically wounded, and he didn't spare him a single backward glance. But the wounds piercing his body were undeniably real. Blood mixed with the rain, dripping down his pant legs. 3 short blades were lodged firmly into his bare torso. The tip of a cigarette, now soaked by rain, froze Chu Guangren's smirk in place. The 3 killers shared a knowing smirk. The 3 blades kill, a coordinated strike that bypasses all defenses. Boss Chu, it's time to take your leave. SSSSS, as the 3 slowly twisted their knife handles. The wounds tore open wider. Chu Guangren's frown deepened even further. His gaze went from playful mockery to pure rage. Look, you can stab me, but stay the hell away from my kidneys. Smack. One of the thumb members' heads was grabbed by the berserk Chu. His huge palm crushed the guy's skull with a sickening crack. Clearly wounded, clearly a support class user. Yet the 3 could feel his energy spiking like crazy. Whoa, holy shit, get him off me. This bastard's grip is insane. The trapped thumb member screamed. His strength. It ain't no support class. Who the hell said, I'm just a support? Boom. The second sigil lit up. Blue light, twin lotus, terror. Goddess burst, blood everywhere. Exactly where the boss got hit. Damage transfer. Thumb member number 55, facing them head on, stared in disbelief, eyes wide. That's a damn blue sigil. What kind of broken ability is this? Sigil sealing? Damage transfer? A blue sigil shouldn't be able to pull off effects like this. In that moment, the 3 finally understood. Throne's favor? He's a cheat. Boom. The next second, the boss slammed number 97's head on the right straight into the ground. Face grinding charge, feral beast. Shit, fight me, but don't mess up my face. Number 97's profile scraped across the ground, leaving a gnarly trail of blood. Meanwhile, number 55 and number 73 chased after Chu, slashing wildly back. What happened next was a gruesome sight. Boss bloodied, hits fired him up. Bone poked out 97's face. Whoa. Tianqing glanced over for a second and was completely shook. Up in the air, the goddess phantom was, spraying blood like a damn busted fire hydrant. Her solemn face twisted into something fierce and sinister. Clearly, she was in agonizing pain. Be a little human, man. You really want us to hack your divine guardian to pieces? Number 55 yelled in frustration. No matter how hard they slashed, Berserk Chu wouldn't die. Instead, his life force and energy kept spiking. Over a dozen gashes on his body, yet he hadn't shed a drop of blood. Meanwhile, the goddess phantom up there was bleeding like a stuck pig. She's taking all the damage for him. That divine guardian must have screwed up big time to get stuck with you. Number 73 spat out in a fit of rage. Do you have the guts to fight us head on, you coward? Boss paused, smirked. Your call. God damn it. Just let me get up. Number 97 started to scramble up, whining. Sky Goddess screamed in agony.
A light divine erupted. It solidified into a golden beam, drilling straight into the boss. His skin turned into gilded armor. His aura skyrocketed, blasting straight to the 7th sigil state. Light exploded from him like a fallen god. I'm barely top 200 in the rankings. The boss smirked. Because if my guardian takes a fatal hit, she switches from defense to offense, granting me a 300% power boost. Usually this is a kamikaze move. Only triggered when I'm bleeding out, meant to take them with me. But I think I just redirected all the damage to her. The trio froze in disbelief. All that fight did was stack buffs on this lunatic. Took its on purpose. Tanked all damage. You absolute bastard. Does the shrine know you're using her as a meat shield? Disgusting. Even the 3 higher killers couldn't watch this. So damn dirty. Boom. The boss unleashed his full power. Fist smashed number 55's chest. He headbutt number 73 away. As the 2 staggered back, he raised his foot right over number 97's head. A thunderclap lit up his savage face. The others' faces went pale. They knew exactly what was coming. They lunged at him desperately. Crunch. Number 97's skull popped like a watermelon. I'm a support main. I make all supports obsolete. If I go assault, every assault class out there better bow down. Boss laughed. 3rd sigil flared. One punch shattered the concrete road for 100 meters. Awakened fighters were blown away like leaves. 7th sigil power. Tianqing's pupils constricted. He finally understood how the last vice boss, a 6th sigil master, got his skull crushed. It wasn't Yue. It was this psycho bastard. Worse, he realized, this monster had only activated 3 sigils so far. Everyone knew he was a 5 sigil fighter. Still had 2 trump cards left. Vice boss. What do we do? Crimson Fiends panicked. Only 4th to 5th level. Now facing a maniac with 6 sigil peak power, and a blood witch with untamed bloodline abilities. He had gone berserk. Blade shattered all. Chu was 7th sigil. Power soaring with the Celestial Maiden's blessings. The Celestial Maiden absorbing all damage. A fully maxed out support class. Dude's a total 6-way monster. No surprises there. These 2 could solo half the Red Wraith Guild. Just when he's out of options. Whoosh. Up on a distant skyscraper. Suddenly, a silver lance tears across the sky, heading straight for Chu the Madman. That shot lit up everything for miles around. Like a meteor crashing down. The ground's ripped apart in its wake. Trees are uprooted. Low buildings crumble to dust. Sheer brute force makes Tianqing instinctively shield his head with both arms. Thank God, that lance is aimed solely at Chu the Madman. In that moment, Yue senses the boss is in danger. The black mist swirling in his eyes clears up. Roaring, he shatters them, leaping skyward. He grips the lance barehanded. Its force is terrifying. Drags him hundreds of meters back without slowing down. Madman, get out of the way. The guy turns around, but his first instinct is to look up at that skyscraper. A figure stands proud in the moonlight. Silver armor, white robe. 7 sigils blaze. His horse's eyes burn with flames. Holy crest glows pure smack. Then, 73 and 55 are bear-hugging Chu the Madman's body. They grin madly at the lance. Even in death. The mission gets done. Chapter 35. The mysterious master you were. Get the hell out of the way. For the first time, Chu the Madman shows genuine fear. Yue holds the tip. It nears his chest. Sigil force. Strength of the divine. Sigil form. Art flesh. Number 73's body visibly transforms, taking on plant-like features. Vines sprout from his feet and drill in the ground. His arms are covered in thick, tree-like bark. He's got a boss locked in death grip around the waist. Number 55 erupts in blinding white light. His arms swell to several times their normal size. They know they can't kill Chu the Madman themselves, so they're burning every last ounce of strength just to hold him down. They're praying this one shot takes all 3 of them out. Number 55 screams deliriously at Tianqing. Red Wraith. Final payment or I'll kill you. Thumb guild. Flawless baby. Number 73 grins with pride. Client satisfaction guaranteed. There's no fear of death in their eyes. Just the relief of a job well done. They don't know who the guy on the rooftop is. Doesn't matter anymore. They wink, shouting like madmen. Thanks. When you're dead, we'll split that payment with you down below. Move. Boom. Lance hits ground. Yue braces, but the lance's force is brutal. His feet carve a deep trench in the ground. The soles of his shoes are shredded, blood flowing freely. Even so, he never backed down, not even an inch. Yue, the usually carefree and reckless boss, felt his eyes tremble. He roared in despair, tears bursting forth. I didn't ask you to save me. Get the hell out of the way. You can't take Suze's strike. Dodge it. Slap. Right half a meter in front of the boss. Yui's body finally stopped, leaning forward, bracing against the blast. A sick, wet sound. The pristine spear had exhausted its final surge of power. A near-silent piercing sound. Yui's slender silhouette shuddered. The spear had impaled her. Its pure white shaft was now drenched in Yui's blood. She had used her own life to take that strike to the boss. But that same strike had also shattered her heart. Yue smiled, tears glistening. I protected you. 5 sigils, 6 sigil power. She stopped the 7 sigils at full force, gave her all. Looking at that rough, unkempt, a proud smile curled on her lips. In the end, she had shielded her man. That smile was a mockery and straight at Xiao, and a provocation to the person standing on the high-rise. Yue. The boss stood frozen in place. His body trembled uncontrollably. A towering 7-foot man. She cried like a child, his betrayed confidant. She loved him, a reckless wanderer without regret, the one willing to endure hardship by his side. The unnamed wife, blood on her lips. She smiled happily at him, just like the very first time they met. Her smile melted hearts like summer breeze. Like winter sun. Wild man, I go no further. Next life, I'll find you again. Next life for sure. Yue smiled, but then the tears came. Her aggrieved little lips pouted. I want to give you a baby. Next life, you better give me a proper title. After I'm gone, no chasing other skirts. I'll get jealous. Chi Yao's men slowly closed in. Several awakened were about to make their move. Tianqing raised a hand sharply to stop them, signaling his subordinates to stand down. Even 73 and 55 let go of the boss. Everyone could feel it. Chu Kuangren had lost all will to fight. His heart was dead,
There was no longer any threat left in him. Wow, man, I'm so cold. He narrowed her eyes, the scenes of the past flooding her mind. A maiden smile graced her face. Dying for you. Makes me so happy. The next second, warm arms wrapped tight around her. Scalding hot blood instantly warmed her back. It was Chu Kwangren. He let that silver lance impale his own body, just so he could move forward and hold Yui tight. That one strike joined them together forever. You fool. He felt Chu the Berserker's ragged breathing, felt the warmth of his body. Tears poured out like a faucet. He could have escaped. With Chu the Berserker's power, if he hadn't been ambushed, he could have slaughtered his way out. But this madman chose to use his actions to show her how much he loved her. Go where? Without you, anywhere I go is a wasteland. Anywhere is a frozen tundra. Anywhere is hell. The boss, trembling, caressed the face. He had loved his entire life. Gently, she wrapped her arms around his waist. In front of enemies, they collapsed. Embracing death, he didn't even use the goddess to save himself. Tianqing had a complicated look on his face. Number 55 and number 73 sheathed blades, sharing a look. They picked up number 97 and left, never looking back. Watching the two lonely figures retreat, Tianqing called out in a low voice. The two figures paused. Why stay? He killed himself for his partner. If we stay and don't kill ourselves, it'll look like we have no heart. Makes us look like the bad guys. Damn. Number 55 cursed under his breath. He looked down at number 97, his eyes bloodshot. Those who kill will be killed. It was your destiny. I'll take care of your parents from now on. Berserker, I think I see our old crew. They're coming to meet us. He rested gently against the boss's chest. Those smiling faces before her eyes were the very same people in that group photo from tavern. Old Chu came too. The boss smiled, resting his chin on her shoulder, gazing into the distance. No little runt. He didn't come. Good. The two smiled faintly. There was no fear of death in their eyes, only relief of being able to die in each other's arms. Big Tianqing silently lit 3 cigarettes, planting them in the ground. He looked meaningfully at the dying couple, sighing softly. Death settles all grudges. Chu the Berserker were even. With that, he left without looking back. Turning a corner, he met the silver-armored man's calm gaze. No words were spoken, but the moment they brushed past, Tianqing inexplicably broke out in goosebumps. Click-clop, click-clop. The crisp sound of horse hooves stopped before the two figures. He wore silver armor and mask, face hidden, but his voice was clear. It's been a long time, Captain Chu. Hey, madman. Next life, you gotta marry me, okay? Madman, I want to hear you sing again. The song that hooked me the first time we met. The boss smiled softly at the silver-armored man. He sang carelessly. Hey there, pretty lady. Your curves drive me crazy, baby. Sweet darling, the way your eyes flicker and shine. A breeze passed as he closed her eyes. Then the boss's head slumped forward. Slice. Parlor tricks. Chapter 36. Carnage at the tavern. Dude, seriously, could you freaking not call the cab? Less than 2 clicks from the East District to the tavern. A young guy in a raincoat was pedaling a bicycle. The tall, lanky figure was scrunched up in front of him. At first glance, it looked like he was curled right up his lap. A job on a bicycle? Killing our street cred. Wang Beishao grumbled with clear irritation. Hitters always roll in sports cars or choppers. That's TV, man. Us at Thumb Guild. No hustle, no cash flow. After guild dues, hit the second floor twice. What's left over is just enough to sponsor a few dropout kids. Number 99 said flatly, calmly pumping the pedals. Kid, sure about the tavern? Once fists fly, I'll kill you. Me too. He grinned. Two people about to throw down, yet chatting like old pals right now. They both knew the other wasn't the real enemy, just on different sides. Passing a low bridge, they saw a dozen men in rain slickers, standing still as statues in the storm. Wang Beishao's brow furrowed tight. You thumb guys really rolled out the welcome wagon, huh? His eyes locked onto the group of slicker-clad men. Then one turned his head, meeting his stare. Nah, only 4 of us came. And what about those? Wang Beishao pointed to slicker guys, skeptical look on his face. Just fishermen. Damn. The tavern was. The door hung open. The sign lay shattered, soaked and battered by the rain. Fangs of the wraith looked like bleeding words. The usual noise was dead. Inside, pitch dark. Even from way back, you could smell the iron stench of blood. Wang Beishao stood frozen at the doorway, his body trembling uncontrollably as his breathing turned ragged. His chest heaved. He couldn't step inside. He was terrified of what he might see, afraid of those mocking old folks' laughter. Number 99 stood still, his aura quietly creeping into the dark tavern. Weight lifted, he slumped onto the bike seat. His expression was unreadable. Trembling, Wang Beishao stepped forward. Squelch. The crunch of shattered glass underfoot cut through the silence. That familiar stench of cheap booze still hung thick in the air, but the usual ball busting and loud laughter, gone. His steps faltered, staggered, nearly lost his footing right there by the doorway seat. A man covered in wraith ink was slumped in a chair, a blade pinned straight through his chest. Head hung low, still clutching a cigarette soaked in his own blood. A faint peace-out grin on his lips. At his feet, a guy in a rain poncho was on his knees, an axe buried in his skull. Took the bastard with him. Old Zhang, Uncle Zhang. Tears burned, welling up in Wang Beishao's eyes. This was the man who, after he got jumped at school, would welcome him back to the pub with fireworks. One of the guys, like a little sip, talked a whole lot of trash when he was buzzed. No wife, no kids, but every damn time after a job, he brought trinkets for Wang Beishao and crew. A few steps further, Uncle Zhou collapsed against the shooting bench, chest caved in by something brutal, eyes wide open, locked onto the doorway, like he was waiting for someone to walk through, or maybe terrified they would. Uncle Zhou. Wang Beishao's voice cracked. He dropped to his knees. This was the man who ordered his cake. 40s. Joked about marrying his daughter to him. Uncle, I'm back. Wang Beishao couldn't see straight anymore. Tears blurred all. His voice. Old Zhou's frozen eyes slowly drifted shut, looking around a dozen or more bodies, frozen exactly where they fell. Not a single wound on their backs. All frontal, all battle scars. Most took a raincoat killer with them. Those faces, those damn familiar faces, rugged, scarred, but somehow still gentle. They died right here, in their own home, on the ground they swore to protect. Flick, flick, flick. A dying lighter sparked. Wang Beishao snapped his head towards it. The flames sputtered, barely hanging on, lighting up Old Chu's blood-soaked face. The man with no legs, propped against the warehouse door. his wheelchair tossed meters away, still breathing, or still forcing himself to, seeing Wang Beishao standing there. Old Chu forced a weak, bloody grin. Look what the cat dragged in. Oh, Chu! Wang Beishao scrambled, clawing his way across the floor, lunging towards him in a blind panic. Old Chu was pinned to the wall by 2 daggers. Breath shallow, blood-stained holder. Trembling hand, he flicked his lighter with the drag. All over, serene bliss spread across his face. He smiled. Chu, I am getting you to a hospital. I'll get you there right now. Just hang on. Wang Beishao sobbed, moving to lift him up, but was gently pushed away. There is no time. The old man gave a soft, gentle smile. That weathered, yet righteous face managed a heartbreakingly ugly grin. In my insides, everything's ruptured. All my organs. Old Chu's trembling hand, slick with blood, reached out and lightly patted Wang Beishao on the head. Just like the old days, his eyes full of doting warmth. I was scared. You'd go off on a roaring rampage of revenge. Feared hate consume you. So I refused to die. I had to wait for you. Who did this? Wang Beishao's eyes burned a furious red. Glared at number 99 by corpse. Calmly taking a swig from a half-empty bottle. Wasn't us. The thumb's target was Chu the madman. Doesn't matter. Old Chu gently placed a hand on Wang Beishao's shoulder. His gaze clouded as he shook his head. You live this life. Death comes for us all. Just didn't think that day would come knocking so soon. Damn, I really want to see you get married, have a kid. One of you top tier. Regret. But hey, life's never a perfect picture. Wang Beishao knelt silently beside Old Chu. Like Kid's Tale. Orphan young. Isolated and shunned. Anyone else would have gone full dark side. Old Chu kept his soul intact. Unlike the boss, who was always a carefree, wild spirit, and barely ever mentioned Wang Beishao, Old Chu stepped up and filled the role of father. Wheeled to parent meetings. Fear dragging you down, not death. We're afraid you'll be used, that you'll get stomped on. Stay low, bury your hate. World's dirty. Uncle's done. Old Chu cough blood. Eyes to portrait. Bring it. Chapter 37. Old Chu passed on. Portrait. Fondest Wraith memory. Back in, everyone's at the top of their game, full of fire. Boss, cigarette, arm at you. Old Chu hadn't even grown out his beard yet. Smile eyes gone. Old Fong with guitar. Uncle Zhou posed coolly with a liquor bottle. Uncle Zhang had his arm slung around Old Fong's neck. Over 40 of us packed the front of the pub. All faces screamed. Kings of the world. Wang Beishao was only 7 then. Hoisted up, grinning with a missing tooth. Uncle Chu, Wang Beishao's on his knees, holding that family photo with both hands. Tears splash against glass and smiles. He remembers being a kid. Every time Old Chu got back from a job, the first thing he'd do was pick him up from school. Then off to that rundown amusement park in the East Side District. The carousel, the bumper cars, the ring toss. That was the only light in his childhood. Other kids had parents for school runs, help with homework, a hot meal waiting at home. He just had a cripple in a wheelchair, a crew of deadbeat outcasts, and a pub that always reeked of cheap tobacco. But that was his home. Click. Old Chu's trembling hand slips out from behind the frame. A bronze seal and a folded document. The seal is engraved. Fangs of the Wraith. This is the official guild seal, the one registered with the Guild Administration Bureau. The document is a dissolution application. All filled out, just missing one stamp. Clearly, the guild knew this day was coming. Or rather, they had an exit plan ready for Wang Beishao all along. Take it. Old Chu shoves the items into Wang Beishao's hands. Whisper. Use papers to dissolve fangs. He looks up, totally incredulous. Fangs of the Wraith is his home. It's everyone's most treasured memory. Dissolving it. Strangling his own childhood. With his bare hands. Uncle Chu, what the hell are you saying? From now on, you don't operate under the name Fangs of the Wraith. Old Chu's eyes are cloudy, but resolute. Each word heavy. It'll bring disaster. Do not avenge us. Old Chu's hand rests lightly atop Wang Beishao's fist. That hand, the one that taught him to write from that wheelchair, is now cold as steel. You're too weak. You'll die. Uncle Chu, I can't. Wang Beishao opens his mouth, trying to speak. Let me finish. Old Chu cuts him off, a rare sharpness in his tone. His murky eyes flashing a hint of severity. Slip his face back on Wang Beishao. Got caught skipping class. If anyone asks, just tell them. He stumbles over his words, as if it's taking his dying breath. It was me, Old Chu, who got you into the guild. Don't ever admit you're connected to us. Don't avenge us. They'll tear you apart. Every word hit him like a blade, ruthlessly stabbing into Wang Beishao's heart. He just awakened. He was just designated a once-in-a-lifetime prodigy. He hadn't even had a chance to repay Old Chu. He hadn't even had a chance to rebuild the Fangs of the Wraith. In his final moments, Old Chu erased Wang Beishao from the history of the Fangs of the Wraith. He pulled this kid out from the whirlpool of all that hatred. In this moment, the pain wasn't just Wang Beishao's. Old Chu felt it too. He had to personally sever ties with the kid he raised. 77. No sigil. Old Chu's voice grew fainter. His fingers fell powerless. You are forbidden from warning us. You're forbidden from collecting our bodies. You're forbidden. Wang Beishao bit his lip so hard he drew blood, which dripped down his chin. He didn't dare make a sound, afraid that if he opened his mouth, it would just be a howl of grief. Old Chu was like a father about to leave on a long journey. Standing at the door, nagging his child. Take your keys. Dress warm. Don't get in fights. Eat well. Except this time, he was never coming back. Wait for the wine sigil. Like in that photo. Bring wine. To come visit me then. Finally, Old Chu shakily pulled out a business card. It had the number of Lu Ming, the official guild liaison for the citywide gauntlet. In trouble. Find him. He dropped his hand. The cigarette fell, rolled, and died in blood. The tavern fell silent, utterly, completely silent. Wang Beishao stayed on his knees, forehead on Old Chu's knee, shaking hard. He didn't make a sound. He didn't dare cry out loud, as if afraid of waking these sleeping elders. He clutched the seal and documents tightly in his hand. His knuckles dug into his palm, blood seeping through his fingers, mingling with Old Chu's blood on the floor. Beep, beep, beep. Number 99's phone rang. Number 55's hoarse voice came through the receiver. 97 is down. Mission's over. Pull out. Number 99 was silent for 2 seconds. Got it. He hung up. He sat near the bar and picked up a half-finished glass of liquor. He gulped the harsh whiskey, burning his throat. His gaze fell on the young man prostrated on the ground. Maybe because they'd both lost someone close to them tonight. Maybe because the sight of that trembling, broken silhouette was just so damn hopeless. Number 99 took a deep breath. He stood, pushed in the stool, and left. The rain was still pouring as he finished, pausing mid-step. He said without turning, "Trust your uncle." He was honest. Don't cross them. Footsteps faded, and he vanished into the rain. In the tavern, only Wang Beishao and 13 corpses remained. He knelt there, for he didn't know how long. The pool of blood beneath his knees began to change. The rain outside slowed from a downpour to a drizzle. Then he slowly stood up, tucked the family portrait into his coat, and carefully gathered the seal and documents. The smiling portraits stayed vivid. Days ago, they were laughing and roughhousing together. Just a few days ago, they were still his unshakable foundation. In this moment, he was a child abandoned by the world. Staring at the wrecked tavern, he heard past cheers. Congrats to that little bastard Wang for getting expelled. A warm round of applause for Wang Beishao on becoming a normie. Ha! Our fangs of the wraith finally managed to raise a normie. As long as this old bastard is still breathing, nobody gets to take a dump on you. That's right. Who dares to bully the run of our guild? Even if my kid's gotta die, it won't be by your hands. Think the fangs are all talk. Those crude but heartwarming voices. Those men who had watched him grow up. Those smiling faces had ultimately become nothing but memories. In a car parked not far from the tavern, a pair of cold, sinister eyes stared silently at the scene inside. Why not just kill Wang Beishao? An androgynous voice chimed in. The old man in the passenger seat sighed helplessly. He's been flagged by the feds. Special watch. Killing him would be too much heat. The feds have Fong Lei backing him now.
惹毛他们。不过老人讥笑一声，这小子让我下不来台，他必须死。我已经给他安排好了。死局话音刚落，叮叮叮，酒馆内一阵风吹过，一枚徽章从桌上跌落，纯金打造的圆形徽章，一只浑身是火的荒兽图腾。第38章。挑事的人次日，酒中城破败的酒馆内，刺耳的重金属音乐再次响起，门外围满了看热闹的人群。鬼之牙遇袭的消息已经传得铺天盖地。作为酒中城东区的霸主，楚狂人、老区他们已是东区的门面人物，这样的大佬战死，足以让这个不算大的城镇地震。只见酒馆内破碎的家具已被收拾干净，10几个棺材依次排开，一个孤寂的身影平静地背对外面跪着，香脂的气息掩盖了劣质的烟味。啧，老区多好的人啊，怎么就没了？对啊，去年我家男人在城外让人绑了，还是恶鬼之牙出面把人救回来的。听说楚会长也没了，尸体都没找到，也不知道是哪个天杀的搞的这些事。听说得罪了很厉害的人物，你看都没人敢来祭拜。人群中有不少是东区的街坊邻居，看向王北霄的眼神满是同情和无奈。鬼之牙虽然作为东区的霸主，但从不欺负民众，口碑一向不错。看着这个昔日辉煌热闹的酒馆，此刻成了殡仪馆，谁的心里都不好受。王北霄对此置若罔闻，麻木的烧着纸钱，双目通红，但没有一滴眼泪，身披白布，神情冷漠。许叔，对不起，我又没听话了，我不能让你和会长的心血白费。鬼之牙不会注销，我会带着你们的意志活下去，把仇人一个个送下来陪你。王北霄的目光一向老区，一向前，落在那枚火焰荒兽图腾的纯金徽章上。他已经查清楚，这是赤妖的图腾。等办完老区等人的丧事，复仇就将开始。滋，已经损坏的木门被人缓缓推开，一道纤瘦的身影小心翼翼地探头进入，黑色的运动装，背着一个小背包，扎着2个小揪揪。王北霄没有回头，这个时候没人敢来送老区他们一程，这就是人走茶凉吧。关于恶鬼之牙得罪了强大组织这件事，已经人尽皆知，没人敢上前凑热闹，生怕惹一身骚。但来人却没有管那么多，默默地上前拿起3炷香点燃，磕头祭拜，然后跟王北霄一起跪在地上，往火盆中丢着纸钱，全程不说一句话，用行动表明自己的立场。后者目光轻瞥，微微一愣，第一个来祭拜的人居然是那个怯弱的女孩严莎莎，她的鸭舌帽压得很低，脸色很不好。你不该来。王北霄转头看了眼身后，人群中明显有很多生面孔，有觊觎恶鬼之牙地盘的，有其他势力一探究竟的，也许还有仇人的眼线。墙倒众人推，没了会长等人坐镇，现在的恶鬼之牙就是别人眼中的肥肉。你说的，我们是队友。严莎莎抿了抿唇，倔强的摇头。队友就该一起面对困难。大比时是王北霄给了他肯定，给了他希望。这一次，女孩决定投桃报李，很危险。以恶鬼之牙的德行，外面仇人多如牛毛，只是碍于会长等人的实力才没有动作。但现在墙倒众人推，我不怕。你说过，我们一直是队友，无论谁找你麻烦，我都跟你一起面对。严莎莎低着头，仿佛在碎碎念，对待朋友要真诚。我从小没有朋友，你是第一个。既然知道有危险，还敢在这里大张旗鼓的设灵堂。话音刚落，就见一辆辆豪车齐刷刷堵在门口，为首之人一袭中山装，头发稀少，大腹便便，胸前佩戴着官方的标识。王北霄眉头一紧，来人他不认识。那人快步走入灵堂，上香鞠躬，然后从怀中掏出一张证件。鄙人黄州工会管理委员会酒中城负责人，这是统一管理工会的组织，理论上属于所有工会的上级，无论是工会的建立还是工会的晋升，都需要他们去评估。只是这个组织很少参与工会之间的恩怨。黄州的突然到来，让王北霄隐隐觉察到有问题。家属不打理，黄州似笑非笑的问道。严莎莎连忙拉着王北霄深深鞠躬，那人这才得意洋洋地看向老区。老区啊，早就告诉过你，做人别太张扬，你看挂了连个来吊唁的人都没有，真不知道你们怎么混的，死了也挺好，就让恶鬼之牙成为历史，还酒中成一个太平。黄州的嚣张顿时惹来围观之人的议论。俗话说人死为大，老区尸骨未寒，他就上门挑衅，这不是给人上眼药，几个意思。王北霄看了严老曲的照片，不露声色地将手伸向身后，握住自己的羊角锤。后者却不以为意地笑道，别误会，呵呵，你就是咱们酒中城的骄傲吧。我这次过来是代表委员会前来吊唁，当然还有点公事。黄州完全没把王北霄这个少年放在眼里，笑着从公文包里取出一份文件，当着所有人，当着老区的棺材，得意 意洋洋地朗读起来。根据委员会的规定，工会会长战死，若无人接任，或者工会人数低于10人，将自动解散。现在的恶鬼之牙好像已经没人了吧？楚会长、老区、御仪战死，其他成员不知所踪。现在的恶鬼之牙既没有会长，也没有足够的人数。王北萧原以为会是敌人先上门，没想到第一个出手的居然是官方。根据条例，我们要回收工会驻地。王同学，不好意思，我们要公事公办。这个酒馆是我们批给恶鬼之牙的，给你1天时间把棺材运走，可以吧？黄州毫不掩饰嘴角的笑意，收回酒馆就是要让老区等人连个灵堂都没有。王北萧已经确定对方是来找事的，太过分了。没错，好歹让人下葬了再说吧。我记得他这个胖子前几年好像被楚会长揍过。对，我也想起来了，6年前他来工会视察的时候不小心调戏了御仪，差点被人把屎打出来，街坊邻居瞬间喧闹起来。黄州脸色一黑，随即挤出个笑容，对王北萧笑道：“我是公事公办，王同学，请理解，不能通融一下吗？”严莎莎握紧双拳，不服气地说道：“王北萧的长辈现在还尸骨未寒，不能。”后者想也没想，直接拒绝。委员会不是讲人情的地方，你们的酒馆属于官方资产，我们有权收回。门外某辆豪车内，田青默默坐在那名脸上有胎记的汉子身边，意味深长的皱眉：“会长，人死债消，是不是让他们下葬算了？”后座那民国自脸，当初在酒馆跟老区喝酒的男人，手臂缠着绷带，脸色略显惨白，一双虎目泛着寒光。黄州，不是我安排的，不是我们吃药安排的，老子做事光明正大，今天过来只是想看看那群漏网之鱼会不会回来。国字脸冷哼一声，老区是个人物，我能杀他，但不会折辱他。看样子酒中城内有人想让恶鬼之牙的人死不瞑目啊。第39章加入恶鬼之牙酒馆不远处，一栋2层小楼的窗前，一名双鬓斑白的男人恭敬地站在一名灰袍老人身后。这名男人正是薛星的父亲，只是几天不见，他看上去便苍老了10几岁，面如枯槁。而另一人正是大比什的选手，两人远远看着正在逼迫王北萧的黄州，眼里泛着阴冷的寒光。选手阁下，为什么让黄州出马？直接派人杀了王北萧不就行了？薛父的声音嘶哑，充满了恨意。急什么？选手阴沉着脸，缓缓把玩着手里的徽章。杀人诛心，懂吗？我要让恶鬼之牙的人死都死不安宁。现在逼得越紧，王北萧就会越恨赤妖，只要他去寻仇，我们就能借刀杀人。说着，他将手里的徽章置于桌上，若是王北萧在场，一定能认出这枚徽章竟跟他在酒馆发现的赤妖徽章一模一样。还是茬儿脑子好使。选手自信的双手抱胸，一副掌控全局的模样，笑道：“有了这枚徽章，王北萧一定会去找赤妖的麻烦。不过昨天那件事，真的瞒得过赤妖吗？”提起赤妖，薛父沧桑的脸上浮起担忧之色。我们提前给老区下毒的事，知道又能怎么样？选手嗤笑道：“赤妖的会长可是出了名的孤傲，就算知道有人给酒馆众人下了毒，他也会主动扛下杀了老区的这口锅。他不会去解释，也不屑去解释，否则老区真要自爆炸印，就算赤妖会长也要受伤。某种意义上，我们还帮了他一个大忙。”酒馆中，所有人的目光都聚焦在王北萧身上，等待他的答复。长辈尸骨未寒，就有人上门刁难，这表面上是按规矩办事，实际上谁都看得出是故意为之。王北萧自然也看出来了，但对方的确打着公事公办的旗号，走的是正规程序，让人找不出反驳的理由。王同学，你未来的路还很长，听说马上就要去读大学了。黄州嘴里说着冠冕堂皇的话，威胁的意味却不言而喻。若是在此时公然与官方人员发生冲突，必会影响名声。严莎莎小脸涨得通红，快步上前想要争辩，却被王北萧单手拦下。谁说恶鬼之牙没人了？王北萧冷着脸，缓缓走到老区的灵前，他将那份注销文件丢进火盆，然后拿起了工会的印章，当着所有围观人群的面，当着远处田青的面，当着黄州的面，他猛地将印章盖在了自己的脖子上。下一秒，黑光四溢，无数黑气从印章中疯狂灌入他的体内。吼！鬼哭狼嚎之声从印章中迸发，霎时间阴风狂涌，似有万千厉鬼在咆哮。老区灵前的蜡烛火焰猛地蹿起半米高，阴风卷起火盆中的纸钱，在空中盘旋飞舞。卧槽！王北萧他加入恶鬼之牙了，他不知道恶鬼之牙得罪了不得了的人物吗？这个时候加入跟找死有什么区别？人群瞬间沸腾，所有人的脸上都带着震惊与不解。黄州表情一僵，眸子微微颤抖，竟一时不知如何是好。所有工会的印章都是特制的，一旦盖在身体上，便会灼烧出工会的专属纹身。有了工会纹身，便代表着正式成为工会的一员。王北萧此举等于向全世界宣告，他加入了恶鬼之牙，同时也等于告诉昨夜的暗杀者，恶鬼之牙还没死绝。这无异于将自己彻底推入了最危险的漩涡。果不其然，远处豪车内，田青的脸色瞬间阴沉下来。明知赤妖要覆灭恶鬼之牙，他还敢当着这么多人的面加入，这不是在打赤妖的脸吗？没有工会纹身，他们没理由对一个少年天才下死手。但现在不一样了，只要王北萧还活着，赤妖对恶鬼之牙的报复就不算彻底成功。有意思，国字脸的男人脸上阴晴不定，最终竟笑了笑。不愧是楚狂人养大的孩子，明知会被报复，明知纹上这恶鬼图腾的下场，他竟然没有一丝犹豫。黑气在皮肤下蔓延，伴随着滋滋的灼烧 稍省，缓缓凝聚成一张狰狞的恶鬼之脸，黑面獠牙，双瞳猩红，不怒自威。我王北萧今日在此立誓。他高举手中的工会印章，仿佛举起了整个工会的重量，以我父辈之血燃我恶鬼之魂。你们没走完的路，我来走；没喝完的酒，我来喝；没杀完的仇人，我亲手送他们下去陪你们。从今往后，我身即为恶鬼，我命即为恶鬼，生当为恶鬼之牙，横行于世；死亦为恶鬼之魂，此生不悔。他猛地低下头，猩红的目光死死盯住门外那些或惊愕、或不屑、或忌惮的面孔，声音嘶哑地咆哮道：所有恩怨，所有因果，我王北萧一人尽数接下。凡欺我同伴者，杀；凡辱我长辈者，杀。工会之仇及我之仇，工会之敌将由我亲手覆灭。见死一般的寂静。酒馆内阴风狂舞，恍惚中，老躯遗照上的笑脸似乎流下了一滴泪。他终究还是没能劝住自己最在意的这个孩子。王北萧终究还是走上了这条复仇之路。从今天起，我便是恶鬼之牙的会长。这句话是对黄州说的，后者脸色阴晴不定。他也没想到这小子这么愣头青。可你就一个人，呵呵，按规矩还是不够人数。黄州犹豫片刻，似笑非笑的开口：不好意思啊，王同学，恐怕你还是保不住恶鬼之牙。他的语气充满嘲讽，仿佛要将昔日在楚会长身上受的委屈全部发泄在王北萧身上。话音未落，一旁的严莎莎偷偷看了眼孤立无援的王北萧，小脸上的神色忽然变得无比坚定。他一把夺过印章，毫不犹豫地盖在了自己的脖子上，鬼气翻腾而起，阴风掀飞了他的鸭舌帽，那张稚嫩可爱的脸上此刻写满了严肃。我严莎莎今日起加入恶鬼之牙，身为恶鬼之牙，死是恶鬼之魂，工会之敌皆为我敌，工会之人皆为我同伴，当以命护之。欺我恶鬼之牙者，由我斩之。如果说王北萧的加入是一时冲动，那严莎莎的加入则让所有人始料未及。他在大比时的表现有目共睹，体内可是藏着一个5印强者。欺负王北萧一个2印觉醒者可以，但要欺负这位就得好好掂量掂量了。黄州下意识地看向远处那栋2层小楼，眉头紧紧皱起。按照工会管理条例，工会会长、副会长尚在，我们有半年时间招揽成员。王北萧感激地看了严莎莎一眼，随后一步步走向黄州。严莎莎握紧自己的球棍，紧随其后。阴风吹过，两人的衣襟猎猎作响。王北萧眼中泛着红光，每走一步，身上的黑气就浓重一分。黄州身躯一颤，竟下意识地向后退去。第40章。黄州服软好。黄州脚步虚浮，被逼得步步后退。退出酒馆时，当阳光照在身上，他才长长的舒了口气。看到周围人投来的鄙夷目光，他恼羞成怒的笑道：谁不知道恶鬼之牙惹了不该惹的人？除了这个傻丫头，没人敢加入你们。半年后，我来接手酒馆，然后把它改造成厕所，到时候你随时可以回来回味。说罢，他在手下的搀扶下快步离开，生怕走慢一步被王北萧一锤子砸死。毕竟这货在大比时可是杀伐果断的。不曾想，还没走出2步，一只大手死死摁在他肩膀上。王北萧宛如厉鬼的声音从背后传来：我让你走了吗？你。后者身子一僵，就看到王北萧右手提着那柄砸死过薛星的羊角锤，眼神冷厉地盯着他。既然是来拜祭，不可几个头可不行。王北萧无视周围黄州的手下，沙哑着声音威胁道：跪下，给我取书磕头。你疯了？信不信我？我信。不等对方说完，王北萧直接点头，随即话锋一转：那你信不信今天你不跪下就走不出这条街？哗！几名工会管理委员会的手下亮出腰间武器，瞬间将王北萧团团围住。另一边，严莎莎的球棍咔的一声炸开，露出藏在其中的刀锋。他护在王北萧身侧，长刀一指：都别动！王北萧，你疯了？知不知道我是谁？黄州慌了，他的身份不允许他在这里让步，但不服软，王北萧肯定不会让他离开，毕竟是他先来找麻烦的。唯一让他没料到的是，王北萧居然这么虎，当着这么多人的面威胁他。那你知不知道我是谁？王北萧缓缓走到黄州身前，魁梧的身子比他高一个头，他居高临下的贴近黄州的脸，冷冷说道：今天是我取书的葬礼，谁来闹事都别想上了。我数3个数，不跪我锤死你！啪！王北萧的羊角锤缓缓举起，虎纹瞬间蔓延整条手臂。阳光下，羊角锤上的血渍格外明显。你敢？老子是大比状元，锤死你！了不起被官方收编调教。王北萧丝毫不顾及周围人群举起的手机，平静地说道：今天我要借你这一跪，告诉所有人恶鬼之牙的牙齿还在，刀还没生锈，不是什么阿猫阿狗都能欺负的。锤柄被握得滋滋作响。黄州求救地看向身边的几名觉醒者，他只是个普通人，是文职人员，哪里是这些工会成员的对手？眼看黄州的手下蠢蠢欲动，严莎莎眼神一冷，压低声音喃喃自语道：姐姐，帮帮他！异能附体，轰！下一秒，5印的恐怖气息爆发，凌厉的刀意席卷而出，人畜无害的小女孩瞬间化身冷漠杀手，长刀在地面一甩，哗！一道100米长的刀痕深深将酒馆门口的道路一分为2。黄州身边的2、3印高手感受着久久不散的刀气，不寒而栗。勿动，动则死。严莎莎的声音不带一丝感情，冷漠的眸子看向王北萧：你欠我一个人情。王北萧暴喝一声，2印的气彻底爆发，衣襟无风自动，羊角锤上隐隐有黑气翻涌。黄州的脸瞬间白了，他唯一的依仗就是委员会干部的身份，可他忘记了，这个世界是实力说了算。王北萧铁了心要杀他，什么身份都护不住。恶鬼之牙养大的孩子，从来不会权衡利弊。我不能跪，王同学，我给你宽限3年， 好不好？黄州感受着王北萧摁住他肩膀的手越来越用力，身体止不住地颤抖。今天但凡他跪下，位置就保不住了。现在他代表的是委员会，这一跪会让委员会颜面尽失。3，羊角锤猛然砸下，没有丝毫犹豫，没有丝毫手软，直奔黄州面门。好小子，豪车内，赤妖工会的几人眼前一亮，竟露出欣赏之色，不惧危险盖上工会纹身，只为保住恶鬼之牙，不畏强权逼黄州下跪，为老区出头。王北萧看似莽撞的行为下，是绝对的赤子之心。啪！千钧一发之际，黄州的速度居然比王北萧还快，双膝一软，扑通跪倒在地，羊角锤擦着他的头皮划过，凌厉的气吹得他一阵耳鸣。差一点，就差一点，他就是第2个血型了。向来养尊处优的黄州哪里感受过这种生死危机？死里逃生后，他裤子一湿，卧槽，吓尿了。哈哈，这胖子真他妈废物！他要不是委员会的人，老子都想上去给他2巴掌。刚才跳得那么欢，活该！周围的嘲笑声就像1万根针扎在黄州的心里。此刻他恨不得找个地缝钻进去。原本以为仗着委员会干部的身份欺负王北萧绰绰有余，没想到这个货这么愣，压根不吃这一套。主打一个，你不服，老子就抱着你同归于尽！咔咔咔，无数手机闪光灯亮起，黄州甚至不敢回头，面如死灰。他知道自己的职业生涯结束了，但危机却还在。王北萧当着无数镜头的面，缓缓抬脚踩在黄州的后脑勺上，眼中杀意若隐若现。老子说了，磕头！砰！他脚下猛然用力，生生将黄州的脑袋踩在地上，脑门直直磕在地板上。你记住，屈叔就算死了，也不是你能侮辱的。再扣手，这一次不用王北萧动手。黄州早已经吓破了胆，抬起头对着灵堂方向连磕3个响头。王会长，我可以走了吗？我想去换条裤子。黄州再无刚才的嚣张跋扈，卑躬屈膝的哀求道：我服了，行吗？当他回头看去，正好看到王北萧背着光的身影，看不清表情。继续，没有感情的声音再次响起。王北萧扬了扬锤子，磕到我曲叔开口原谅你。死人怎么开口？后者声线都在颤抖。他想跑，但王北萧的锤子和颜杀杀的刀，他一个也挡不住。而他带来的人手，在武印强者的压制下，屁都不敢放一个。这些人欺负小工会可以，真正牛逼点的工会，他们压根鸟都不鸟。比如赤妖这样的工会，委员会甚至不敢在他们的地盘建立分部。我屈叔开不了口，你就一直磕到他活过来。王北萧缓缓俯下身子，揪起对方的头发，猛然砸向地面，瞬间鲜血横飞。不，王会长，我错，啪！王会长，你听我说，啪！求求你，我错了，我3下。黄州已经血流如注，面目全非。王北萧依旧面无表情，揪着他的头发，压低声音问道：谁派你来的？第41章，幕后之人，没人派我。啪！2颗门牙镶在地面，黄州惊恐地吼道：没人！砰！鼻梁歪到一边，脸上扎满了破碎的石屑。真以为老子什么都不知道？王北萧此时正是一肚子怒火的时候，根本不听对方解释。薛家让你做的吧？黄州肉眼可见的僵在原地，眼中满是不可思议，眼神仿佛在说：你这个莽夫怎么知道的？鬼之牙的仇人多归多，但他们要报仇，绝对是抄刀来掀了酒馆，不会玩得这么脏。看看赤妖办事，人家宁愿雇佣杀手，也没想过动用官方的关系。为啥？要脸！2个小孩子打架，你跑去告老师，合适吗？工会有工会的规矩，这种利用规则达到目的的办事方式，绝不会是他们玩得出来的。从你进门开始，老子就猜到是谁在搞事。王北萧将对方的脸死摁在地面，厉声吼道：要命还是要保他？我不敢说。黄州惊恐的摇头，不自觉看向远处的2层小楼。那你就继续跪着，跪到曲叔下葬。赶起来！王北萧压低声音，宛如恶鬼低语：你家有一个算一个，全给我去书店棺材！砰！酒馆大门重重关闭，严莎莎和王北萧回到灵堂，门外众人如释重负。几名委员会的手下连忙上前想要扶起黄州，但换来的却是啪啪几巴掌。黄州气急败坏地跪在地上，指着几人吼道：委员会给你们发工资，养你们还不如养条狗，你们怎么不敢杀掉王北萧？几名觉醒者捂着脸，面色尴尬，看着跪得笔直的黄州，嘴巴张了张又识趣地闭上。那我们先送您去医院。去个屁！老子跟老屈是多年老友，我跪下送他。你们把人群驱散了。后者委屈巴巴地骂道：围观什么？不用上班吗？靠！会长，我们办事嘛。田青默默解开安全带，做事就要拉开门。国字脸的胎记男却伸手拦下了他。干什么去？杀了王北萧啊！几名高战面面相觑。我们赤妖可是放出话了，要让恶鬼之牙人间蒸发，他活着算怎么回事？我们收到消息，有人以恶鬼之牙会长的名义给委员会寄了信，开除了所有恶鬼之牙的成员，就王北萧主动冒头，不整死他，我们赤妖的脸往哪里搁？其他成员不是跑了就是躲了，唯独王北萧不知死活，他活着就是在挑衅赤妖。不料国字脸的男人只是皱了皱眉，若有所思的摇头。这里面有问题。什么问题？昨天老子跟老屈交手的时候，他的最后一枚神印刚亮起就凸显了，有人在用赤妖当刀。国字脸的男人遗憾地叹了口气，老屈是个好对手，他应该死在我的手里，而不是在下作之人的奸计之下。田青想起昨天的银甲男人，沉声说道：楚狂人也是被人偷袭，有人在利用我们。楚狂人好像说过那个银甲男人叫苏泽。一名高战回忆道：苏泽。国字脸瞬间凝重起来，眉宇之间隐隐有怒气，好一招借刀杀人啊！苏泽是谁？神堂裁决所第3执行官，神座座下12弟子老幺，银甲玉面苏泽。提到苏泽，国字连嘴角浮起冷笑，仿佛一切都明了了。好大一盘棋啊！田青深吸一口气，神堂出手， 图什么？楚狂人是神堂叛徒，清理门户。一名高战好奇地问。清理门户需要用我们吃妖当幌子？国字脸淡淡点燃香烟，气定神闲地吐出一口烟。苏泽此人性子冷清，但极其高傲，他不屑用下三滥的方式，所以神堂是冲着楚狂人来的。而给老曲下绊子的是另一伙人。田青眼睛一亮，一拍大腿，那他妈是谁躲在背后搞鬼？躲在背后搞事，还利用了吃妖，这换做谁都忍不了。我刚才下车看了下，老区的遗照前放着一枚我们工会的徽章，但不是兄弟们身上的，应该是有人生怕王北萧不找我们报仇，故意留下的。一名贼眉鼠眼的高战低声汇报。国字脸拉开车窗，弹飞烟头。老区的确是死在我手里，至于是谁下毒或者用了下三滥的手段不重要。小青把楚狂人的外套还给王北萧，告诉他3年后赤妖再来灭恶鬼之牙。对于国字脸的吩咐，几人面面相觑，都搞不懂对方的意思。给他3年，几个意思？这么看着我干什么？国字脸见所有人不可思议的瞪大眼睛，咧嘴一笑。老区是个汉子，没有被人暗算，他不至于输得这么快。这3年是我补偿老区的，没有光明正大赢他，老子就正大光明赢他的孩子。老子可以输架，绝不输人。那背后搞事的人怎么处理？田青目光死死锁定在黄州身上，这小子有点问题。王北萧要是抓不出背后的人，他连找我报仇的资格也没有。走吧。酒馆内，王北萧跪在灵位前，拳头握得滋滋作响，眼眸映着火盆里的火光，杀意隐而不发。一旁的严莎莎偷偷看着王北萧的背影，同情的轻声喊了一声：“会长，谢谢。”王北萧头也没回的道谢，所有人都离他而去，所有人都对他避之不及，唯独这个女孩选择坚定地站在他身边。这份情谊得记下，等我找到足够的工会成员，你就退会吧，这是我跟他的恩怨。他的目光死死盯着那枚纯金的徽章。王北萧不想连累严莎莎，他不知道今天的行为会引来什么样的报复，也许仇人就在附近看着也说不定。会长，你说的我们永远是队员。出乎意料，严莎莎想也没想的摇头。你是第一个告诉我可以的人，你是第一个不嫌弃我的人。我想加入恶鬼之牙，我想跟你一直并肩作战，不管你的敌人是谁，我都可以跟你一起打他。说着，女孩怯生生地举起手里的刀。我已经镶嵌了第1枚神印了，我的对手很强。王北萧还想再劝，砰！灵堂的门再次被人打开，这次是踹，而进来的人居然是99号。这货换了一身破旧的卫衣，脸色惨白地冲进灵堂。昨天还耀武扬威的青年，此刻虚弱的走路都打颤。老子中毒了，什么玩意？王北萧一脸懵逼。老子昨天在你这破酒馆喝了半杯酒，回去就他妈中毒了。移动神印5脏6腑跟火烧一样，你快想想，昨天到底是谁杀的瞿秋河？什么意思？王北萧皱起眉头，隐隐感到这背后有问题。我中的是神堂的6风散，赤妖搞不到这玩意。操！昨天还有谁进过酒馆？老子要去找他要解药，不然我他妈就废了。第42章6风散中毒。王北萧的心情一下子沉了下来，他确定恶鬼之牙的人根本不会用毒，也不屑玩毒。以楚狂人为首的这群人是出了名的崇尚极致暴力，对毒药向来嗤之以鼻。6风散是什么东西？严莎莎大眼睛眨啊眨，盯着99号苍白的脸。懂事的魏琪送上一张椅子，后者第一次见严莎莎，只见女生脖子上纹着恶鬼纹身，但长相可爱，婴儿肥的小脸蛋配上2个小揪揪，说不出的青春靓丽。这种白纸一般的感觉让99号心猿意马，挤出一个笑容。谢谢妹妹，你比王北萧这小子懂事多了。有男朋友吗？有也没事，读书时候的爱情毕业就分了。你好好说话啊。王北萧没好气的翻了个白眼，都这个时候了，他还有心情撩妹？后者煞有其事的反驳，我们母指干的活平时太压抑，有点小爱好怎么了？我就乐意跟年轻的妹妹聊天，你别说，跟她说了几句话，我感觉毒都好了大半。妹妹，你真是我的药。见王北萧脸色越来越黑，手里提着锤子一步步靠近，99号这才收起猥琐的样子。嗨，刚才说到哪里了？6风散这玩意是神堂专门研制的，用于抓捕觉醒者的药品，一旦喝下，每启动1枚神印都要承受万重撕咬的痛楚，6印以下无解，所以叫6风散。99号亮出自己的手腕，神印灰蒙蒙的，就像被一股无形的力量给封印了。中了6风散的人血是粉色的，而且很浓稠。说着，他直接抽刀割破手掌，只见血液里掺杂着粉色的晶体，而且就像融化的冰淇淋一样粘稠。要不是昨天73号提醒我尿血了，老子还不能确定。似乎意识到什么，99号连忙转头对严莎莎解释：“妹妹别误会，我不是染了不干净的病，我这人出了名的洁身自好，找小姐我都有用酒精消毒。”闭嘴！王北萧无心听他东拉西扯，他快步走到老区残留的血迹边。昨天天太暗，他都没发现其中的猫腻，用手蘸着已经干涸的血迹，轻轻一搓，果不其然，血中残留着粉色的粉末。王北萧只觉心脏狂跳，老区的死显然另有隐情。此时他脑海中回想起老区临死前的话，他要等王北萧，因为他怕自己的孩子被人利用，宛如一道惊雷，瞬间让王北萧背后发凉。开棺来不及解释，他快步冲到棺材边，一手掀开棺材板。99号和严莎莎也好奇地凑上前。老区因为5脏6腑俱碎，躺在棺材中，七窍还是隐隐有血液流出，这些血液同样是粉色的，是6风散。99号笃定地点头，难得严肃起来。妈的，有人在背后玩阴的，你老板下的毒。王北萧在脑海中将恶鬼之牙的仇人捋了一遍，狐疑地发问。不等99号回应，门外突然传来一声清冷的声音：“不是我们下的毒。”门再次打开，进来之人文质彬彬，一头柔顺的卷发，有点混血的感觉。来人手中捧着会长的那件大氅，无视 虎视眈眈的王北萧和颜杀杀，平静的解释：我们赤妖不干这下三滥的事。昨天晚上是我们会长亲自出手，哪怕恶鬼之牙全员齐聚，都不是他的对手。那人恭敬地放下外套，走到老区的身边，他轻轻看了眼尸体，又轻轻将其手腕翻转，只见右臂的神印鞘上有一个血洞，仿佛是神印自爆所致。你们恶鬼之牙藏得真深，瞿秋河居然隐藏了第5枚神印。不过他开启第5印的时候，突然口吐鲜血。来人说完，自来熟的点燃3根香，鞠躬烧纸，一气呵成。哪位？王北萧已经猜出对方的身份，后者也不隐瞒，鄙人赤妖副会长田青的话没说完，王北萧的锤子已然轰然砸下，轰，气浪轰然荡开，恶鬼之牙战死者的遗像被吹得一块块倒下，田青脚下的地板寸寸炸裂，但这货却毫发无损，他仅用了2根手指就掐住了羊角锤，头也没抬的蹲在火盆前，一边往里面丢着冥币，一边低声解释：我不想在老区面前杀你，免得他说老子欺负小辈。会长说了，给你3年，3年后我们来杀你。赤妖不躲事，你要报仇随时欢迎。田青全程无视王北萧，就像只是来拜祭老友一般，低声说道：但毒不是我们下的，不止老区中了毒，我们的人也踏马中了毒，只有会长完全免疫6风散。交代完一切，田青轻轻松开羊角锤，他严肃起身，目光柔和，但隐隐带着杀意。王北萧，本来我是不想留你的，你活着就是对赤妖的侮辱，是会长觉得没能堂堂正正的杀了老区，胜之不武，所以给你3年时间发展，这3年没人找你麻烦，3年后你亲自来赤妖领死，别让我们去抓你。羊角锤被王北萧握得滋滋作响，黑气一点点渗出皮肤，极致的愤怒一点点引动他的神印，隐隐有诡辩的趋势。我知道你想杀我，相信我，别动手，别让我找到杀你的理由。田青意味深长地整理着衣襟，笑容缓缓收起，眼神突然一凝，6印亮起，整个酒馆猛然一颤，一股巨大的压力从天而降，宛如塔林的压迫感袭来，轰轰轰，桌椅一张张碎裂，地板以他为中心迅速撕裂，6印的气息肆无忌惮地席卷而出，严莎莎一个踉跄，在这恐怖的压力面前轰然跌倒。王北萧双膝一软，连忙用手撑住身边的吧台，那股被塔林碾压的感觉再次涌上心头。小子，天赋固然重要，但在绝对的实力面前，你最好还是收敛一点，这次可没有长辈替你撑腰了。田青似笑非笑的轻轻抬手，手指往下一压，几人肩头的压力倍增，吧台竟然被王北萧生生摁塌一部分。与此同时，平地起风，田青烧的冥币竟然飞出火盆，还未烧完就直接熄灭，仿佛是老区不愿意接受他的祭拜。田青轻描淡写的笑了笑，我没有折辱你的意思，只是想告诉你，这3年努点力，别让会长失望。第43章折辱和反击。王北萧脸色通红，屈辱、愤怒一点点涌上心头，长辈惨死，仇人的羞辱就像一把把尖刀扎在他胸口。明明知道敌人在眼前，他却无力报仇。我知道你不服气，你才刚觉醒，而我已经是6印。田青冷眼看着王北萧狼狈的身影，嗤笑一声，但是这就是现实，公平只是相对的，弱就是原罪。吼！话未说完，一声怒吼冲天而起，浓烈的黑气瞬间弥漫酒馆。田青脸色微变，怎么可能？在6印磅礴的气面前，一个2印的少年应该被压得窒息才对。王北萧怎么可能释放神印？这就好比身上压着一座山，王北萧居然还能战斗。下一秒，浓浓黑气中，王北萧身影炮弹般射出，双目赤红，嘴生獠牙，赤发狂舞，脖子上的恶鬼图腾格外狰狞。不可能，你应该动不了。田青从容的脸上第一次露出惊骇之色，但王北萧根本不跟他啰嗦，羊角锤轰然砸下，这一次力量明显比刚才那一击强，破空声震得人耳膜生疼。情急之下，田青还想故技重施，2根手指快如闪电地抓向羊角锤，就在触碰到锤柄的前一刻，王北萧的第2印亮了，2印逆中滑，空间开始扭曲，时间仿佛实体化，停在原地，飘在空中的冥币，伸出的2根手指，甚至连田青释放的气都被定格。这一刻，田青只觉得自己仿佛被生生剥离了现实世界，整个酒馆唯一还能动的只有王北萧的羊角锤。砰！1秒，只有1秒的定格，但够了。羊角锤精准砸在田青的脸上，不致命但猛逼，一个2印强控6印。要知道2人的修为相差何止万倍，这种差距下，什么神印都不可能发挥出效果才对。控制系的神印对于高于自己的觉醒者是会被削弱的，对手每高1印，控制效果减弱30%到50%。按照常理，无论王北萧用的是什么神印，都不可能控住田青才对。没有人能在恶鬼之牙欺负老区的孩子。王北萧眼中隐隐泛着泪光，委屈化作力量。今天老子要是忍了，屈叔怎么能安心投胎？轰！锤柄生生折断，田青眼神从不可思议变得惊恐，视线一点点模糊，眉角鲜血流下。王北萧真的伤到他了，你找死！反应过来后，田青脸色大变，心中杀意猛长，5指渗出污血，直插王北萧的脖颈。田青心中委屈，被楚狂人和御医压着打，他想得通，毕竟对方可是神堂的天才，但一个刚觉醒的小子也起脸输出，这能忍？会长低头，眼看就要得手，砰！一张椅子突然从侧面甩来，直接砸在田青脸上，木屑散落一地。而出手的人连王北萧都没想到，99号怒火中烧的骂道：“草泥马，不知道老子中毒了，用气压我！” 不想给尾款。刚才田青用气强势镇压王北霄的时候，99号在一旁也没幸免，只是他中毒了，无法反抗罢。这是田青没想到的。趁着他被99号突然出手砸懵逼之际，王北霄突然低头，一道凌厉的刀光贴着他头发划过，直奔对方面门。田青再强也不敢脸接附体后的严莎莎的全力一刀，下意识双手护在面门。会长，田副会长怎么去了这么久？豪车内几名吃妖成员百无聊赖的打着哈欠，不会打起来吧？怎么可能？司机讥笑一声，一个2印，拿命跟6印打，副会长随便动动手指都能捏死他。依我看，直接杀了王北霄算了，给他3年又能怎么样？几人你一言我一语，唯独赤妖会长眯着眼睛，手指有节奏地敲着车门。永远不要低估一个绝世天才，更不要低估楚狂人和瞿秋河养大的孩子。若是他们没有退出官方和神堂，现在最少也是7印了。不能跟楚狂人交手，是我的遗憾。希望这小子能给我一点惊喜。会长略显失落地摇头，对恶鬼之牙出手是立场问题，但对2人的实力他是认可的。况且，就算给他3年，他也不可能成长到能挑战7印的程度。话未说完，轰！门口跪着的黄州猛然被撞飞10几米，撞到赤妖的车门上才停下，一口老血喷出，脸上满是惊恐。真要杀我？他杀不杀你，老子不知道。今天你要不把修车费赔了，我一定把你拆了。一名赤妖成员探出身子，没好气地骂道：“不知道老子的车没买保险吗？”卧槽！副会长，快看，不是吧？怎么可能？几名赤妖成员循声望去，一个个呆若木鸡。只见田青撞碎门板，跌坐在刚才黄州跪着的地上，没有重伤，但很是狼狈，身上满是木屑、尘土。卷发上还插着几根木刺，眼角的伤口已经愈合，但还有血迹残留在脸上。鬼之牙还有高手。赤妖会长眉头一紧，路边10几辆车同时拉开车门，杀气腾腾的赤妖成员们齐齐下车，唯有会长目光如火，直直盯着昏暗的酒馆内。他往北霄赤发如鬼，浑身黑气缭绕，脖子上的恶鬼纹身隐隐散发着红光，出现在门口的位置。再往后，严莎莎长刀拖地，眼神冰冷。99号提着一条椅子腿最后出现，3人一字排开，站在门口，毫不掩饰身上的杀意。今天这一锤是我替屈叔送你的。王北霄的脸在酒馆的阴影中看不清表情，但是语气阴冷低沉。他默默点燃一支烟，缓缓吐出一缕白烟。3年后，老子屠赤妖全员。后者坐在地上，脸上挂着懵逼的表情。一个2印强控6印，还打伤了他；一个1印突然变成5印，一刀直接把他轰出酒馆。这2个人是不是有点逆天了？更让他懵逼的是，叶修罗，你他妈有病！王北霄和颜莎莎打他能理解，但99号居然用椅子砸他，明明他们才是一伙的呀！他甚至都没有对这货有任何防备。按照合同，我们的合作在昨天就结束了，你少给我拉关系！妈的，用气压我！你等我把毒治好了，下次接干你们赤妖的单，老子给他打5折。第44章。3年之约，枪接对面的赤妖成员们看到田青被打，齐刷刷拔刀，二话不说就要上前动手。沿途的围观群众纷纷躲开，黄州流着血泪，嘴里骂骂咧咧的哭道：“马德，算命的说的没错，老子今天既出门，快送我去医院，我有点尿血了。”话音刚落，车门打开，会长一个猝不及防，踩在他被撞断的肋骨上，后者瞬间疼得龇牙咧嘴，但又不敢反抗。你有病啊！趴我车下面，想碰瓷！会长厌恶地白了他一眼，冲着远处大声喝道：“住手！”华已经冲到酒馆门口的10几号人齐齐停下动作，回头看去，另一边毫不示弱的王北霄也正好冲出准备反打，双方都被他这一嗓子喊停。这是王北霄第一次见到真正的仇人。赤妖会长眼神深邃，单手背在身后，宛如一座不可逾越的大山，仅仅是站在那里就让人感觉不可战胜。别冲动！99号一把揪住王北霄，低声喝道：“那是赤妖的会长赤帅，7印强者。”2人隔着一条街缓缓对视。王北霄虽然想杀掉对方，但也深知双方的差距。恶鬼之牙给他的教育除了莽，还有真正的生存之道。打不过就认怂保命，以后再找机会。一个田青他都拿不下，全力一击只是让对方擦破点皮。若是对上赤帅，够呛能活。饶是如此，他仍寸步不让地直视着对方。都别动手！田青也在此刻爬起身子，拍拍屁股，摆手喊道：“会长说了，给他3年，别动他。走！”吃了瘪的田青自然没脸继续待着，起身后头也不回地离开。赤帅从始至终都没搭理王北霄，平静地坐回车内，车窗一点点合上，那张刚毅的侧脸一点点消失在王北霄视线中。他用行动告诉王北霄，对方现在连让他开口的资格都没有。就在车窗合上的那一刻，远处传来一道惊雷般的声音：“3年，老子来要你命！”呵，车窗彻底关闭，赤帅嘴角浮起一抹笑意。我有点期待这个小子了，他的神印有点诡异，连我也能控住。田青拍去身上的尘土，吐出一口浊气。还有叶修罗，他反水了。也许我们不该给那小子3年，他天赋有点出格，不到1周就从1印突破到2印，鬼知道3年后他能到几印，而且2印就能伤到6印。这货明显有跨级挑战的能力，人这辈子要是没有对手，不是很寂寞。赤帅咧嘴一笑，开车，豪车当着王北霄的面离去。3年后，他们俩只有一个能活。咔咔咔，压着我的腿了！黄州痛苦的哀嚎从赤妖车底传来。围观的人群中，一些鬼鬼祟祟的人纷纷拿出电话，编辑短信：鬼之牙孔，还有高手，田青被打伤，撤退！回到酒馆，王北霄再次将遗像一张张摆好，脸色愈发阴沉。人无远虑，必有近忧。赤妖的3年之约就像一把悬在他头上的刀，若是3年达不到7印，他必死无疑。这是远虑。老区被人下毒，查出他的死因，让对方付出代价，重新招人，保住工会。这是近忧。一桩桩烦心事压得他几乎喘不过气来。 来，别收拾了，整不好还有人来砸场子。99号瓮声瓮气的坐在一旁，骂骂咧咧的说道：“赶紧把人下葬了，我们去找下毒的人，你自己为什么不去找？”王北潇没工夫搭理他。我妈说我小时候脑袋被卡车撞过。后者委屈的撇撇嘴。严莎莎懵懂的问：“什么意思？”就是他脑子不好，查不出来。王北潇一点面子不给，吐槽道：“你还挺有自知之明，但是不影响下一代啊。”99号意味深长地对严莎莎解释了一句，然后转头对王北潇喊道：“我说你快点查啊，查出来我拿解药，你报仇。完事我们个找个妈。”搭王北潇重新点燃香烛，火苗映在他的眼中，复仇的怒火一点点燃起。要不我们找缉拿处的人？严莎莎单纯地问。在学生的认知里，有麻烦就找缉拿处，但这一套对于工会是没用的。王北潇将香插进香炉，目光深邃地看着门外运送黄州的车远去，缓缓拿起楚狂人的外套披在自己身上，穿上会长的衣服，仿佛是在告诉众人，以后他将继承对方的意志，查案不是我们的强项，得找专业的人。谁？事业九中城私立医院 VIP 病房内，黄州憔悴地躺在床上，双腿打着石膏，胸前缠得严严实实。要说今天谁倒霉，非他莫属。收了钱去找茬，结果被个二愣子逼着下跪，转头又被吃腰的人开车压了，关键他还不敢找人要医药费，憋屈得很。一群王八蛋，全是王八蛋。病房内，一名30出头的美妇人泪眼汪汪地看着病床上的黄州，一边抹着泪，一边为他削着苹果。薛里这个王八蛋收了他10万块，差点把命玩丢了。等我好了，一定要狠狠敲他一笔。还有王北潇，妈的，敢用锤子砸我！黄州骂骂咧咧的扭头吃了口美妇人喂来的水果，含糊不清的交代：“千万别把我受伤的事告诉女儿，我怕她担心。今天女儿一直在念叨你，说你答应陪她去游乐园。”女人温柔地擦去黄州嘴角的口水，后者脸色戾气锐减，提起女儿，露出会心的笑，跟她说：“我出差了，最多半个月，我就陪她去枫林城的游乐园。你也别在这里待着了，回去陪着女儿。她从小就没离开过我，我怕她晚上不敢睡。”“哦，那我没事。”“操，我好歹是工会管理委员会的分部主管，谁敢动我？”两人又卿卿我一阵，女人才恋恋不舍地离开。看着女人离开的背影，黄州眼中满是宠溺，有妻如此，夫复何求？下一秒，房门再次推开，怎么回来？黄州挤出个笑脸，以为是妻子舍不得自己。下一秒，笑容僵住，只见王北潇一手提着崭新的羊角锤，一手提着发黑的水果，身边还站着严莎莎和99号，三人挤出一个比哭还难看的笑容。黄主管，我们来看你了，你喵灭口啊！后者欲哭无泪，我就拿钱办事，为难一下你，不至于把我往死里整吧？他王北潇一个箭步上前，捏住对方的嘴，冷着脸笑道：“别误会，我们是有事相求。”什么？一股不祥的预感涌上黄州心头，这3个王八蛋上门肯定没好事。我曲叔被下毒了，你知道吧？我肯定不知道啊！黄州瞪大眼睛，连连摇头，我有那个心也没那个胆啊！不对，我也没这个想法。可是你不是跟我曲叔有矛盾吗？王北潇盯着对方的眼睛，后者激动地举起3根手指，我对天发誓，不是我干的。再说了，我有媳妇了，我生怕她知道我以前的破事，怎么可能报复老区？没说谎。99号摸着对方的脉搏，一本正经的点头。人在说谎的时候，心跳、脉搏都会出卖他。我不信。王北潇却是脸色一沉，麻木地举起锤子，除非你查出是谁给我去书下毒，不然我先把你锤死。不是，缉拿处也不敢像你这么查啊！黄州欲哭无泪，就收了10万块，结果惹了这个瘟神。我不管，我输死了，我现在没心情管其他的。你查不出，我就把所有跟他有仇的全送下去陪他。王北潇一副油盐不进的样子，晃动着锤子。从你开始，我真不知道，我又不是缉拿处的。曹，你杀了我也没用啊！后者情真意切地解释，他是真不知道谁给老区下毒，或者说他都不知道有下毒这回事，不然他也不敢跳得这么欢。眼看对方不肯就范，99号突然凑到黄州耳边问了一句：“看样子得用点手段逼你就范了。”后者表情一僵：“你想干嘛？嫂子这么好看，你一定受不了美人计。”99号奸笑着拍拍手，门外2名星星一样的大汉闻声推门而入，王北潇、严莎莎、黄州全愣住了，这2人长得着实有点半人半兽了。美人呢？黄州略微有点期待地问。99号似笑非笑地耸肩：“你就是啊，嘿嘿。”2名壮汉搓着手，坏笑着走向黄州小美人儿，后者瞬间炸毛，连忙吼道：“卧槽，别乱来！我查，我一定查出来，别搞啊！”第45章发现问题9中城殡仪馆内，哀乐声、哭喊声、惋惜声此起彼伏。其中最大的一间大堂内，满城权贵齐聚，薛兴的遗照前插满了香烛。跟老区等人相比，薛兴的葬礼豪华的不成样子。灵堂2楼某间专门招待贵客的小房间内，薛父和选手并肩而立，赤腰已经撤了。没想到这个赤帅会给王北潇3年时间。薛父失望地抿了口酒，白白让他多了3年苟延残喘的时间。3年又能怎么样？哪怕是世界第一人和神作，也不可能在3年内从2印提升到7印。选手不以为意的冷笑，反正老区和楚狂人已死，修炼需要海量的资源和金钱，没了恶鬼之牙，王北潇连个神印都搞不到，毕竟他可是神器之人，是不可能从神堂换取神印的。想到这里，选手露出自信的笑，他现在是秋后的蚂蚱，蹦跶不了几天，可是我想让他马上死，给我仙儿陪葬。薛父不甘心的暗骂一声：“操！要不我派人伪装成赤妖的人做了他。”选手表情一顿，鸡贼的挤出一个笑容：“我得回枫林城了，不然会惹人怀疑。”薛父心中冷笑，他哪能看不穿选手的小心思？伪装赤妖就是在玩火，得罪 A 级工会可不是闹着玩的，一旦赤帅查起来，他们都要倒霉。 见对方不愿意趟浑水，薛父也不强求，笑着点头，也罢，就让他活3年吧。说罢，他从一旁的沙发上拿出一个黑色皮箱，沉甸甸的递给选手。若不是您通过神堂的情报网拿到恶鬼之牙截杀赤妖成员的证据，赤帅也不会这么快动手。这是薛家的一点小心意，请您笑纳。这严重了，严重了！晨儿可是神堂的重点培养对象，我不过是跟他结个善缘。后者嘴里说着客套话，手上却没有任何迟疑，接过皮箱掂量了一下，满意的笑道：“这些钱我本不应该拿，不过买6风伞的钱还欠着。你也知道，我是修炼之人，平时没有存钱的习惯。”懂，我都懂。两人心照不宣的相视一笑。恰在此刻，薛父的电话响起，来电显示是大儿子。薛父笑容瞬间收敛，他对薛星的态度是溺爱，但面对大儿子的电话，更多的是恭敬。晨儿，我得到消息，有人在查下毒的事。短短一句话，薛父和选手同时严肃起来。下毒这件事可大可小，尤其是两人都是公众人物，而且使用的是6风伞，一旦曝光，神堂都要出面严查。谁叫黄州？3小时前，他托关系调走了恶鬼之牙附近所有街道的监控录像，下毒的事不能泄露，想办法让他闭嘴。薛晨的语气不像是跟父亲说话，倒像是命令。我马上去办。挂断电话，薛父的脸色肉眼可见的黑了下来。黄州真是活得不耐烦了，我的事也敢查？没事。选手眉头缓缓皱起，我收买的那个给恶鬼之牙送酒水的司机做事很小心，监控应该查不出什么。话虽如此，两人依旧隐隐感到背后有阴谋。先不说下毒的事无人知晓，就算有人知道，也该是缉拿处的人去查。黄州不过是工会管理委员会的底层干部，他凭什么查？他能不能查到不重要，重要的是他若是死咬不放，难免会查到点什么。既然黄州不想活了，那就让他永远闭嘴，关乎到自己的利益。薛福展现出铁血的一面，丝毫不顾及对方刚替他办完事，当即下令，我马上派人去解决了他。一个普通人还能翻了天不成？尽量伪装成重伤不治身亡。选手细心的补了一句，最好是把黄州的锅甩给王北霄。凌晨2点，九中城私立医院整层 VIP 病房静得可怕，护士和值班医生早就休息了，只有黄州的病房亮着灯，他歪着身子半靠在床头，断了的腿架在支架上，左手吊着石膏，唯一能动的右手不停拨动笔记本电脑的触控板，屏幕上是恶鬼之牙酒馆周边的街道监控，烟灰缸里的烟头堆得满满当当，手指被熏得发黄。恶鬼之牙祖坟冒了什么邪烟？全家都是疯子。黄州嘴里骂着，手上的动作却一点不慢。王北霄只给了他3天时间查案，晚1天就直接砸碎他的脑袋。以前觉得楚狂人够愣了，没想到他养出来的崽子比他还虎。楚狂人好歹打完人还请你喝杯酒，这货打完直接安排你加班。黄州一边骂一边操作着电脑，两个眼珠子熬得通红，也不敢懈怠。好在他能在工会管理委员会混到分部主管，业务能力不差。很快他的目光就锁定在一辆皮卡车上，车斗里码着6个铁皮酒桶，桶身喷着恶鬼之牙4个歪歪扭扭的字，这是工会自己定制的容器。皮卡在直道上突然方向盘一歪，差点撞上路边一个推车的老太太，急刹后又猛踩油门，整个过程慌慌张张，跟喝了2两似的。不对，有问题。黄州虽然不懂查案，但他深谙察言观色之道，透过监控隐约可见司机脸上明显带着慌张之色。皮卡停在酒馆门口，司机下车，但他没有第一时间卸货，而是站在酒馆门口，抬头看了看2楼，又回头扫了眼街道两侧，东张西望，做贼心虚的表情，他见过1万次了。妈的！黄州一把扯掉嘴里的烟，盯着屏幕上那张模糊的脸，心跳加速，脸上满是狂喜和自豪。老子不去缉拿处真是屈才了，这个司机肯定有问题，明天让王北霄把人抓来严刑逼供，肯定能发现问题。他抖着手拿出手机，给王北霄发了条消息，老子有重大发现，明天你们早点过来，记得给我带份早点。发完消息，他想了想，又补了一条，明天过后我们就2清了啊。发完消息，黄州美美的躺在枕头上，得意洋洋的笑道，老子真是神探，反正工会委员会待不下去了，不如申请调去缉拿处。第46章灭口哒哒哒。走廊上传来高跟鞋的声音，黄州下意识扭头看了眼时间，凌晨3点12分。这个点医生、护士和病人都已经休息，值班护士11点查过最后一次房。黄州的手指悬在触控板上方，突然停住，皱起眉头。他在工会管理委员会混了10几年，迎来送往，早就练就了一手从脚步声判断来人身份的本事。领导的皮鞋声沉稳，同事的运动鞋声轻快，而这个声音不急不缓，每一步间隔相同，像是用尺子量过的。咔！门被推开，一名穿着白大褂的护士端着托盘走进来，口罩遮住半张脸，露出一双含笑的眼睛，身材婀娜多姿，不像是护士，倒像是夜场的女人。黄主管，该换药了。后者嗯了一声，目光不动声色地扫过对方，白大褂、胸牌、手套以及那对大的夸张的波涛汹涌。他进门的第一眼不是看病人，而是看了眼床头柜上亮着的笔记本电脑，就那么一眼被黄州捕捉到了。他能做到分部主管的位子，有些本事是刻在骨头里的。我今天的针打完了。黄州笑了笑，语气随意，这是新加的消炎药，医嘱刚下的。女人熟练地从托盘上拿起吊瓶，挂在床头的支架上，动作行云流水。黄州不露声色地盯着那双手，指甲修剪得极短，虎口有一层薄茧。常年在委员会跟3教9流打交道的他，一眼就看出这是常年握刀的手。女人取出针管，对准他手背上的留置针头。等一下，黄州突然开口，胖脸上挤出谄媚的笑。小姑娘，能不能帮我倒杯水？嗓子干得冒烟了。女人微微一顿，笑着点头，转身去倒水。就在她转身的瞬间，黄州唯一能动的右手猛然抄起笔记本电脑，照着她后脑勺砸了过去。砰！女人的反应快到匪夷所思，身形一矮， 侧头避开这一击，电脑擦着他的肩膀飞了出去。下一秒，嗡嗡嗡，护士3枚神印同时亮起，3印觉醒者的气息在病房中炸开。他眼睛里没有怒意，反而带着点好奇。你怎么发现的？你穿着高跟鞋。黄州气喘吁吁，吓出一身冷汗，颤颤巍巍的开口。而且今天的针老子下午就打完了。女人摘下口罩，露出一张冷艳的脸，20出头，眉眼凌厉，嘴角挂着妩媚的微笑。不愧是工会委员会的人，观察力这么敏锐。黄州却不管那么多，强烈的求生欲迫使他拼命朝门外呼救：救命！有人要杀我！快来人！现在的他别说身受重伤，就算没受伤也打不过3印高手。声音在空荡荡的走廊里回荡，没有脚步声，没有回应。别喊了！女人完全不担心，从口袋里摸出一把手术刀，笑眯眯地说道：整层医护人员都睡了，安安稳稳的那种。黄州的表情一僵，他想跑，但双腿打着石膏，左手吊着绷带，纯是案板上的肉。女人不急不躁地走到床边，手术刀贴上他的脸颊，冰凉的触感让黄州缩了缩脖子，再也不敢乱动。别反抗，你今天必须死，乖乖听话，我让你走得没痛苦。谁要杀我？黄州不甘心地质问。这才一天，王北霄要杀他，赤腰撵他，现在又来了一个杀手。他不明白自己到底得罪了什么人。不知道，我们有职业道德的。女人无所谓地耸了耸肩，将那瓶吊瓶的针管精准插入黄州手背的留置针中，液体一滴一滴往下落。短短10几秒，黄州觉得血管里开始发凉，视线开始模糊，呼吸也变得急促，生命力正在被剥夺。别挣扎，我这人脾气不好，要是你让任务出了岔子。女人坐到床边的椅子上，翘起2郎腿，手术刀在指尖转了个圈。你家那个老婆和闺女住在翠园小区17栋402，对吧？黄州浑身一僵，所有反抗的念头在这句话面前碎得干干净净。他怕死，但他更怕连累家人。这就是普通人和觉醒者的区别，后者才是这个世界掌控生死的存在。好，我不动，别碰他们。迫不及妻儿，出乎意料，黄州真就放弃了反抗。他靠回枕头上，绝望地闭上眼睛。肥胖的身躯明明因为害怕而颤动，却愣是没有反抗一下，仿佛认命了。从被薛家收买的那一刻起，他就已经是棋盘上的弃子。10万块，就10万块，他把命卖了。这一刻，他真的后悔了。别紧张，这个药不痛，就像睡着了一样。也许是气氛太压抑，也许是黄州必死无疑。女人没话找话地笑道：没想到你这么猥琐，居然这么爱家人。我女儿7岁，长得像我老婆，不像我，真好。黄州感觉舌头越来越不听使唤，但还是拼命挤出声音。他说长大了要当医生，你说巧不巧？他爹就死在医院里。他不是英雄，他贪钱，怕事，溜须拍马，在委员会混日子，靠着欺软怕硬爬到分部主管的位置。但此刻他是一个好父亲、好丈夫。起火了，起火了，快救火！突然走廊外火光四射，伴随着火警和四处赶来的脚步声，女人眉头一紧，下意识看向黄州。这货已经没了气息，就像睡着了一般，听着走廊上的拍门声越来越近。真好，这场火省了我麻烦。女人虽然疑惑为什么大晚上会起火，可一旦被人发现她出现在房间里，薛父要求的让黄州死得像重伤不治的伪装就失败了，不但自己会暴露，还可能让老板有麻烦。沉思片刻，女人果断起身，她熟练地收拾房间，将药瓶和电脑装进包里，推开窗户，确定黄州彻底没了呼吸后，头也不回地一跃而下，全程冷静细致。砰！女人前脚跳下，后脚王北霄就推门而入，手里还提着汽油桶。他目光冷厉地看着床上已经没了呼吸的黄州。死了。严莎莎神色复杂，对方不是他们杀的，但却是因为自己等人而死。小女生愧疚地低下了头。王北霄冷静地上前，将手放在黄州脖子上，去拿根肾上腺素过来。后者懵懂地问，那个女人给他注射的是荒兽月虫的毒素，可以引发人体器官衰竭。会长教过我，5分钟内用肾上腺素加解毒剂，也许能捡回一条命。王北霄语气平稳地吩咐，顺便通知楼下没有晕倒的医生。会长，你原来也有感情啊。严莎莎天真无邪，能救人，顿时心情大好，吐了吐舌头笑道，我以为罪不至死。后者冷漠地走到窗前，看着开车离开的女人，淡淡说道，给他女儿一个面子。说话间，医院门口的小巷中，一个鬼鬼祟祟的身影骑着自行车缓缓跟上。第47章将计就计。会长，你怎么确定黄州会出事？半小时后，医院外的小公园里，严莎莎一手握着一根雪糕，坐在一尊雕像脚边，2只小脚在空中一晃一晃，大大的眼睛里满是开心的光彩。黄州被送去抢救了，他心情大好，这种救人的感觉比杀人好多了。王北霄一言不发地蹲在不远处，手里的雪糕已经融化，也没吃一口，目光死死盯着手机，头也不回地说道，不确定，不过我想赌一把，有能力搞到6风散的人，必然手眼通天。神堂的秘药可不是有钱就能买到的，连黑市都少有流通。我从一开始就没打算让黄州找到凶手，让他大张旗鼓的去查，肯定瞒不过幕后之人，我就赌那人会出手灭口。从始至终，王北霄就没想过黄州能抓出真凶，他又不是缉拿处的人，哪有那个本事？黄州只是一枚鱼饵，现在鱼果然咬饵了，杀手带走了电脑，肯定会去找幕后之人交差，剩下的就看99号的了。话音刚落，手机果然响起，王北霄眼眸一亮，快速接起，跟上了吗？什么叫跟上了吗？电话那头传来不满的吐槽，你可以怀疑我的人品，但请不要怀疑我的专业。老子是拇指工会正儿八经的正式成员，知道这意味着什么吗？意味着老子是杀手这一行里正儿八经985毕业的。作为3大杀手工会，拇指的选拔堪比地狱试炼，每年想要加入他们的人不计其数，但真正通过的不足1/1000。时至今日，拇指工会人数也不过100人，跟外面接散活的杀手相比，拇指工会绝对是行业标杆。老子只是不能用神印，修为还在，跟踪一个3印小妮子，就像某些岛国片子里的痴汉跟踪受害者一样，100%成功。 功率好不好？99号趾高气扬的笑道：“知道杀手最后去了哪里吗？别卖关子，殡仪馆。巧了不是？薛兴明天出殡。”王北霄眉头一紧，语气瞬间冷了下来。果然是薛家，他早就怀疑是对方搞的鬼。死了儿子，薛父一直不声不响，既不报仇也不落井下石，这就说不过去了。是他就说得通了，毕竟他儿子在神堂。王北霄缓缓起身，点燃香烟，眼眸中杀意闪烁。回来吧，你打算怎么做？99号急不可耐地催促道：“快想办法帮我拿解药啊！老子现在就像吃了威哥却没钱找小姐一样，憋屈的厉害。明天办事。”殡仪馆外的停车场，女杀手将车停稳，却并未下车。她摸出手机拨了个陌生号码，电话响了3声，便主动挂掉。10分钟后，一个清冷的身影突然拉开她的车门，径直坐下。来人胸前戴着白花，神色冷厉，眉宇之间满是悲意。搞定了。女人扫了眼四周，确认无人后，从后座拿起那台被砸碎的电脑，目标好像发现了什么。谢谢。男人点燃香烟，昏暗的车厢内，烟头忽明忽暗。他简单的检查了一下电脑，确认无误后，手臂上突然亮起神印，蓝色的火系神印。轰！几个呼吸间，电脑就被烧成了灰烬。4枚蓝色的神印在黝黑的车厢内格外扎眼。女杀手眉头微微一紧，下意识将手伸进口袋，握住那柄冷冰冰的手术刀，生怕男人杀人灭口。这种事在道上也偶有发生。万幸的是，男人办完一切，利索的从口袋掏出支票本，龙飞凤舞的签下一张500万的支票。干得不错，不愧是枫林城大名鼎鼎的3朵妖花，不愧是九中城的首富。薛老板以后有事随时找我。女人嫣然一笑，伸出2根纤纤细指捏住支票，但支票却像粘在薛父手中。女人扯了2次也没能扯动，什么意思？后者面色瞬间一寒，不露声色的将手术刀取出，在手里把玩起来，威胁的意思不言而喻。别误会，我还有一桩买卖，请你办，酬劳翻倍。薛父松开支票，再次签了一张500万的支票，这是定金。这一次他的声音明显低沉，隐隐泛着杀意。女人目光在支票上停留几秒，随即捂嘴轻笑，接了，谢谢老板关照。不过这次的目标有点不好对付。薛父从口袋掏出照片递给对方，郑重地提醒道：“明天是小儿下葬的日子，把他的脑袋带来，我要把他埋在犬子棺材下。”只见照片上的少年身材魁梧，剑眉星目，手持铁锤，说不上帅气，但目光尖锐，杀气隐而不发，给人一种危险的感觉。正是王北霄，虽然他只是2亿，但实力不俗，而且身份不简单。我要你把现场布置成复仇的样子。薛父说着，将一枚印着赤妖图腾的徽章递给女人，把这个留在现场。听闻枫林城的3朵妖花出道以来从未失手，连4印高手都杀过，这个目标应该没问题吧？薛父不放心地问：“如果你没把握，我可以另寻他人。”我认识他，王北霄，这次大比的全国状元。女人眼眸一亮，伸手一弹王北霄的照片，妩媚地笑道：“小模样真俊，被他压着肯定很美味。我就喜欢这种野性的小男生，有使不完的牛劲儿。”薛父脸色一沉，不悦地提醒：“他是我的仇人，钱给够，不管是什么人，我都杀。”女人开心一笑：“等着吧，不耽误明天贵公子下葬。”话音刚落，手机突然响起，薛父下意识低头看向自己的手机，来电显示居然是黄州。他不是死了吗？他不可思议地皱起眉，犹豫片刻还是接起，但没有说话。双方沉默片刻，电话中传来一道低沉沙哑、略显稚嫩的声音：“薛伯伯，王北霄。”薛父瞪大眼睛，听出了对方的声音，但仍然没有开口。薛兴明天该下葬了吧？父子通心，你一定很伤心。许叔没了，我也很伤心。他们在下面一定很孤单。明天我送你下去陪薛兴，等我哈。方便的话，说一下你的身高体重，我现在就去给你打副棺材。第48章，活成长辈的模样。清晨6点，九中城殡仪馆，薛兴的灵堂占了整栋楼最大的厅，黑色挽联在风中猎猎作响，花圈从门口一直排到殡仪馆外，随处可见的豪车排了数百米，整个九中城有头有脸的权贵车辆都来了。单凭这一点，就不得不说薛家在九中城的影响力。薛礼站在灵堂正中央，中山装，胸前别着白花，眼中流露出无尽的悲痛，跟昨晚在车里杀气腾腾的样子判若两人。灵堂外的空地上，肃杀之气拉满，上百号薛家爵行者齐聚，清一色黑西装白臂带，腰间微微鼓起，眼神凌厉。今天是薛兴下葬的日子，王北霄也放话要过来闹事，这个排场足以应付任何意外。人到齐了，薛礼背着手低声开口，身旁的管家弯腰凑过来，恭敬地回道：“薛家所有人马到齐，我已经联系了2家安保公司，随时可以增援。”王北霄身边有几个人，目前确认3个，他本人、严莎莎，还有一个不知名的青年，3个人。薛礼冷冷一笑，眼底满是不屑之意。100多人对3个人，这不是打架，是单方面屠杀。王北霄的行动，在他看来就是螳臂当车，不自量力，让人盯紧殡仪馆周围所有出入口，他进来就别想出去。薛礼最后看了一眼薛兴的遗照，少年笑得很开心，不管他在学校怎么耀武扬威，至少在薛父眼里，他是个好儿子。白发人送黑发人的苦楚不用多说，希儿，爹今天送王北霄下来陪你。薛礼缓缓握紧拳头，本来打算派杀手送他上路，但他要主动来送死。呵呵。灵堂外的广场上，宾客已经陆续进场，九中城有头有脸的人物齐聚，薛家人脉这一刻展露无遗。本地其他工会的会长、商场大佬，甚至还有官方的人。角落一辆不起眼的黑色轿车里，在大比时期出现过的觉醒者管理局的特派员陆明摘下墨镜，看着殡仪馆门口那阵仗，皱起了眉。一个学生的葬礼搞这么大排场，不知道的还以为他全家都死了。副驾驶的助手翻着平板，薛礼昨晚临时加了80多个安保，清一色觉醒者， 风铃城的3朵妖花中的毒蔷薇也在葬礼上。我总觉得这排场不像是在送葬，倒像是副手若有所思地问道：“长官，您为什么突然想来参加薛家的葬礼？”作为觉醒者管理局的特派员，陆明的职位可以说远超薛礼，9中城内能跟他说上话的不超过3个。薛礼连给陆明送礼的资格都没有，但他却莫名其妙的来参加人家儿子的葬礼，很难不让人多想。我来这里不冲薛礼，后者似笑非笑的半眯起眼睛，明明是来参加葬礼，他却连下车的打算都没有。同一时间，恶鬼之牙酒馆2楼，楚狂人曾经的卧室，王北霄坐在床边，一夜未眠，地上满是烟头和酒瓶。跟薛星葬礼的通宵达旦的哀乐不同，鬼之牙的葬礼冷清的可怕。直到第一缕阳光透过窗户洒在脸上，他才缓缓站起来，走到洗手台前，用冷水洗了把脸。今天是他跟薛家最后的决战。拿起桌子上会长的发蜡，学着他的样子开始捯饬自己。楚狂人平时邋里邋遢，唯独对发型有种莫名的执念，每次出门都要在镜子前磨蹭10分钟，用发蜡把头发捋成往后的侧背。自从会长死后，王北霄不自觉将自己活成了对方的模样。不多会，镜子里的脸不再稚嫩，多了几分楚狂人年轻时候的影子。长辈不在，那他就活成长辈的样子，用这样的方式替他们活下去。最后穿起楚狂人那件满是烟味的大氅，把羊角垂塞进大氅内侧的暗袋里。看着镜子中的自己，耳边恍惚间又听到昔日酒馆的打闹和酒馆成员们的声音：“小王八蛋，出门记得锁门，别跟人打架，打输了丢工会的脸，打赢了也丢脸。堂堂恶鬼之牙的崽子跟人打架算什么本事？回来记得带2瓶酒。”短短几天，会长御医战死，老区战死，其他人不知所踪。王北霄仿佛一夜之间就长大了，摸着曾经无比向往的恶鬼纹身，心中只剩酸楚。咚咚咚，门被敲响，王北霄拉开门。99号靠在走廊墙上，脸色还是惨白，但换了一身干净的黑色卫衣，叼着根没点的烟，完全没有大战前的紧张感。他的目光在那件大氅上停了1秒，戏谑地吹了声口哨，有点楚狂人的样子。严莎莎站在99号身后，球棍背在身上，2个小揪就从帽子两侧露出来，小脸绷得紧紧的，努力让自己看起来凶一点。3个人站在走廊里，谁都没开口，这也许就是大战前的宁静，谁也不能保证能活下来。99号率先打破沉默，动作夸张地伸了个懒腰。我先说好，老子是去要解药的，不是帮你干架。王北霄没有理会，目光直勾勾看着严莎莎。这件事他完全可以置身事外，或者说干脆就跟他没有一点关系。他明明可以去读个不错的大学，不用趟这趟浑水。后者握紧球棍，怯生生地说道：“会长，我准备好了。莎莎，你可以不用去，这是我的事，我也是恶鬼之牙的一员。”出乎意料，严莎莎没有任何犹豫，小脸严肃地说道：“我是你永远的队友，恶鬼之牙不会抛弃同伴。”王北霄自己都没想到，昔日的一次善缘，竟能让这个女孩生死相随。会长，我是真心加入恶鬼之牙，不是为了报恩。我喜欢恶鬼之牙的理念，以前我都是一个人，我渴望有同伴，有队员，我想跟你一起把恶鬼之牙壮大。严莎莎坚定地挥动小拳头，我会努力跟上你的脚步。操，话都说到这份上了。王北霄感动的点头，以后你就是副会长了。出发，酒馆大门推开，后是最让人闻风丧胆的 SSS 工会恶鬼之牙的3大龙头迎来了首战。第49章杀手圈的太子爷起关，肆意的声音尖锐刺耳，划破殡仪馆上空。16名壮汉齐齐弯腰，将红木棺材扛上肩头，步伐沉重。哇！哭声瞬间铺天盖地传来，几名哭丧妇人跪在地上捶胸顿足，眼泪鼻涕糊了一脸，比亲妈还投入。漫天冥币从灵堂顶上洒下，哀了声从4面8方涌出，低沉的唢呐呜咽着，整个殡仪馆被一层死气笼罩。薛礼站在送葬队伍最前方，身侧是那名换了一身黑衣裙的女杀手，后者低着头，那抹妖艳的背影引得围观大佬们纷纷侧目。棺材从灵堂抬出的那一刻，薛礼的眼眶终于红了。任他在外怎么叱咤风云，怎么攻于心计，棺材里躺着的是他看着长大的孩子，是他薛家的血脉。这一刻，他只是个父亲。一滴泪顺着脸颊滑下来，砸在胸前的白花上。小心真可惜了，得罪了恶鬼之牙那群疯子，能有什么好下场？老薛估计心都碎了。白发人送黑发人啊！恶鬼之牙也摆了灵堂。哎，周围的宾客压低声音议论，目光投向薛礼的背影，表情各异，有同情，有幸灾乐祸。后者听得一清二楚，但无心理会，他只是呆滞地盯着那口棺材，缓缓抬起手臂。上路，哥司仪拖长了尾音。薛礼猛地挥出一把冥币，歇斯底里地吼道：“儿啊，在天上好好看着，欺负你的人，爹都会送下来陪你。”声音嘶哑扭曲，这句话不仅是给死人听的，在场的人都听出了弦外之音。好事之人激动起来，薛家爵行者们齐齐握紧武器，杀气在送葬队伍中无声蔓延。看样子下葬完老薛就要去报仇了。肯定啊，死了儿子能忍。我听说薛家大儿子不能人道，不过王北霄现在是官方重点关注的对象，不好杀他吧？死了儿子，老薛会管这个？依我看，王北霄怕是活不过今天了。没了楚狂人，谁还在乎他一个2亿？话音刚落，呜呜，一道刺耳的发动机轰鸣声从殡仪馆外传来，所有人的脚步都停了。薛礼就像一头嗜血的狮子，猛然抬头，其他宾客也纷纷侧目，看清来人后，一个个惊得张大嘴巴。轰殡仪馆正门的铁栅栏被撞飞10几米，一辆破旧的不成样子的卡车肆无忌惮地冲进了殡仪馆的广场，是恶鬼之牙的车，印着恶鬼图案，冒着浓浓的黑烟，是王北霄。卧槽，他真来了！ 疯了吧？这里上百号人，他不怕死？人群瞬间炸锅，送葬队伍乱成一团。扛棺材的大汉们下意识停住脚步，不知该放还是该扛。驾驶座上，99号油门焊死，眯着眼睛透过裂开的挡风玻璃看着前方慌乱的人群，嘴角浮起一抹坏笑，让开让开，别挡道，撞了不赔啊！这车没保险。副驾驶上，严莎莎小脸绷得死紧，双手死死攥着球棍，嘴唇抿成一条线，紧张但没有惧色。卡车在广场上划出一道弧线，轮胎碾过地面的花圈和挽联，滋滋滋一声刺耳的刹车后，卡车斜着停在了送葬队伍正前方，车斗里空空荡荡，只有一口棺材。最让人群震惊的是，卡车顶上一个身影站在那里，侧背头，头发被风吹得一丝不乱，黑色大氅猎猎作响，脖子侧面的恶鬼纹身隐隐泛着红光，既有楚狂人的狂，又有独属于少年的意气风发。不是王北霄还能是谁？他无声地提着羊角锤，居高临下扫视全场，广场上的喧嚣一瞬间安静下来，饶是见惯大风大浪的各方大佬也不免陷入沉默。王北霄此举跟送死无异，他怎么敢硬刚薛家上百名觉醒者？薛里的泪痕还挂在脸上，眸子中却绽放出狂喜之色。这是王北霄主动杀上门，就算明着杀掉他，官方也没办法。他慢慢转过身，看着卡车上的少年，两人隔着20米对视，都从对方眼中看出了杀意。王北霄，薛里呼吸急促，带着喜色。天堂有路你不走，地狱无门你自来投。我是恶鬼之子，老子就来自地狱。王北霄从车顶一跃而下，大氅无风自动，嘴角挂着冷笑，带着楚狂人同款的狂傲吼道：恶鬼之牙，前来复仇！诸位看热闹可以，但是谁敢插手，别怪我，连你们一起砍！华薛家觉醒者一拥而上，上百号人齐刷刷冲上前，将卡车围得严严实实。女杀手饶有兴致地盯着王北霄，轻笑一声：真爷们，可惜要死了，不然老娘一定跟他在床上打一场友谊赛。99号不紧不慢地从驾驶座下来，伸了个懒腰，打量了一圈四周，全无惧色。哟，人还挺多，都他妈先别动手，不然我报警了啊！薛里不屑一笑，刚想反驳，一旁的女杀手却是脸色一沉，低声提醒道：他是拇指的人，99号叶修罗。前一刻还狂喜的薛里表情一僵，拇指可不是恶鬼之牙，人家是正儿八经的 S 级工会，还是走的精英路线，个个都是高手，工会最弱的都是4亿，惹了恶鬼之牙了不起开战，要是惹了拇指，这群死脑筋是真敢一晚上把薛家屠光。你没看错，薛里压低声音，抱着侥幸追问，会不会看错人了？99号叶修罗，拇指工会会长的亲传弟子，杀手圈的太子爷，我收你钱只杀王北霄哦。叶修罗好惹，他那个师傅可是出了名的不讲理，连神作都头疼。见薛里的脸色黑得不成样子，女杀手轻咳一声，安慰道：不过你也别太担心，拇指有自己的规矩，他们暗杀别人，也允许别人反抗。执行任务过程中，如果被敌人反杀，拇指是不会报复的。听到这里，薛里重重松了口气。不过99号下一句话，直接让他无法锁定对手。老子今天过来不是执行任务的，都把家伙放下，老子今天掉一根毛，你们都要拿命赔。第50章开战嗨嗨，敢问阁下，撞我儿子的送葬队伍是什么意思？犬子没得罪过你吧？薛里知道躲不过去，叶修罗既然跟王北霄一起过来，肯定来者不善，但这么多人看着，他也不能丢了面子，只能硬着头皮上前，沉稳询问：什么犬子猫子的？你跟狗生过？跨物种生育？什么意呢？99号对于中毒的事耿耿于怀，压根不给对方好脸色。老子今天过来就一件事，把解药给我，吃了解药，我掉头就走。你要是嘴硬，我保证你家今天还要死人。99号骂骂咧咧的点燃香烟，王北霄和颜莎莎很给面子的站到一旁，先让他把自己的事办完。什么解药？这小子谁啊？这么嚣张，在九中城还有人敢跟薛家甩脸子？我怎么觉得老薛有点忌惮这小子？人群好奇的退开，给双方腾出地方。他们不是被王北霄唬住，只是单纯的不想给薛里当打手。什么解药？薛里同样一头雾水。拇指的人问他要解药，给他100个胆子，他也不敢对这群煞星下毒啊。但这话在99号看来，那就是死鸭子嘴硬了。这货脸色一黑，一掌拍在卡车前盖上，厉声骂道：草你妈！敢下毒不敢承认，老子都查清楚了，在恶鬼之牙给老区下毒的就是你干的，在酒水里放6风散，对不对？操！老子也喝了毒酒，快把解药给我，不然老子就打电话告状了。要是我家老头子亲自过来，他能把你儿子从坟里刨出来当药引子，你信不？99号心里委屈，从某个角度来说，他跟薛家也算对立，都是想对恶鬼之牙动手的，结果死了97号不说，自己还他妈中了毒，这事他都没好意思告诉其他同伴，不然也不会暂时跟王北霄合作。下毒，老薛给老区下毒了，我就说区秋河再怎么样也不至于这么轻松就被人解决了。没想到老薛为了给自己儿子报仇，什么事都敢做啊！6风散，那不是神堂的药吗？人群瞬间沸腾。原以为只是吃瓜，没想到这瓜这么大，事情一旦牵扯到神堂，性质就完全变了。连一旁坐在车里看戏的陆明都忍不住下了车，点燃香烟，饶有兴致地吃起瓜来。刚才还气势汹汹，想要把王北霄一网打尽的薛里，顿时陷入了两难之境。承认交出解药，那就等于变相承认自己下毒，以后在九中城声名狼藉是小事，盗用神堂御用毒药这事可就大了。要知道6风散是神堂的禁药，绝不允许外人使用，一旦传到神堂耳朵里，裁决所分分钟就会找上门来。可要是打死不认，那就得罪了拇指。上百号顶尖杀手24小时盯着你，睡觉都得睁着眼，眼看左右都是死。薛里深邃的眸子中泛起纠结之色，但他好歹是一方大佬， 贴上毛笔猴都惊，当即表示：阁下，什么六风散我一无所知，老屈死于赤妖之手，这是天下皆知。我为什么要给恶鬼之牙下毒？薛某行事向来光明磊落，绝不会做这种龌龊之事。说罢，他话锋一转：不过阁下毕竟是在酒中城中的毒，在下在神堂上有些关系，我可以替你要点解药过来。今日你先回去，3天内我托人从神堂要来解药，亲自送给你，就当我跟你师傅结个善缘，如何？他将姿态摆得很低，虽然理由有些牵强，但勉强敷衍的过去。在他看来，对方无非是想要拿到解药，自己愿意给，这事就算成了，大不了事后给点钱当补偿。他们这个层面的人要的是结果，可他却忽略了一件事，那就是99号不是官方的人，根本不讲这一套。你给他下毒还不承认，那就没得谈了，那就是我冤枉你了，我还要谢谢你以德报怨送我解药。99号本打算要了解药，揍对方一顿就算了，现在薛礼死不承认，瞬间让他冷下脸来。那行，老子现在就给我师傅打电话，让他亲自过来给你磕2个响头，好好谢谢你。薛礼的嘴角肉眼可见的抽了抽，心中又窝火又无奈，他都愿意给解药了，这个愣种居然还死咬着不放。拇指的会长可是8印的绝世强者，人家过来一招就能把九中城从地图上抹掉。耶，公子，今天是小儿下葬，有什么话等我办完丧事再说，行吗？薛礼不敢当着众人的面承认下毒，只能搬出薛心说事。99号不以为意的咧嘴一笑，指了指王北萧：你儿子想下葬，那你要问问他，看看他同不同意你儿子入土为安。话音刚落，王北萧动了，他翻身来到卡车后，一爪插入棺材，猛地一抽，轰，棺材径直飞出，冲着送葬队伍横飞而去，沿途撞开10几人后，薛礼眼疾手快，一个箭步拦在薛心的棺材前，单手拍碎了王北萧带来的棺材，4印巅峰的气息陡然爆发。他盯着王北萧冷笑：这副棺材你用得上？这副棺材今天必须有个人躺进去，不是你就是我。王北萧这一战是抱着必死的心来的，压根没打算全身而退。他眉心神印猛地亮起，浑身冒起黑气，黑色大氅配上浓浓黑气，诡异又霸气。单挑！王北萧单手一指薛礼：呵呵，跟我单挑，你以为是过家家？薛礼大手一挥，哗哗哗，上百号觉醒者齐齐抽刀，杀气凝聚成实质，连风都仿佛凝固了。呵呵，操！你也就是仗着人家长辈没了。99号靠在车边抽了口烟，鄙夷的骂道：楚狂人他们在的时候，你他妈敢这么嚣张？当初恶鬼之牙全员到齐的时候，薛家可不敢为王北萧，但薛礼却毫不在意。我为儿子报仇，就算楚狂人在这里，我也要杀他，是吗？薛家真他妈胆肥了，几天不打，上房揭瓦了，真把王北萧当孤儿整。轰！话音刚落，殡仪馆外一道身影撞碎围墙，疾驰而来。第51章。全员回归，轰流星砸落大地，光头手持杀猪刀，满脸横肉，眼如虎目，4印齐亮。下一秒，青色流光划过，在天空形成一道青色光桥。老方手持细长木枝，闲庭信步般走来，二人身后，一张张熟悉的脸出现。那些曾经在酒馆砍大山、喝大酒的工会成员回来了，依旧粗鄙不堪，依旧嚣张跋扈，依旧杀气腾腾。王北萧身躯一颤，泪水在眼眶打转，双拳紧握，指甲插进肉里，强忍着不让自己失态。自从楚狂人和御姨、老屈战死，这些人便统一隐藏了起来。有传言说他们都被赤妖抓住杀死，也有人说他们跑路了。但当王北萧出事，这些叔叔伯伯还是如以前那般不顾一切的进场。这份独属于恶鬼之牙的羁绊没有变。会长严莎莎捂着小脸，感动地看向这群穿着邋遢衣服、不修边幅的糙汉子们。这种永远不放弃工会同伴的情谊，正是他一直向往的。也许这就是他选择跟随王北萧的原因。在大比时，他亲眼看到过这些人是怎么护犊子的，不畏强敌，哪怕正在被赤妖追杀，只要同伴有危险，他们依旧会出现。踏踏踏，全场安静的连一根针掉在地上都听得清，只有恶鬼之牙整齐的脚步声。欺负一个孩子，薛礼，你真他妈越活越回去了。恶鬼之牙还没死绝，轮不到小崽子孤军奋战。老图狞笑着走到队伍最前方，却没有越过王北萧。鬼之牙的成员们整齐划一的站在王北萧背后，如同当初站在楚狂人身后那般，这是尊敬，也是规矩。只因为现在的王北萧顶着会长之名，图说方说，王北萧颤抖着回头，只有在这群长辈面前，他才会如此失态，因为在他们面前，他不是独自扛起恶鬼之牙的会长，他只是孩子。老方心疼的笑了笑，欲言又止。老图则缓缓伸出手掌撑在王北萧腰间，低声道：打起精神来，文有恶鬼纹身之人不许在外人面前哭泣，该哭的是他们。今天你要为老屈报仇，我们这些长辈撑着你。老方欣慰的看着王北萧，眼眸中满是宠溺。会长走了，但是你的长辈还他妈没死绝，想动你得问问我们答不答应。哗哗哗，20余人齐齐抽刀。当初那个无法无天的恶鬼之牙回来了。老方严肃的对薛礼喊道：这么多人欺负我们会长，真以为恶鬼之牙没人了吗？喊人！老图猛然回头，一声断喝，20余号工会成员神色恭敬的左手捶胸，厉声回道：参见会长，参见会长，参见会长。20余人声音却如炸雷，在空中回荡，久久不散。这是恶鬼之牙的豪气，所有人的眼中没有戏谑，只有深深的认可和欣慰。那个从小在酒馆里叫嚣着以后要接触狂人位置的少年，终于如愿了。当赤妖压境，是他扛起了恶鬼之牙的大旗；当成员死的死，散的散，是他保住了酒馆。这一刻，王北萧觉得自己付出的一切都值得。老 老图丹手捶胸，罕见的正经起来，对着他轻轻喊了一声：“会长！”这声来自长辈的认可，彻底点燃了王北萧的战意。没有了楚狂人，真以为我怕你们？面对恶鬼之牙，全员到齐，薛礼没有退后半步，一把抽出手下的战刀，利索的脱下西装，包住握刀的手，儒雅的外表下，8块腹肌若隐若现。薛家的到！百10名薛家觉醒者悍然护在薛礼面前，只等他一声令下就开战。从小，希儿都将我视为偶像，在他心里，父亲就是无所不能的。今天在我临前，所有人不许后退半步，杀一人奖100万，杀王北萧者赏1000万。薛礼的战意一点点攀升，恶鬼之牙进场并未让他退却，丧子之痛吞噬了他最后的理智。在自己儿子的棺材前，他绝不后退半步。华与此同时，王北萧握住大场，猛然掀飞，赤裸的上身暴露无遗，恶鬼纹身双目迸发出耀眼红光。薛礼要报仇，恶鬼之牙同样要报仇，对方有绝不后退的理由，王北萧同样有。恶鬼之牙在，严莎莎被现场气氛点燃，身躯微微颤抖，仍义无反顾地站到王北萧身边。楚会长曾说，凡闻我恶鬼纹身者，皆我兄弟姐妹。王北萧深吸一口气，动容地吼道：“兄弟中毒惨死，我等应当如何？杀！”在场成员哪个不是老区的生死兄弟？他可以死在跟赤妖血战之中，他可以死在七印高手之下，但他必须死得堂堂正正，必须死得光明磊落，而不是死于龌龊之人的奸计之下。工会是我们安身立命之所，工会是我们抱团取暖之地。纹上工会纹身之人，绝不让死去的兄弟带着不甘下葬。我王北萧缓缓举起手中羊角锤，以工会会长之名，请求各位随我报血仇，以为屈书在天之灵，让12名工会成员安心上路。我要用薛家的血洗去曲叔的不甘，我要用薛礼的命给我曲叔陪葬，我要让全天下都知道，恶鬼之牙惹之必死。短短几句话，恶鬼之牙众人热血沸腾，一个个如同即将挣脱缰绳的野兽，只等一声令下，战斗双方拉开架势。一旁的99号意味深长地看了眼王北萧，默默掏出短刀，小词儿真他妈硬。王北萧想报仇，盯死薛礼，动手杀！王北萧和薛礼同时暴喝，战斗彻底打响。围观宾客早就退到远处观战，不少人已经拿出手机记录这9中城绝无仅有的大战。一方是城中首富薛家家主，一方是东区霸主恶鬼之牙，双方都已经红了眼，这一战注定不死不休。杀王北萧，一个对冲，瞬间10几号3印强者越过人群，直扑王北萧。所有人都知道他不过2印，杀他最划算。老图正欲动手相助，一道人影比他还快半步，一个箭步冲上前，护在王北萧身前，鸭舌帽随风飞走，小揪揪散开，长发飞舞，手中棒球棍轰然炸裂，誓言杀杀。第52章混战，谁也没想到第一个出手的会是他。自从大比之后，他一战成名，各大高校的邀约接踵而至，却都被他拒绝。他只想跟着王北萧，不是爱情，而是被对方不离不弃的性格所折服，被恶鬼之牙守望相助的羁绊所吸引。他渴望这样的同伴，渴望被人需要，渴望被人守护。序列附体，这一次严莎莎眼底没有迷茫，没有惊恐，而是浓浓的战意。姐姐，我找到了目标，我想陪着会长壮大恶鬼之牙，我想给所有像我一样被世界抛弃的孩子一个家，我不害怕了。姐姐，给我力量。严莎莎的小脸紧绷，神色严肃，只是比以往多了几分坚定。那个曾被所有人否定的女孩，终于不再胆怯，仿佛听到了她的呼唤。棒球棍一点点裂开，轰！白光，凌厉的白光混合着刀气，如潮水般涌来。跟上一次附体不同，这一次她明显更加痛苦，嘴里发出痛苦的哀嚎，脸颊一边冷艳肃杀，一边红润可爱。她没有选择沉睡，左眼泛着泪光，朗声说道：“会长之敌，皆我之敌。凡闻有恶鬼纹身之人，皆我同伴。这一次由我守护。”刀起，清晨的阳光映在刀身。附体后，他冷艳的那一半人格嗤笑道：“你逞什么呢？连只鸡都不敢杀的废物！我在你这么大的时候无人能敌。看好了，今天借薛家的血完成你的成年礼。2印起3000封。”轰！湛蓝神印亮起，长刀闪电般在空中划出一道白痕，地面裂缝迅速蔓延。几名扑向王北萧的觉醒者还未落地，就在风中直接被4分5裂。手段之血腥，招式之狠辣，连恶鬼之牙一众老炮都不免纷纷侧目。王北萧，这一战算我妹妹的入会费，也不知道你为了她什么迷魂汤。若是以后恶鬼之牙辜负了她，我会把她和你一起杀死。砰！5印强者加盟，薛家阵营竟被他一人冲开。薛礼脸色大变，他不是不知道严莎莎体内藏着这等强者，只是仗着人多，想着耗也能耗死对方。眼看严莎莎开始大杀四方，他鸡贼的没有上前，等着严莎莎的气耗尽，附体自然会解除。一旁的女杀手同样是这个想法，提着匕首阴森的盯着严莎莎。3000封，这不是天下刀道扛鼎之人的。不等他细细研究，王北萧已然迈步走进战场，现场血肉横飞，他却如闲庭信步，平静地穿过战场。任何企图上前阻止他的人都被严莎莎一刀斩之。薛礼和他遥遥对视，都从对方眼中看出了必死之意。2印对4印，蔷薇杀了他。薛礼对女杀手果断下令，明明修为碾压，可是对上王北萧那双凶光毕露的眸子，他却迟疑了。后者稍作迟疑，身躯猛地如炮弹般射出，双手连挥数下，几柄泛着寒光的手术刀带着刺耳的呼啸声激射而来。当当当！面对女杀手的偷袭，王北萧面不改色，甚至脚步都没停，只听几声脆响，手术刀尽数被挡下。99号提着刀出现在他身侧，拇指也要插手。薛礼强压心中怒火，大声说道：“我会把解药给你。”解药不重要 99号叼着烟，吊儿郎当的笑道：“老子要的是你的态度，不承认下毒就开战，你不想要解药了？”薛礼一阵头疼，本来一边倒的局面怎么好像胜利天平偏向了王北萧？不但恶鬼之牙全员回归，拇指也进场了，大不了老子回去被老头子嘲笑，他还能看着我被封印神印，让他亲自去找神座给我解毒就行。薛礼理解不了对方，99号是典型的拇指思想，不顾后果，一切行为都必须符合他们工会的行为准则，不承认下毒，那就代表薛礼没错，他没错，99号就不能要他的解药。有的工会重情，有的工会重礼，而拇指看重的是他们那套外人无法理解的坚持。这个杀手交给我，老子教教他怎么杀人。砰！99号虽然不能用神印，但却没有丝毫迟疑，脚下炸开，直扑对方。蔷薇脸色微变，拇指的威名他很清楚，当即全神贯注地摆出防御姿态。下一秒，严莎莎身影一闪一应，迟缓，后者只觉身形一顿，猛然转头，正好对上严莎莎血红的眸子。我有没有说过？谁也许动王北萧？砰！99号抓住时机，上前就是一拳，径直将蔷薇砸飞出去，没了女杀手。双方领头人终于见面，王北萧狰狞一笑，单挑，如你所愿，今天就在希儿棺材前送你上路。薛礼话未说完，王北萧动了，羊角锤猛然砸出，但目标却不是薛礼，而是薛心的棺材。黑气环绕的羊角锤带着毁灭一切的力量轰然砸下，薛礼心头一颤，惊恐地瞪大眼睛，你他妈不讲规矩！作为成名已久的大佬，他哪里看不出对方的心思？砸棺材，他要是救棺材，王北萧下一招就会干他；他要是不救，王北萧吃准了他会救棺。这一手简直把人心玩得明明白白。砰！果不其然，千钧一发之际，薛礼猛地抓起棺材，高高举过头顶，怒不可遏地大骂：“楚狂人就这么教你的？拿死人说事，只要是敌人就没有规矩。我学的是怎么活下去。”趁着薛礼举起棺材的一刹那，王北萧羊角锤脱手而出，直击棺材，同时大喝一声：“诡辩！”右拳黑气猛然暴涨，伴随着鬼哭狼嚎之声，直直砸向薛礼。还是2选1，救棺材就挨一拳。砰！薛礼的选择还是儿子，他一掌拍出，将棺材拍得横飞几十米，重重落在围观人群面前，同时运气护住全身，用4应修为强接这一拳。轰！黑气宛如有生命，顺着他的毛孔灌入其体内。薛礼只觉精神一阵恍惚，脸上露出不可置信的表情，身躯如落叶般倒飞10几米，起身后明显愣了好几秒，惊恐地喝道：“你怎么能攻击我的灵魂？”刚才那一拳，他只觉灵魂都差点被轰出体外，这绝对不是单纯的物理攻击。第53章序列明火诡辩，战斗越久，理智越模糊，战力越强。如果说兽便是单纯的肉身增强，那诡辩就是玄之又玄，半鬼状态下攻击附加灵魂伤害，这是降维打击。除非有专门防御灵魂攻击的神印，或者灵魂极其强大，否则谁也不可能无视这种进攻。各位，今天你们不出手，我能理解。从地上爬起后，薛礼对着宾客们拱手喊道：“但请看在我们相识多年的份上，照顾好小儿的尸体。薛议员放心，我们一定保住希儿尸身不损。”没错，这些宾客各怀鬼胎，有人想要薛礼死掉后趁机上位，有人不想跟恶鬼之牙这群疯子为敌，也有人跃跃欲试。但面对薛礼的请求，无人拒绝，无他。如果这都拒绝，那意图就太明显了。眼看着棺材被人牢牢护住，王北萧也不纠缠，转头看向薛礼：“老子正面打崩你，再给你几年，也许可以。”后者拍去身上的灰尘，庆幸地笑道：“但是现在你还不够格。”序列872，明火。轰！青色火光爆起，泛着诡异青光的火焰猛地蹿起数米高，明明是火焰形态，却感受不到任何温度。这诡异的火焰让王北萧心生警惕。小子，忘记告诉你了，没参加选举之前，老子可是9中城里最猛的亡命徒，穿了10几年西装，很多人已经忘记了我来时的路。薛礼的神情变了，昔日温文尔雅的绅士变成了双目充血，浑身散发着暴力气息的杀神。让你看看什么叫实力差距。第一印起，明火为枪，明轰！只见薛礼双手化爪，掌心明火相互交融挤压，一点点凝聚成一杆2米长的火焰枪。第二印火吼，轰！顷刻间，火焰吞噬薛礼，他整个人化身火人，朝着王北萧狂奔而来，手中火焰枪发出震耳欲聋的咆哮，仿佛那火有生命一般。拿命来！薛礼每踏出一步，地面就留下一个燃烧的脚印，如恶兽出渊，直扑而来。炽热的狂风吹得王北萧衣襟猎猎作响，黑色大氅迎风狂舞，即将杀到身前之际，他终于动了，一把揪起身上的大氅，猛地一甩，会长的大氅高高飞起。与此同时，诡辩形态的王北萧挤出一抹癫狂的微笑，不躲不避，正面迎上，一拳轰在枪尖之上。呜！顷刻间，黑气和青焰交织，相互吞噬，相互挤压，恐怖的气浪瞬间将周围10米范围内的所有人荡开。但实力的差距就像一条不可逾越的鸿沟，王北萧脚下地面轰然炸裂，青色火焰冲破黑气防御，顺着他的手臂席卷而来。这一枪恐怖的力量生生震开王北萧的右拳，枪势不减，直插其胸膛。小心，躲开！99号见状大喝一声：“2打4，别硬刚！”小崽子！老屠杀猪刀一甩，震退身边的人，就要上前支援。王北萧脸色一沉，厉声喝道：“都别过来！”啪！即将被贯穿之际，他突然双手抓住枪身，表情刚毅地吼道：“屈叔的仇，老子要亲手报！就凭你！”砰砰砰！薛礼再次发力，枪身野蛮地往前顶，一路推着王北萧狂奔。后者毕竟吃了修为差距的亏，只能死死抱住枪身，但身子却不受控制地被对方强行推着倒退，双腿在地面留下长长的拖痕。这不 不是最让他难受的，真正让王北霄惊恐的是那青色火焰如蛆复古，正在一点点烧穿他的皮肤，驱散他身上的黑气。诡辩被压制了，给我儿子陪葬。薛礼表情逐渐狰狞，亲手手刃仇人的快感让他愈发激动。王北霄依旧死死握着枪身，不让他刺穿自己，同时心中不断大吼：伪神！他之所以赶来单挑薛礼，就是在赌伪神不会做事，自己被杀。只是对方好像真的陷入了沉睡，迟迟没有回应。就在枪尖一点点逼近他的胸膛之际，耳边突然传来一道沉稳的男人的声音：所谓生死相搏，便是以最小的代价取人性命，以己之长攻敌之短。王北霄眸子一凝，这个声音他没听过，但绝不是伪神的，而且他笃定只有自己能听到，因为薛礼依旧保持着狰狞的样子。另一边，远处停靠的某辆车门边，穿中山装的男人正饶有兴致地抽着烟，深邃的眼眸死死锁定王北霄的双手。长官，您这算不算作弊？一旁的秘书低声询问。要不您直接出手救下他，说不定能将其收为己用。呵呵，他是不会臣服于我的。男人低笑一声，宠物才能被驯服，野兽永远不会屈服。楚狂人养大的孩子，学不来臣服2个字，结个善缘就行。您不出手，恐怕王北霄撑不了半分钟。秘书眯着眼睛看向战场，王北霄双臂颤抖，既要忍受清火的炙烤，又要撑着薛礼的必杀一枪，最多半分钟，他不死也要重伤。如果是你，怎么赢？穿中山装的男人没有出手的打算，反而兴致满满地对秘书问道：吴姐，双方差距太大，如果是我就跑，跑不掉我就跪下求饶。后者咧嘴一笑，完全没有不好意思。所以你这辈子永远都成不了强者。男人眼神一凝，似笑非笑地拍了拍身边人，难道王北霄还能反败为胜？2印打4印，简直是天方夜谭。话音刚落，突见王北霄猛然松开握住火焰枪的手，扭动身子，用肩膀硬吃这一枪，过程没有一丝迟疑。卧槽，这小子真疯啊！秘书张大嘴巴，硬吃4印的一枪，换一线生机。这种打法简直是赌命，万一对方是用枪高手，中途只要震动枪尖，让枪改变角度，足可以刺穿王北霄的心脏。呵呵，这小子够果断，够狠。同样震惊的还有薛礼，他刚想抽回枪，就见王北霄不退反进，猛地往前踏出一步，任由枪一点点刺穿身子，一手抱住对方腰间，不让他拉开距离，一头撞在薛礼脸上，趁着对方一时分神，直接张嘴咬在其脸上。阿薛礼痛苦的哀嚎响彻殡仪馆，所有人都被眼前的一幕镇住了。只见王北霄死死咬住薛礼的侧脸，一点点将他的肉撕开，嘴里满是鲜血，眼神凶狠，活像个恶鬼，而且他肩头还在不断的滴着血。这种不要命的打法，饶是这些权贵也只觉后背发凉。耍无赖！秘书懵逼的问：你看他的手？男人露出神秘的笑，果然趁着咬住薛礼的机会，王北霄猛地虚手一抓，羊角锤如流星般飞向其手中。卧槽！明修栈道，暗度陈仓。秘书眉头一紧，咬人是虚，他真正的目的是羊角锤。滚开！薛礼猛地一掌拍在王北霄胸膛，后者一个踉跄退后半步，自己的鲜血混着对方的血肉一起喷出，眼中却露出奸计得逞的窃喜之色。薛礼对上他的眼睛，一股不祥的预感涌上心头。下一秒，王北霄猛然挥动羊角锤砸向对方的脑袋，这一锤可是连6印的田青都能伤到。与此同时，第2神印亮起，田青都能被控住，何况是薛礼？只见他的身体突然定格，眼眸还泛着惊恐和愤怒。砰！锤落，锤柄断裂，火焰枪瞬间消散，薛礼的身躯横飞而出，世界瞬间安静了。第54章，火牢跨等级战斗不是没有可能，这是定义天才的基础，但大部分人默认的是跨一个大等级，如王北霄这样2印打4印的少之又少。更关键的是，他才觉醒不到1个月啊，而薛礼可是成名数10年的大佬，这种差距未免太大了。当薛礼茫然地躺在地上，面门全是鲜血的时候，无论是薛家觉醒者还是恶鬼之牙成员，全都懵了，直勾勾地盯着2人。一旁的中山装更是兴奋地笑道：实力可以通过修炼弥补，但是有的战斗意识是天生的。王北霄恐怖的不只是天赋，还有那异于常人的胆识，换了任何一个人都不敢冒险强吃这一枪，这是在赌命。秘书深沉的点头，无不遗憾地附和道：可惜差距不是短短半个月可以弥补的，若是薛礼只有3印，也许战斗就结束了。话音刚落，一直躺在地上的薛礼动了，猛然起身，气息暴涨，五官被鲜血染红，一双眸子通红，鲜血顺着他的发丝滴在地面。这一锤砸破了他的脑门，但不足以要命。反观王北霄，肩膀被贯穿，清火枪消散后留下一个烧焦的洞，这一枪几乎让他整条手臂无法抬起。王北霄赌的是一锤能杀死对方，显然他赌输了，差一点。嗨，就差一点。薛礼轻笑着，晃晃悠悠起身，轻描淡写的抹去额头的血迹，伤口肉眼可见得开始愈合。这便是4印的可怕，他们的肉身已然超出了常人能理解的范畴。我输的不冤，若你早生10年，我不是你的对手。论天赋，论心性，你都远胜于我。但薛礼的笑容越来越冷酷，眼底的杀意已然升到巅峰。我这20年的修为足以抹平你所有天赋，再给你20年，也许就是下一个方烈。所以今天绝不留你。杀心这一秒到达巅峰，对待敌对天才最好的方式就是赶尽杀绝，否则以王北霄的性子，薛家未来注定满门死绝。会长小心！严莎莎第一个感应到薛礼的气开始快速暴涨，大声提醒：快躲开，他的气在暴涨，要拼命了！小子，避开他！老方和老图同时大吼，一时间所有人都疯了般朝往北霄冲去。 一个4印强者玩命，在场没人敢轻视。王北萧也想跑，但一想到老区的死状，愣是停下了脚步。3000风，庖丁解牛，乱斩，3道身影抢先杀向薛礼，后者岿然不动，头也没回的狞笑，大手猛然一挥，第3枚神印启动，3印起，火牢，轰，青火拔地而起，以薛礼为中心画出一个巨大的圆形，炙热的高温让人连视线都开始模糊，一圈10几米高的火焰生生将2人与战场完全隔绝。没用的，别白费功夫。薛礼自信地脱下西服，手臂上的蓝色第3神印快速枯竭。王北萧眉头一紧，这是什么情况？他们进不来了。薛礼指了指自己的神印，戏谑地笑道：“学校没教过你吧？有一种秘术叫毁窍，以献祭神印，永久毁掉一窍为代价，将神印的威能提升数倍。这道火牢，哪怕5印短时间内也进不来。知道这意味着什么吗？意味着没有人能救王北萧。”薛礼表情愈发疯癫，眼中满是能为儿子报仇的狂喜。献祭神印，换取击杀王北萧的机会，在他看来不亏。我儿下葬的时间快到了。王北萧最后一枚神印亮起，这是他最后的底牌。火焰感受到他的怒火，再次暴涨。后者全程冷漠地站着，没有退却，也没有惧色。从一开始他就没打算跑。到了下面，好好给我儿子道歉。蓝色神印一点点亮起，薛礼胜券在握的冷笑，眼眸冷厉，仿佛在看一个死人。4印焚天一枪，轰！火牢内的青色火焰突然全部倒灌，一点点在薛礼手中再次凝聚。只是这把枪大得夸张，足足10几米长，火焰疯狂摇摆，发出凄厉的嘶吼，地面开裂，碎石一点点被炙热的高温融化，连天空仿佛都被染成了青色。火牢外，退，都退！老图第一个感应到不对，杀猪刀横在身前，脚下猛然后撤10几米。饶是如此，那股从火牢内透出的热浪依然烫得他身体发红。王八蛋，对付小辈还用毁窍？老方瞳孔骤缩，手中木枝疯狂颤抖，像是在感应到某种极度危险的信号。围观人群更是炸了锅。王北萧把老薛逼急眼了，这一招我还是10几年前看老薛用过一次。完了，王北萧死定了。这枚神印即便在蓝色神印中也是顶尖的存在。99号脸色第一次出现凝重，他比任何人都清楚4印全力一击意味着什么。我师父曾经说过，4印是觉醒者的第一道分水岭，4印全开的一击足以抹杀绝大多数3印强者，而王北萧只有2印。会长沿沙沙疯了般用刀劈砍火牢，这道火墙就像一道不可逾越的鸿沟，他的左眼泛着冰冷的光，右眼却满是焦急的泪水。进不去。附体的姐姐冷静判断，毁窍后的火牢至少需要5印巅峰才能强行破开，那怎么办？火牢内，王北萧面色如常，瞳孔中映着青色的火光，肩膀上的伤口被高温炙烤，焦肉的味道弥漫开来，他甚至能感受到自己的血液正在沸腾。薛礼缓缓举起枪，做出投掷的动作，杀气弥漫。因为这一枪我藏了10几年，穿上西装，我以为再也不用打打杀杀，我以为能给孩子们一个安稳的未来。今天我要用这一枪让所有人知道，我薛礼是靠什么起家的。我要让所有人知道，老子疯起来谁也扛不住。薛心的惨死让他彻底疯狂，我要让恶鬼之牙所有人给我儿子陪葬。王北萧没有说话，大脑飞速转动，寻找破局之策。这一枪他接不住，修为差距摆在这里，也躲不开。火牢就这么大。第55章神变还有什么遗言？薛里面不狰狞的大吼，之所以迟迟没有出手，是因为他想看到王北萧恐惧、彷徨、手足无措的样子，这才是一个人面对死亡的真实反应。但王北萧太淡定了，这不是他想要的结果。我还要去杀赤妖，不能死。王北萧眼中纠结之色一闪而过，突然开口：“薛伯伯，抱歉，不能让你如愿了。”后者表情微变：“你还有底牌？底牌算不上，只是长辈留给我最后的庇护。”王北萧苦笑一声：“说实话，我不太想用，因为这是会长留给我最后的礼物。”说罢，他缓缓将手伸进口袋，一枚神印赫然在手，泛着红光的神印。即便是报仇心切的薛礼也停下了动作，眼中满是贪婪。以薛家的势力，哪怕他奋斗一辈子，也搞不到一枚红色神印。但王北萧手里就有一枚，正是他送给会长的那枚。恐怕赤妖自己都没想到，会长会把如此珍贵的神印放在大厂的夹层口袋里。他们亲手将红色神印拱手还给了王北萧，御医亲手编的红绳还在，神印上还残留着会长的气息。薛伯伯，你刚才应该马上杀我，反派死于话多的道理你不懂啊，找死！薛礼不知道王北萧的底牌，但见对方如此平静，心中隐隐感到不安，当即不再犹豫，猛地将手中火焰巨枪掷出，轰！青色火焰化作一道贯穿天地的光柱，枪身周围的空气被瞬间蒸发，火牢内的地面以薛礼为圆心急速皲裂，碎石还未落地就被气化，观战的人群被热浪掀翻一大片。王北萧看着那道足以抹杀一切的青色光柱，呼啸而来，眼神愈发坚定，没有坦然赴死的决绝，只有背水一战的豪迈。薛礼双目充血，激动的狂笑：“你还不死！”下一秒，王北萧突然暴喝尾：“神！”红色神印猛然碎裂，赤红的光芒冲天而起，薛礼的笑容僵在原地。世界停了，火焰枪定格在王北萧面门前方1米处，连火焰都仿佛被冰封。火牢外，所有人的动作如同被按下暂停键，老图挥刀的姿势，沿沙沙奔跑的身影，99号张嘴骂人的口型，全部定格。时间冻结，空间封死，王北萧的意识被一股不可抗拒的力量抽离肉身，熟悉的感觉再次传来，再次睁眼，伪神空间，无尽的黑暗中，那尊巨大的石像依旧矗立，只是石像手中多了一团挣扎的红光，正是红色神印中残留的神明意识。那团红光化作一尊模糊的神印，身披黑霜铠甲，周身寒气凝结成冰晶，看不清样子，但王北萧能感觉到他比上一位神明强大无数倍，只是在伪神面前依旧无力反抗。灭！ 还是那句轻描淡写的话，那尊神明瞬间崩裂分解，一点点被石像表面的裂缝吸入，无声无息，连反抗都做不到，好像伪神天生就能压制一切神明。王北萧站在虚空中，愣愣地看着这一幕，红色神印的能量远超薛星体内那枚白色神印，伪神足足吸收了10几个呼吸，咔嚓，石像表面再次裂开一小块石皮，露出下方的金色肌肤，流光溢彩，神圣而诡异。与此同时，石像终于睁眼，双眸里没有神明该有的慈悲，只有蔑视一切的冷傲。一人一神遥遥对视，良久之后，伪神开口了，声音古老而低沉，却带着一股说不出的无奈。汝能不能不要每次都把吾当神应用？吾好歹是伪神，每次遇到危险就把他拉出来，搞得好像他是另一个形态的附体异能，这让伪神极为不爽，又无可奈何。你成了真神，还不是住在我身体里？不要交房租的。王北萧半点不客气，这是他第一次能与对方沟通，也许是吸收了更强大的神明，让伪神解锁了与王北萧沟通的能力。拒绝，后者想都没想，无非汝之大寿。王北萧脸色一沉，正要开骂，伪神继续说道：不过无可刺辱，神变幻化为被吾吸收之神明，日后多送些神印来，吾识的越多，如体内神力越强。王北萧愣住，这枚神鬼四变不愧是金色神印，以人身幻化神明，此次所识神明黑霜之神。伪神金色的眸子微微眯起，汝之敌，当由汝亲手斩之。还有，我们是合作关系，以后不可命令我。话音落下，伪神双目猛然射出一道漆黑的光芒，直直没入王北萧的眉心。轰！刹那间，王北萧只觉全身经脉被一股极寒之气灌入，五脏六腑如坠冰窟，血液凝固，呼吸停滞。脑海中一尊神明的虚影浮现，黑色铠甲，白色长发，说不出的冷傲，周身寒气凝结成无数冰晶环绕，正是黑霜之神。刚才被伪神吞噬的那位，带着刺骨寒意的神力如洪流般涌入王北萧的身体。伪神石像的嘴角微微翘起，略显得意，仿佛在说：跟着我混，差不了。现实，时间恢复流动的瞬间，火焰枪再次发出咆哮，薛礼继续狂笑，只是隐隐觉得好像时间流逝的速度不对。但接下来，所有人看到了让他们终生难忘的一幕。那道足以毁天灭地的青色火焰枪，在距离王北萧面门不到1米的位置结冰了，黑色的霜一寸寸蔓延，青色火焰在霜层下一点点湮灭，化作一根冰雕。王北萧站在原地，气息与刚才截然不同，头发不知什么时候变成了白色，双眸深邃，隐隐带着俯视众生的傲气，衣襟无风自动，伤口肉眼可见的结霜，双脚离地飘于半空，身上隐隐泛着神光，刚才还炙热无比的高温瞬间转化为刺骨的寒意。薛礼的笑容僵在脸上，满是不可思议，他的焚天一枪被冻住了。不可能，你怎么做到的？王北萧不语，两根手指轻轻一弹，咔嚓，枪碎了，漫天冰屑飘落。王北萧抬起头，嘴角咧开一个诡异的笑容。薛伯伯，轮到我了。第56章，薛礼，王神鬼四变，神变以神为祭，以我为器，化身为神，待神刑罚。黑霜之神起轰煞时间，前一刻还阳光明媚的天空飘起黑色的雪，一朵漆黑的乌云笼罩住整个殡仪馆，雪落无声，但凡被其沾染之物，无不瞬间结霜。黑云压城城欲摧啊！老图看着头顶的黑雪，喃喃道：小崽子还有这本事？天象异变，是天象异变，不可能，绝对不可能。99号甚至忘记跟蔷薇厮杀，两人默契的抬头看向天空，只有8印以上的强者才能引起天地异象，他是怎么做到的？蔷薇透过被黑雪一点点湮灭的火牢，看向宛如神明般飘在空中的王北萧，你有没有发现他的气息好像99号鬼使神差的看向蔷薇，后者眼神复杂的点头，像神。王北萧的气息变了，变得冷傲，变得无情，变得让人不敢直视。还打吗？99号神秘一笑，后者知道他的意思。王北萧的底牌已经超出了所有人的认知，跟他为敌风险太大。蔷薇皱着眉头，目光在严莎莎和王北萧这两个挂壁身上扫过，沉吟片刻，突然从怀中取出那张薛礼的支票，轻轻一甩，支票径直扎在薛星的棺材上，然后头也不回的离开。他不是不想打，而是王北萧给人的感觉太可怕，仿佛在跟一尊神明厮杀，哪怕明知道对方是2印，内心对神明的恐惧依旧让他不敢出手。再来，王北萧右拳猛地握紧，滋，拳头肉眼可见地结冰。人群中突然有人大吼，这是黑霜之神，是北方390位神明之一，他的冰能冻结万物，包括元素。轰！下一秒，王北萧催动神力发起反击。要知道，其他人体内的是气，而他此刻体内涌动的却是神力。神力本就是比气更高级的能量。神变之后，他对神力的运用达到了巅峰，哪怕是跟4印硬碰硬，也有一定的把握。不管你的底牌是什么，都要给我陪葬。全场只有薛礼没有被王北萧的神变形态震慑住，仅剩的3枚神印悍然发动。整个人化作火人，拔地而起，拳锋之上烈火爆燃。这是一个父亲为了儿子拼尽全力的一拳，给我死！轰！3印全碎，又是毁鞘。薛礼不惜自毁全部修为，也要把王北萧斩于马下。他的眼神坚定的可怕，青焰、黑霜在火牢正中央对撞，一热一冷，一阴一阳，仿佛天生就是对手。薛礼豹发出歇斯底里的怒吼：希儿，看好了，爹给你报仇了！3枚神印顷刻间全部炸裂，20年修为化作这最后一击。 青色火焰将他的拳头包裹，宛如一个小太阳。空气被蒸发，火牢内甚至出现了短暂的真空。王北霄同样没有退，压抑已久的委屈和怒火，这一刻全部发泄出来。许叔、会长、御姨，在天之灵都看好了，你们的孩子长大了，伤我同伴，伤我长辈者，皆须一死。漆黑的冰晶一层层堆叠，万千冰晶伴随其身，隐约之间，他的身后出现一尊神明虚影，正是黑霜之神。神明虚影跟王北霄的动作一致，悍然挥拳，轰，两拳相撞，地动山摇，殡仪馆广场的地面炸裂，裂缝如蛛网般向四面八方蔓延。送葬用的花圈和冥币漫天飞舞，仿佛在给他们二人之中的某一人送葬。吼！伴随着神明虚影的怒吼，火牢轰然崩碎，冰火相交激起的烟雾瞬间将两人身影吞噬。静！全场鸦雀无声，所有人都瞪大眼睛，想要知道这一仗谁活了下来。风起，一点点吹散尘埃，两人的身影渐渐清晰，都保持着对拳的动作，没有鲜血，只有剧烈的喘息声。谁赢了？老薛吧，4印全炸，5印强者都扛不住。不过王北霄那小子有点诡异啊，当风吹走最后一缕尘埃，映入眼前的一幕让所有人汗毛直立。空中的黑雪还在下，薛里右臂被彻底冻结，胸口的衣服碎裂，露出被黑色冰晶覆盖的皮肤。王北霄喘着粗气，身上金光时隐时现，白发垂落，神变的光芒一点点消退，头发从长发变回短发，但发色永远的变成了白色，肩膀上的伤口重新淌出鲜血，脸色刷得惨白。神变的代价远比想象中大，那种被神力灌满又抽空的感觉几乎让他瘫软。突然，薛里突然动了，默默收拳，缓缓转身，无视众人投来的好奇目光，步伐坚定地走向薛星的棺材。老板，一名薛家觉醒者刚想上前，咔嚓咔嚓，薛里被冰封的手臂碎了，化作一块块冰晶跌落在地，每一次呼吸都呼出一大口白雾，寒气入体了。薛家觉醒者们一个个愣在原地，不知道该继续打还是，而薛里已经无心理会其他，目光死死锁定自己的儿子，每走一步都有冰碴从棺结束碎骨，他走得很慢，踉踉跄跄。鬼之牙的成员们沉默地闪开，没人去补刀，所有人都看出他的生机被冻结了，连99号都默默收起了短刀，低声说了一句：人死债消，老子自己去神堂要解药。围观众人自发让开一条路。薛里走到棺材前时，左腿已经彻底冻住，整个人扑在了棺材盖上，他手指僵硬地摸索着，拿起薛星的遗照，相框上结了一层薄薄的黑霜，他用仅剩还能动的3根手指轻轻擦去遗照上的冰碴。照片里的少年笑得灿烂，薛里看着照片，嘴角扯出一个比哭还难看的笑，泪水涌出眼眶，顺着脸颊留下不到1秒就被冻结成冰。薛里的声音嘶哑，已经听不出原来的模样。爹，没用，不能为你报仇了。他的呼吸越来越急，嘴唇发紫，不要怪我，爹尽力了。人之将死，其言也善。他到最后也保持着一个强者的尊严，没有求饶，没有不甘和狂怒，而是平静地接受着一切。这一刻，他不是议员，不是首富，只是一个父亲。莫怕，我来陪你了。滋滋滋，残留在他体内的黑霜之力猛然爆发，漆黑的冰晶肉眼可见地覆盖全身。短短数秒，薛里连同棺材一起被冻成了一尊黑色冰雕。他保持着最后的姿势，弯着腰，额头贴着儿子的遗照，眼中没有对死亡的恐惧，只有愿赌服输的坦然和能去见儿子的释怀。全场无声，九中城首富，4印强者，一方大佬就这么死了，不打了。一道嚣张的声音响起，王北霄胸膛剧烈起伏，目光扫过在场的薛家觉醒者，冤有头债有主。鬼之牙，回家。各位若是想报仇，尽管来恶鬼之牙，老子接着。严莎莎抱着大氅上前，体贴地为他披上。全场没人敢开口，所有宾客看向他的眼神不再是欣赏，而是恐惧。王北霄用实力证明，鬼之牙后继有人了。所有人都见证了一名绝世天才的崛起。他果断转身，大氅迎风飘起。严莎莎二话不说，收刀跟上。老涂和老方对视一眼，默契地转身回家。回家，没有嘲笑，没有欢呼，只有悲戚。鬼之牙全员齐齐转身离开，留下不知所措的薛家觉醒者和心惊胆战的全场宾客。劳烦各位通告全城，我王北霄还在。鬼之牙没有亡。即将走出殡仪馆的那一刻，王北霄突然停下，缓缓转身，目光凌厉地说道：日后若再有人敢对恶鬼之牙出手，不管是谁，老子灭他满门。第57章，分别薛里战死的消息不胫而走，在这个不算大的小城内炸开了锅。王北霄2印斩4印，再次被媒体吹上了新高度，而当事人此刻却躲在酒馆内，一脸郁闷。不为别的，因为老方等人又要离开。昏暗的酒馆之中，老区的棺材已经连夜下葬。昔日喧闹无比的大本营，此刻笼罩着压抑的气氛。叔，真的要走吗？王北霄看着正在整理行囊的老方等人，心中的不舍溢于言表。对于王北霄而言，他们不只是工会成员，更是长辈，是给了他一个家的家人，是看着他长大，无条件给他撑腰的亲人。不走咋整？等着赤妖上门。老涂咧嘴笑道：再办一场丧事，你他妈不得哭死！赤妖只答应给王北霄3年，但对其他人还处于赶尽杀绝的态度，这也是他们一直潜伏不曾出现的原因。老方一脚踹在正在打包行李的老涂屁股上，笑骂道：行了，别逗这傻小子了，我们的确在被赤妖追杀，但不是我们跑路的全部原因。这段时间我和老涂一直在追查会长失踪的真相。失踪？王北霄眼眸一亮，一旁的99号则表情一僵，他没死，3名母指成员亲自出手，赤妖精锐齐聚，也没能把人整死，只是猜测。老方挑衅地对99号挑了挑眉，我们查看过会长遇袭的街道，虽然有他的血迹，但并未发现会长全力出手的痕迹。这些人都是楚狂人10几年的兄弟，他们太清楚对方的手段，仅凭现场的破坏程度就 推断出会长压根没有搏命，而且我们重金找占卜师算过会长的位置，关于他的一切都被屏蔽了，所以会长很可能还没死。王北霄身躯一颤，双眸不自觉地泛起泪光。那个看似不靠谱，却总是把最好的一切留给他的男人还没死，这是他这几天听到的最好的消息。当即他激动地追问：真的？不要太小看会长，他可是第一个判出神堂的天才，出手袭击他的人已经查到是苏泽，这人跟会长关系匪浅，如果是他出手，会长80%能活。老方脸上的笑容愈发灿烂，其他成员同样面带得意。会长一直是恶鬼之牙的信仰，他还活着，工会就不会散。老图意味深长地拍了拍王北霄的肩膀，不管怎么样，接下来就要靠你自己了。我们要离开九中城去寻找会长，如果累了，不妨放下担子，恶鬼之牙终会重聚，不必死扛。长辈们温柔地看向王北霄，就像年迈的父亲看着即将出门闯荡的孩子，既担心他在外面受委屈，又害怕他止步不前。仙儿，老方再无放浪不羁的样子，几天不见，沧桑了不少。他轻轻捏着王北霄的脸，欣慰地笑道：如果老区看到你今天的样子，一定会很开心。我们的崽子终于成才了，再也不是那个被人孤立、偷偷躲起来哭的小屁孩了。酒馆中爆发出热闹的笑声，恍惚间，王北霄仿佛回到了曾经的恶鬼之牙，大家脸上都挂着笑意，没事就喜欢调侃他，但句句都透着关心和爱护。好好守住恶鬼之牙。大门轻轻打开，老方不舍得背起行囊，最后看了一眼这个生活了10几年的地方，将我们的信念延续下去，将工会延续下去。如果累了，允许你退出恶鬼之牙，没人会怪你，但是如果你死了，我们会拉着所有人给你陪葬。老图叼着香烟，郑重地看着王北霄成熟不少的脸，努力变强，等你成为方烈、神作那样的传奇，我们就再也不用东躲西藏了。小子，去读大学吧，不用守着这小酒馆，有同伴的地方就是工会，有信任的人在，工会就一直在。又一名成员笑着摸摸王北霄的脑袋，头也不回地离开，就像小时候所有出去做任务的成员都会摸摸他的头，那个时候他们戏称王北霄为吉祥物。现在的分别是为了以后的相聚，等我们找回会长，鬼之牙一定会重聚。严莎莎羡慕地站在王北霄身后，这种被人呵护的感觉，他从来没有感受过。还有你，副会长。老方感受到他的注视，缓缓转头，微笑着伸出手，轻轻摁在他的头顶。欢迎加入恶鬼之牙，欢迎加入恶鬼之牙，欢迎加入恶鬼之牙。所有人都自来熟的上前，露出最真诚的笑。我们恶鬼之牙不是最强的工会，但绝对是最温暖的。希望你在工会待得开心，未来辛苦你了。成员们宛如长辈，亲切地打着招呼，没有丝毫陌生感，没有大工会的冷漠。所有人都真心地接纳了这个曾经胆怯的女孩。我一定会守住恶鬼之牙的。严莎莎鼓起勇气，大声保证，换来的却是成员们爽朗的笑声。不用勉强自己，你只是个孩子，如果坚持不住，就卸下担子，活着才是最重要的。工会不是约束，按照你们喜欢的方式去活。老方笑脸盈盈地看了眼手表，时间差不多了，我们要上路了。离别总是伤感的，王北霄不再挽留，因为每个人都有自己的路要走。走了，成员们强行挤出笑意，用笑容掩盖心中的不舍。他们甚至不敢回头，这里有太多美好的回忆，承载了他们太多的欢笑。也许再看一眼，就真的舍不得离开了。大门缓缓拉开，阳光轻轻洒进酒馆，照在他们即将远行的背上。王北霄紧握双拳，深吸一口气，热泪盈眶地喊道：我会扛起恶鬼之牙。小子，我一直都相信你，外面的世界很糟糕，所以不要放弃我们的信念。老方头也不回地摆摆手。恶鬼之牙第一条铁律，永远相信工会中的同伴、成员及家人。世界也许会抛弃我们，但工会不会。第二条，老图大大咧咧地接过话头，却难得地收起了玩笑，绝不让任何一个兄弟独自面对危险，天塌下来我们一起扛。第三条，另一个满脸胡茬的汉子笑着补充，遇到危险和委屈，工会的大门永远为家人敞开，无论你走多远，无论你变成了什么样，只要想回来，这里永远是你的家，有酒有肉，还有一群愿意为你豁出性命的家人。最后一条，也是最重要的一条，老方的声音变得无比柔和，又无比坚定。活着，任务可以失败，仇可以再报，但人必须活着。你们的命比工会的名声，比任何东西都重要，记住了吗？两个小家伙。王北霄和颜莎莎含着泪，重重地点了点头，走了。随着最后一声道别，成员们的身影消失在门口刺眼的阳光里，再没有回头。回归不是束缚，而是家人之间彼此守护的最温柔的约定。第58章，陆明的招揽真好啊。王北霄、严莎莎，99号没有出门送别，也许不送别就不算分开吧，也或者是王北霄不知道该怎么面对他们的离开。99号动容地看着人群的背影，喃喃道：你们是我见过最有人情味的工会。大工会人多，所以有内斗，有纷争，甚至有小团体拉帮结派，但恶鬼之牙没有，所有人都真心把对方当家人，哪怕是新加入的严莎莎，在他们眼中也跟自己的孩子一样。会长说，恶鬼之牙的人都是被外界不认可的人，如果我们不抱团，就真的被遗弃了。王北霄坐在老区经常躺的椅子上，沉默地点燃一根烟，眼中露出迷茫之色。薛里死了，其他人离开了，酒馆空荡荡的，再也回不去当初的热闹，我也该走了。99号重重地拍了拍王北霄的肩膀，虽然跟你认识时间不长，但我挺喜欢你的，不搞基。后者嫌弃地拍开对方的手，虽然两人的相见很奇葩，虽然拇指某种意义上也是敌人，但王北霄打心底认可这个讲规矩的将军。你知不知道搞基快感更足？99号贱兮兮地凑到王北霄耳边，低声笑道：卧槽！后者吓得瞬间弹起，下意识躲到严莎莎身后，忌惮地说道：铁子， 你现在打不过我啊？操，逗你的，老子纯纯钢铁直男，我的枪只会对准女人。说罢，他色眯眯的看向严莎莎，妹妹，加个联系方式，你现在还小，以后就能体会到一个人睡的寂寞。睡不着，给我打电话，无论相隔多远，我都会第一时间赶来，给你一个难忘的第一次。姐姐，杀了他！严莎莎脸一黑，她只是懵懂，但不傻，听得出对方的下流，转身就要去拿自己的棒球棍，吓得后者一个箭步冲到门口，笑呵呵的对二人挥手，真好，一口气调戏两个人，哥们果然男女通吃，走了啊，以后遇到麻烦点我，99号给你们打8折。说罢，从口袋掏出一张名片放在桌子上，对着严莎莎抛去一个媚眼，妹妹，今晚大飞机，我一定让你当女主角。轰，棒球棍擦着她耳边飞过，99号贱兮兮的缩了缩脖子，兔子似的窜出，留下一个潇洒的背影。会长，我们现在送走最后一个朋友。仅剩的两人陷入了对未来的迷茫，赤妖就给了3年时间，他们该何去何从？没有了长辈们的指导，他们对人生完全失去规划。不等王北霄回应，大门再次被推开，一道清瘦的身影缓缓走进酒馆，阳光照在他的背上，看不清样子。严莎莎还以为99号去而复返，当即抄起椅子砸向对方，你还敢回来？嗡！椅子即将命中那人之际，突然悬空停下。这时他们也真正看清了来人，中年，穿着中山装，一脸正气，胸口佩戴着官方的徽章，表情严肃，不苟言笑，给人一种不怒自威的感觉。就这么欢迎客人？那人手指轻轻一晃，飘在半空的椅子缓缓落地。严莎莎眉头一紧，小眼睛一眨一眨盯着来人，仿佛想起了什么，突然俯下身子对王北霄说道：“我见过他，大比的时候在主席台，官方的人。”王北霄礼貌的起身，虽然搞不清对方的目的，但有一点他能确定，那就是对方没有恶意。在恶鬼之牙这么多年，老区教过他10人，对方佩戴着官方的徽章，但没有盛气凌人的气势，也没有大部分官方人员居高临下的高傲。鄙人陆明，觉醒者管理局特派员。陆明压低声线，自来熟的自我介绍，后者眼珠一亮，这声音他听过，跟薛里死战的时候，那道突然的提醒就是这个声音。你是殡仪馆？来人比划了个晋升的手势，不可说，呵呵。得知对方帮过自己，王北霄顿时轻松不少，主动拉开一把椅子。对方先是关键时刻提醒他，现在突然造访，肯定是有所图。王北霄表面笑呵呵的做了个请的手势，陆长官有何贵干？贵干算不上。陆明低调的点燃一根烟，眼神深邃的盯着王北霄，那双眼睛就像一潭死水，让人看不出他的任何情绪。但在这双眼睛面前，王北霄只觉自己好像没穿衣服。别紧张，我的身份代表了我的态度。你是这次大比的状元，上面很重视，所以我对你没有恶意。夏国需要你这样的人才，不管是加入官方还是以工会会长的身份存在，你都是未来对付荒兽的重要储备力量。站在夏国的角度上，你是必须培养也必须成长起来的战略资源。王北霄没有表态，一言不发的把玩着手里的打火机。他知道对方的意思，别看现在岁月静好的样子，但这是因为九中城地处夏国内陆，但事实上人族控制的地图还不到这个世界的1/10，也就是说还有大片土地是荒兽主宰的，他们随时会反扑人族聚集区，每年都有无数觉醒者在边境线上死于荒兽的入侵。为什么是我？现在在我身上下注是不是太早了？这个世界的天才多如牛毛，绝大多数活不到成长起来，尤其是他现在还得罪了赤妖，能不能活过3年都不知道，只能是你。夏国现在的太平都是方烈阁下坐镇边境换来的，但他毕竟是人，即便是天下第一高手，他也会老会死。站在我们的层面上，必须做好万全之策。陆明露出忧国忧民之色，将整个国家的安危寄托于一人身上太过冒险。夏国需要足够的天才，大比状元的确不是多珍贵的头衔，但你是50年来第一个登上第9层的人。这段时间我一直在观察你，无论是打伤田青还是杀死薛礼，展现出来的战斗天赋都值得我们培养。话说到这个份上，王北霄已经听出对方的言外之意，这是要招安他。王北霄，夏国需要你，觉醒者不只有快意恩仇，也应该有家国情怀，你觉得呢？第59章，寒山学院加入我们，加入方烈阁下组建的火烈军，我们可以将你当作下一个方烈培养，资源不限量，神印至少全红，甚至我可以帮你跟赤妖调解，让他们停止对恶鬼之牙的追杀。你的这位队友也能加入我们，不用10年，你们绝对可以超过所有同龄人，无论是都城的那群世家少妇，还是 S 级工会的太子爷，都不是你们的对手。此话一出，王北霄和严莎莎都沉默了。不得不说，他的提议很诱人，加入官方，这是多少觉醒者梦寐以求的。有了夏国的背书，无论是神堂还是工会，都要对他们礼让3分，而且还是资源不限量。这意味着二人再也不用为修为提升而担忧。修炼本就是烧钱的玩意，无论是神印还是药剂，都是价值连城。所以楚狂人离开神堂后，修炼速度明显变慢，没有足够的资源，再好的天赋也不得不放缓提升的速度。陆明的提议可以说帮二人设计了一条光明大道，只要按照他的要求走，注定全是坦途。陆明不急不慢地抽着烟，眼里没有利诱的狡诈，也没有因王北霄的犹豫而表现出不满，他只是平静地看着王北霄的眼睛。当看到他眸子中一闪而过的悲意后，没来由的心中一颤。果不其然，抱歉。王北霄不好意思地苦笑一声， 恐怕不行。若是外人知道他拒绝了官方的招揽，都会觉得他疯了。这么好的条件，连王北霄自己都觉得自己有些不识好歹了。加入你们，是不是就不能继续待在恶鬼之牙了？没错，后者认真的点头。我们需要的是一心为了大夏的人，就像方烈阁下那样。王北霄点头表示理解，毕竟官方付出了那么多资源和时间，如果培养出来的天才是工会的人，这算什么？更重要的是加入工会，立场就不算旗帜鲜明，所以我不能加入。王北霄遗憾的摇头，其实他是动心的，有了官方的扶持，他完全有把握在3年内冲到5印，甚至6印，到时候跟赤妖一战，至少有60%胜算。可惜退出恶鬼之牙，对于他而言比死更严重。工会是他的家，承载了他最快乐的时光。我答应了方叔，要守住恶鬼之牙，如果荒兽入侵，恶鬼之牙一定全力以赴，不求回报，这是楚会长定下的规矩。但恕我不能加入，工会是我的家。王北霄不好意思地看向严莎莎，他的决定间接地耽误了对方，后者却满不在意地笑了笑。会长去哪里，我就去哪里，我们恶鬼之牙永远不分开。王北霄还想着如何委婉地解释清楚，陆明却已经一副我理解的样子，点头笑道：我尊重你的决定。如此痛快，倒让2人有些自我怀疑了，他到底是不是真心来招揽的？怎么不挽留一下？我需要的是对夏国绝对忠诚，随时准备为夏国牺牲的天才。你身上背负的太多了。陆明遗憾地耸了耸肩，我不能将资源压在一个不确定的天才上，现实但可以理解，资源是有限的，合理的分配很重要。不过陆明话锋一转，从公文包里掏出一份文件，这是我私人的一点建议。文件上用红色大字写着寒山学院录取通知书，寒山学院在10大高校中排名第10。严莎莎低声解释，已经快要被踢出10大高校的行列了。王北霄意味深长地看向对方，以他状元的名头，10大高校随便进，为什么陆明偏偏推荐他去这家学院？看出他的疑虑，后者坦然笑道：别误会，没有整你的意思，无论你是工会成员还是正常学子，都是夏国抵御荒兽的重要力量，我不会害你。说罢，他取出招生简章，指了指最上方的一列文字，每个学校的招生简章上都会用大字体写上自己的特色，比如群星学院就以收藏着一枚金色神印而闻名于世，只要积累足够的学分就能换取。虽然几十年来都没人能成功，但还是有无数天才挤破脑袋想去试试。而寒山学院的特色介绍上清晰地写着古神战场，这是王北霄看到古神2个字就已经动心，伪神需要的就是神明的意识。其实寒山学院曾经是断档领先的世界第1学府，因为古神战场遗迹里藏着太多的机缘，古神的武技、金色神印，甚至当今仅有的2枚黑色神印，其中1枚就出自这里。陆明的眼底满是惋惜，这样的底蕴足以让他碾压一切学府，那为什么现在不行了？严莎莎好奇地问。50年前古神战场出现异动，所有进去的学生全部惨死，学院高层也战死大半，只带回来一个消息，有一尊古神苏醒了。至此古神战场被完全封闭，寒山学院也从此一蹶不振。但是陆明突然严肃起来，这是最适合你的，如果我没看错，你早上的神变幻化的就是黑霜之神，对吧？这不免让人误以为他获得了神明的庇护。你有神明庇护，古神战场就是最适合你的机缘。听闻100年前曾有人从里面带出来过整套的神明武诀，当然其中风险也很大，如果你不愿意去，我可以给你推荐其他学院。神明武诀是比武技更强大的存在，是神明使用的升级版武技，若是有了它，能让神变的实力大大提升。王北霄瞬间心动，强压着心中的激动，死死盯住对方的眼睛。为什么帮我？自从会长等人离开，他变得越发小心谨慎。陆明对他太好了，这让王北霄不得不怀疑对方的意图。不管你是不是官方的人，至少你是夏国人，我不是帮你，我是在帮夏国。陆明郑重起身，一本正经地用手指轻扣录取通知书。王北霄，说实话，我很看好你，甚至想过把你强行征召，然后慢慢改造，但我欣赏你对工会的坚守，希望3年后你能活下来。没有虚伪的夸赞，也没有笑里藏刀的拉拢。陆明用他的真诚和大义说服了王北霄，后者凝重地看着录取通知书，良久之后终于将其拿起。我去寒山学院，古神战场也许危险，可对韦氏而言无疑是巨大的宝藏。如果未来有一天夏国需要你，希望你看在今天这件事的面子上，替我们抵御荒兽。陆明深吸一口气，缓缓伸出手。可以。后者想也没想，伸手与其握在一起。陆明的手很烫，很粗糙，也很有力。啪！一个木盒被轻轻放在桌子上，陆明敲了敲盒子，轻轻一笑：如果3年后你活下来，欠我一个人情；如果你死了，算我倒霉。盒子轻轻打开，红色的光芒缓缓透出，一枚晶莹剔透的红色神印静静地躺在其中，神印月华闪，个人珍藏，这算是一次豪赌。王北霄，别让我说。第60章。田宝3日后，在通往寒山学院的火车上，作为夏国10大顶尖学府之一，寒山学院是唯一一所建在边境的学府。从九中城出发，列车一路需要穿越戈壁、沙漠与雪山。瓜子、花生、方便面，脚挪一下。盒饭，有人要吃午饭吗？4个2，炸！给钱！疾驰的火车上喧闹无比，车厢里除了少数去边境谋生的普通人，大部分都是行为粗犷的淘金客。边境危机四伏，但也是发财最快的地方。只要实力强，运气好，猎杀高级荒兽几乎是觉醒者最快的发家方式。因此，这趟列车也叫不归车，大部分前去边境的人都永远回不来了。田宝，动作快点！真搞不懂你为什么非要坐列车。就是你家那么有钱，为什么不请我们坐飞机？你爹真小气，我不管，你必须陪我们每人一套低级武技。 就是除了我们，还有谁愿意跟你玩？你家一点都不懂感恩。还有，我表哥没工作，你跟你爹说一声，把他弄到你家公司，先当个副总就行。列车停靠在距离边境最近的主城时，几名活力十足的少年少女提着大包小包走进了车厢。走在前面的3男2女神色轻松，虽然穿着普通，但脸上都洋溢着自信的笑容。而跟在他们身后的小胖子扛着廉价的行李箱，与他身上名贵的定制衣服格格不入。小宠，你表哥刚从监狱放出来，有前科，我家公司招人要做背调的。小胖子气喘吁吁的将包袱一个个塞进行李架。他要是能面试进公司，还找你干什么？你不会威胁你爸妈吗？他们不答应，你就离家出走啊？蠢死了！走在最前方的女生没好气的翻了个白眼，理直气壮的坐在座位上，摆弄着手机。我们拿你当朋友，你连这点小事都办不好，真是的。女生长相中上，算不上多惊艳，但胜在青春活力。她穿着布料粗糙的小短裙，一坐下就打开手机，靠在窗边各种自拍。其他几人仿佛对此早已习以为常。见胖子踮着脚费力的摆放行李，不但不帮忙，反而调侃道：田宝，我们可是最好的朋友，等你爸妈死了，公司还不是要让我们帮你管理？就是忘记小时候你被欺负是谁保护你了？有钱人就是不懂感恩。那我等下就给我爸打电话吧。小胖子脸色涨得通红，尴尬的挠了挠头，陪笑着坐下，却被一名身材高大、五官标致的少年嫌弃的推开。去，坐那边去，你不知道自己多胖啊？就是本来座位就小，你一屁股坐下来，我都要贴墙了。都怪田宝，买张飞机票不就好了，非要挤火车。其他几人纷纷附和，言语之间满是不满。名叫小宠的女孩更是语气不善的抱怨道：我都跟同学们说了，我要坐飞机去大学，现在好了，我朋友圈都不敢发了。可是我爸爸说我长大了要锻炼。小胖子委屈的起身，不情不愿的走到对面的座位上坐下。小宠一听这话，顿时放下手机，紧张的问道：那你的零花钱没有少吧？没有。后者连连摇头。那就好，吓死我了，我妈给我的生活费都让我买新手机了，要是你的零花钱也减少，我就要喝西北风了。老规矩啊，你的零花钱分给我们8成，好朋友就要一起分享。小胖子憨憨的点头，只是眼底泛起不易察觉的复杂情愫，但对面的几人全然没有发现。那名高个子男生见小胖子没有说话，不悦的拿起桌上的小纸团砸向对方：跟你说话呢，怎么一毕业就不认我们这群朋友了？啪！纸团精准地砸中对方额头，然后反弹到小胖子对面坐着的乘客身上。啪！纸团被一只稚嫩的小手精准抓住。嗨，不好意思。高个子男生见状，连忙和气的赔礼，丝毫没有对小胖子那般盛气凌人。只见那只小手缓缓放下，一道软糯糯的少女声音响起：没事。甜美的声音瞬间吸引了几个青春期的男生。小胖子的朋友们纷纷侧目，刚才没注意，原来他们隔壁桌坐着一个青春靓丽的女生，她戴着鸭舌帽，2个小揪就从帽子后面冒出来，侧脸上飘着几缕微卷的青丝，长相可爱，还带着点婴儿肥，小鼻子不悦地拱了拱，虽然不算绝世美女，但那股独属于少女的青春感却是无人能及的。不好意思，我朋友不是有意的。小胖子脸色一变，紧张的起身想要鞠躬，奈何肚子太大，一下顶到了双方之间的小桌板。这滑稽的一幕顿时引来周围乘客的轻笑。小胖子尴尬的红了脸，鸭舌帽女生被逗乐了，捂着嘴礼貌的摇头：没事儿，田宝，你就别丢人现眼了，这么胖会挤到美女的。来，我跟你换个位置。刚才还要赶他走的高个子突然绅士起来，他主动上前，一把将小胖子提起，也不管对方同不同意，一屁股坐在了女孩的对面座椅上，彬彬有礼的伸手笑道：你好，我叫李茂，寒山学院大一新生，我们李哥可是 A 级天赋，在寒山学院这一届新生风云榜上排名前30呢。没错，就连群星学院都给他发了录取通知书。李茂同行的2名少年狗腿般的补充道。至于小宠和另一名女生，则敌意十足的瞪着鸭舌帽女孩：呵呵，低调，我这人比较懒，寒山学院离家近，所以就近上学了。呵呵，李茂嘴里说着低调，但脑袋扬得很高，鼻孔朝天，一脸得意。嘿嘿，听说我们这一届新生质量很高，连大比状元都来了。小胖子憨憨地挠着头，开心地说道：我是最后一名被录取的，真幸运。闭嘴！李茂听到状元2个字，脸色一变，当着美女的面提大比第1名，这不是打他的脸吗？他当即挤出一个笑容：同学，你应该也是大一新生吧？要不我们加个联系方式，到了学校有什么问题随时找我。李哥可是寒山学府这一届的超级种子选手，第1印就镶嵌了绿色神印，听说这次大比的状元连一颗神印都没搞到呢。呵呵，李茂古做惋惜的摆了摆手，心中却无比嘚瑟，人家好歹是状元嘛。同学，你是哪个城的？九中城。那你认识王北霄吗？见对方面无表情，不做回答，李茂又嘚瑟起来，趾高气扬的笑道：就是这次的大比状元，也是咱们学府的，算是我哥们，不过他没有神印，我已经答应他，去学院后帮他想办法搞一枚绿色神印。呵呵，我这人就爱交朋友。第61章，状元嗨，同学别这么高冷嘛，你应该是我们学府的吧？见对方迟迟没有动作，李茂晃了晃伸出的手，示意与其握手，但鸭舌帽女孩却全程保持沉默，甚至连看他的眼神都变了，一副同情的表情。同学别害羞嘛，到了学校有李哥罩着，绝对没有人敢欺负你。听说入学还有考核，到时候你跟我们组队，绝对能进前100名。2名狗腿子笑盈盈的为李茂打掩护，只有小胖子愣愣的挠头。可是一个队伍不是只能有6个人吗？那你就去组野队啊！李茂没好气的瞪了对方一眼，心中不悦。以前在学校，凭借他还算帅气的长相搭讪美女，向来手到擒来。可面前的女孩全程对他爱搭不理，反而激起了他的征服欲。他当即再次主动伸手示好，同学贵姓？女孩依旧没有伸手，大大的眼睛忽闪忽闪的看着他，像是在看一个傻子。3番4次被对方忽视，李茂的脸色渐渐阴沉下来。都这么主动了，对方居然还不理他， 同学都是一个学校的，你总不能让我一直举着手吧？礼貌的笑容消失，一本正经的说道：“学校也是个小社会，不懂人情世故，很容易遇到危险。主动是好不成？”他的话语变得冷漠下来，毕竟这么多乘客都看着呢，刚把自己吹得那么牛，对方要是不给面子，也太打脸了。啪！下一秒，一只手主动伸了出来，跟礼貌紧握在一起，那只手力道十足，手掌全是老茧。咔！一声轻响，瞬间一股剧痛袭来，礼貌脸色大变，对方的力量好大，他下意识想挣脱，却被牢牢钳住，只能脸色铁青的看向那人。只见鸭舌帽女孩身边的过道上，不知什么时候多了个少年，一头白色短发，五官刚毅，不算帅气，但野性十足，尤其是身上披着一件格外嚣张的黑色大氅，没穿上衣，结实的胸膛若隐若现。他一出现，周围的淘金客纷纷侧目，这些常年在生死边缘徘徊的人，第一时间就嗅到了少年身上危险的气息。礼貌和他的朋友们也纷纷皱起眉头，眼前的少年虽然看上去跟他们一般大，但身上的气息就跟常年厮杀的工会成员一样，冷厉的眼神，隐隐泛出的杀意，都预示着这人不简单。会长，前一刻还对礼貌爱搭不理的鸭舌帽女孩，瞬间换了个人，欣喜的起身，两个大大的眼睛眯成月牙状，怎么去了这么久？烟瘾犯了。后者目光冷傲地掠过面前几人，这人谁？我叫礼貌。礼貌挤出一个僵硬的笑容，右手揣在口袋里，还在隐隐作痛，知道对方不好惹，他连忙解释：你跟这位同学是一起的，那你应该也是寒山学院的。呵呵，真巧，我们也是。我跟你们九中城的状元是哥们，自己吃了亏，他只能搬出状元的名头，希望能讨回点面子。果然，此话一出，周围的吃瓜群众纷纷投来好奇的目光。这次大比的状元含金量有多高，自不必说。礼貌感受着周围羡慕又好奇的眼神，自信地笑道：兄弟贵姓？到了学院也好有个照应，老子不认识你。不等他说完，少年直接转身坐到靠窗的位置，无视他的示好，语气不善地对身边的女生叮嘱道：出门在外，这些傻鸟少理会，影响智商。好的，会长。后者俏皮地吐了吐舌头，两人的对话完全不避人，直接将礼貌架在火上烤。此时他还没听出少年的言外之意，僵在原地，坐也不是，站也不是，尴尬得想找个地缝钻进去。小子，你什么意思啊？不想在寒山学院混了？我们李哥可是新生风云榜前30的，大比状元知道吗？那都是我们李哥的哥们。礼貌，你什么时候认识大比状元了？小胖子耿直地凑上前，真诚地问。闭嘴！被2次打脸的礼貌恼羞成怒，把所有怒气都发泄到小胖子身上，厉声喝道：老子跟谁交朋友，还要跟你汇报？滚回去坐着！他阴森森地盯着面前的一男一女，女的不给他面子就算了，男的也这么嚣张。兄弟，我只是想跟你交个朋友，学校就是个小社会，多个朋友多条路，太高傲不是好事，容易吃亏。礼貌冷哼一声，只是碍于刚才握手时手被捏得生疼，让他摸不清对方的底，这才没有直接动手。但下一秒，车厢内的电视突然传来新闻声。夏国新闻报道，今日夏国最高缉拿处对本次大比状元王北霄斩杀9中城议员的指控发布新闻发布会。据调查，此次王北霄以2印斩杀4印之传闻属实，本次事件造成30余名觉醒者战死，影响极其恶劣。根据最高缉拿处调查，此次殴斗系9中城议员薛礼因不服王北霄在大比中斩杀其子而蓄意报复。王北霄同学的行为属于自卫反击，不予追究其责任。电视上一张王北霄赤裸上身、满身鲜血跟薛礼对轰的照片被曝光出来，车厢内的喧闹瞬间沉寂。无他，2印杀4印，几乎是天方夜谭，而且还是个刚觉醒不到1个月的少年，这已经超出了所有人的认知范畴。这个王北霄真他妈狠啊！先杀了人儿子，又把人老爹给宰了。嘿嘿，我可是看了那次大比的视频，这个王北霄真猛，一把锤子愣是把人砸得面目全非。听说他是恶鬼之牙养大的，3岁开始杀人，6岁就能单挑荒兽了，这么屌！卧槽，我还能骗你？我妹妹的姘头的情人的女儿是王北霄的邻居，这小子10岁就敢提刀杀同学，知道为啥杀薛兴不？因为薛兴见他没磕头，就被他残忍杀害了。车厢内越传越邪乎，礼貌的小跟班抓住机会，连忙对鸭舌帽女孩2人威胁道：这个王北霄就是我们李哥的铁兄弟。咦，小胖子就站在过道上，仿佛发现了新大陆一般，指着白发少年对礼貌说：礼貌，你看他像不像电视里那个王北霄？此话一出，靠在窗边的王北霄不耐烦地转过头，礼貌身躯一颤，脸瞬间绿得不成样子。第62章王北霄，本尊新闻中的王北霄，一头白色长发，满身是血，既霸气又狂。他们面前的少年虽然剪去长发，但依旧一头白发，关键是五官一模一样，连那股跋扈的气息都如出一辙。一个所有人都不想承认的念头涌了上来，这小子就是王北霄本尊。会长，电视把你拍得好丑啊！严杀杀嘟起小嘴，不过入名真够意思，杀薛礼这么大的事都能摆平，说者无心，听者有意。礼貌脸上的阴冷荡然无存，取而代之的是不断收缩的瞳孔，以及比哭还难看的笑容，装逼装到本尊头上了。王北霄是什么人他不了解，但这货把薛家几乎杀的绝户是事实。要知道现在的大一新生就像温室里的花朵，除了少部分人杀过人，大多数见到血都会心慌。王北霄这种动不动就灭人满门的主，对他们而言就是降维打击。礼貌，你不是他哥们吗？他剪了短发就不认识了。小胖子懵懂地问，他的眼神